Hello and welcome to Shield Up, our 100 question extravaganza. It's become a yearly tradition now that we sit in a room for hours on end and answer questions from our lovely community. We've got so many to get through, lads.
Okay.
I'm just
How many?
100, actually. I think, yeah, it is 100.
It's 100. All right.
Although it was 104 this morning, but I've counted them now. I feel like it's fine.
Imagine if you just
Sorted
did
it.
104.
Yeah. Also, to be fair, when I checked it, I was like, why is that 104? And then was like, I'm not even looking at what the other videos were, because no one has ever gone. We've never had a counter.
Oh,
no
that's a
no
good
one,
point.
no one's ever gone, oh, you fucking did 100.
Who would do counters in videos?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Time wasting.
Fools.
Yeah.
Fools. Lads, do you know what? People know who we are. It's fine. I'm going to kick it off now because we, as I said, we've got a lot to get through.
No
And this-
dilly-dallying.
This is a question for all of us.
Okay.
How did you decide the order of RKG?
I believe it was.
Sounds the best.
It just sounded the best. Yeah. Because I was going to say
I
it
didn't
was.
know if you were doing a bit, man.
It's an interesting question, Gav.
I mean, it's,
So, RKG is actually an anagram.
I mean, it is the order we sit in.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think that's what I thought.
Yeah.
But it's kind of RKG.
JKR sounds like a Gourmet Burger Kitchen in my head, even though it's not.
Yeah, GKR, yeah.
JKR sounds like a novelist. To
Yeah.
GK Chesterton is who you're thinking of.
right.
Glass, what's that? Is like a food thing that's like Glasgow Smith and Klein or something like that. And I was like, that's getting too close to
KRG sounds kind of good. KRG.
that. Too late for that now. No, that's but like
we-
KBG,
KBG,
KGB,
yeah.
like that sounds a bit too much like KGR.
Well,
KG, bit
Yeah.
KG.
But once you hear
KGB,
RKG, I think we said it
don't
enough
want
times. We're like RKG.
RKG.
There's also
RKG.
like, it's, meant to be us, but also meant to be nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a sense, like, it's 3 letters. Like, could have been any, like, silly name.
Yeah.
But it's better that it is us, but also it's like we make videos. It sounds like THK.
We like that, yeah.
As a theming, or like a TV channel or a film studio, like
Yeah.
BBC.
Yeah, because
Or
I
like
Yeah.
RKO Pictures.
remember
Yeah.
we did put quite a bit of thought into this, because I remember we were thinking about whether people would say the names, and we were like, what sounds best in the order? And we were like, well, Rory Krupa Gav.
Yeah.
It's like bada bada boom.
Yeah.
It's like it has a nice like rhythm to it, like Gav's like
That's
a nice
the
full
muso.
stop.
That's the muso.
Bada bada boom.
Yeah.
Gav's the single syllable.
You're the full
stop.
stop. Yeah.
I think E sound like the E sound, RKG.
RKG.
Like,
Yeah.
I think we Googled it a lot, and I think was it like the only thing we found was it like a Ukrainian surface-to-air missile or something like
It's
that?
an anti-military, anti-tank grenade,
Yeah.
Or was the only other thing?
which is an RKG-3.
Yeah. Just 3 of us as well. Yeah. There we go. So that's how we did it. This is a question for Rory. Is there a game you wish you'd been able to play either on stream or the show that you instead experienced solo?
Good question. I think the nice thing about our show is I play a lot of games that I wouldn't play by myself, and I don't know if I would have even enjoyed them by myself. I think there's certain games that I probably won't play because of the fact it's quite close to what we do.
Yeah.
Because I've heard that game Lies of Pi.
of
Keep
Pi.
calling it fucking Lies of Pi.
Like Life of Pi.
Lies of P.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lies of P.
It's Lies
Yeah.
of P.
That's what it's called.
Lies of
Thank you.
P, yeah.
Thank you.
You have played it.
I've heard that's actually really good, but I don't know if I would enjoy that game or type of games by myself if I was just to
Yeah.
play it.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the closest example.
Kroops, apart from family, what's the thing you miss most from up north?
Where that was going there. Have they got my family?
You're apart from your family, and you will be for some time.
Yeah. What do I miss most about up north? Nice thick chip shop gravy. Because you don't like some chip shops in the south is a bit of a Peter Kay bit.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's going to be, but like some don't even have gravy.
Yeah.
And if they do, it's invariably quite thin.
I had
That's true,
chips
yeah.
and gravy for the first time last month back in Northern Ireland.
Ever.
Didn't do much for me.
Ever?
Yeah.
That's the first time
You're
you
joking
ever
me.
had.
I thought that was a bit. Then. I thought you'd like phrase
Yeah.
that awkwardly, but first time ever.
First time. I'm usually a chip and cheese guy. You get it all melted,
Right,
make it all
yeah.
delicious.
Cheesy chips. Not from a chippy,
Cheesy
though.
chips. Oh yeah.
Cheesy chips with fish.
Yeah.
Oh,
in,
yeah,
In
yeah.
Wales, people have the gravy chips and cheese. People have
Chip
in
cheese
Wales.
mayo?
But
good
yeah,
stuff.
that's
Darling
a
County
good
mayo.
one.
But the gravy, maybe I just had a bad one.
That's
it
what I'm
just,
saying.
It just sogged everything up too
It
much.
will
and
make
I
it
was
wet.
eating-
It will
Yeah.
do that.
It took
but like,
some of the crisp
you want
out.
it to be thick, almost like black, like treacle.
Would you like? do you
actually
remember like
sounds
we actually came up with a really good restaurant idea once, which was basically a chip shop, but you could order fish and chips. Like in whatever, like in multiple
regional styles,
regions,
yeah.
so you could be
Oh,
like,
And
that's
also all the
Yeah.
regional delicacies. Like
Yes.
for instance, you know, like in America, there's this famous division of the country called the Mason and Dixon line,
Yeah.
which divides the country in half, like the north and the south.
yeah,
You have that in Britain, but it's called the Savoy line.
Yeah.
This is what I'm calling it. But it's called the Savoy belt.
Yeah.
And below that, you'll get a Savoy. But above it, you will not see a Savoy in
Yeah.
any chip shop. I only had my first Savoy the other week.
I've never had one. I don't think. So those bright red sausages.
Bright
aren't they?
red,
Yeah.
like it's like a spice sausage.
Yeah.
But when you get them fresh from a chip shop, when you bite into them, they'll pop.
Yeah.
They'll,
Jesus!
like because the wrapper is like it'll snap.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I
It's
don't know,
edible.
that sounds good.
it is edible. Yeah,
Right. No, the wrapper is a wrapper.
yeah. It's not like
Does it taste
it's
like
not
shit?
It's not like
It
an
does,
Edam
yeah.
wrapper.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, but that's yeah.
That's our restaurant coming soon.
Yeah.
It's a question for me. It says, when Wales make the 2026 World Cup, do you plan on going to the States? Depending on where they play it, it'll be awesome to meet you. That's from Derek from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I've been in Pennsylvania. Yeah, if they get to the World Cup, I'd love to go. I think it'd be a very strange. I mean, it'd be a very strange one in the sense because like they basically split the regions into three. So you'd either be in like the mid, the west, or the east. And there's different ones that I would rather like.
And that traverses Canada and Mexico as well.
It
Doesn't
does, yeah. And there's cities in all of them that I've not been to and really like to go. Like Atlanta's in there.
Hell
like
yeah.
I've always wanted to go there. Like I've never been to Boston. That's another one. I'm not sure what's another one I haven't been to. Yeah, but there's a bunch that like I mean I'd have to go if we made it because it feels like being Welsh, you take wherever you can get. So like when we went to Qatar, it was like people were like, "Well, we'll never see this again." It's like, I mean, that's such an attitude to have. It's like, well, you gotta go because we might never do it again.
Yeah.
It's like, but it's quite.
It's a good excuse to travel places.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So
Yeah, you don't want to like one World Cup in recent memory become really blasé about it.
Yeah.
I went
I
last.
can't be asked. Yeah, well, last one.
It would be the next one, I
Well,
reckon.
the last one, didn't I? Yeah. So yeah, no, absolutely, 100%. This is one for all of us. What's your favorite Christopher Nolan movie that isn't Interstellar or The Prestige?
Oh,
But isn't Interstellar or The Prestige?
Yeah.
Batman Begins.
Batman Begins.
I don't know. What else has he done?
The following: Insomnia,
But I feel like I feel
Dark
like
Knight Rises,
Yeah.
Inception,
Yeah.
Tenant,
I'd-
Oppenheimer.
I'd say Inception. Inception for me.
Inception.
I think
Inception.
Inception.
I think I'd have to do that as well. But I do also really, really like Insomnia. I watched it again recently. Like,
It's not
I
much
like
to
it.
it. I do like it, but it's pretty.
it's
It just also
it's-
doesn't feel distinctively him.
No, it doesn't.
I think you
That's
also
probably him,
if
like,
we took the
going, "I
Batman
can do
films,
it,"
if we
yeah.
take the Batman films off, I'm
Yeah.
probably going Inception.
Yeah.
Or maybe yeah.
I think
do really
Inception's
like
good.
Inception's a good movie.
Yeah. Powers. My 4-year-old son Tristan loves your music. Are you planning on releasing any more music in the near future?
Yes, I am.
He's what like
Christmas song.
Can you? Oh, why have you not done a Christmas song? Come on, mate.
One of what's the one of Christmas in New York?
Yeah.
It's just a really offensive
Oh,
Irish
whoa.
Christmas song.
like,
yeah.
There's one word they don't play on that. There's like every word.
That's everywhere. He's really big into traditional British cooking.
Christmas in porch shirts. Yeah, that's what it is.
Christmas. What's it?
Yes, more music to come. Not
But
Christmas
not,
themed.
but not, not
unfortunately.
racist.
Yeah.
Come
No,
here,
racist themed. Great.
Daniel. What is your favorite Stephen King book?
Oh, that's a good question. It's probably it or Salem's Lot. I really like Salem's Lot. Should I expand or no?
How old were you when you first read those?
Oh, I was probably 12 or 13 when I read
Yeah.
it. And I probably similar. I think I read Salem's Lot first.
Mm.
Actually, I think the first book I read was Misery because my
Yeah.
dad had a copy of it from holiday.
That was the first book you read?
No, first Stephen King book.
All right, I was like, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Right.
That's
That'd
heavy
be, I mean,
stuff.
that would be. It would make a lot of sense for your origin story.
What's
for
people
sure.
say? Very on brand.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think, Salem's Lot's pretty great.
Is it? Yeah.
I love it.
See, because like I only know that from the movies. I don't know anything about like the story is
It's
really
like a cool
good.
band of
Yeah.
like kids fighting monsters.
Yeah.
Vampires have come to their town.
Because I've never read a Stephen King book as an adult. I've only ever read him as a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
You've not read
No, so I read like it, and I've read like loads when I was
Shining's worth revisiting as,
Really?
as a grown up.
because I've only ever read them as a kid when I shouldn't have been reading them, and like knowing like you're reading it, and you're like, oh, fuck, I should be reading this. Like I read that.
Well,
On the Millennium.
I remember reading a bit of Needful Things that my dad took on holiday, and there's a section in that the Needful Things. The premise is Satan comes to town and he opens a shop that will give you whatever your heart's desire.
Ah, I
And
see.
I read a bit where a little lad is rubbing his cock on his teacher's leg. And that's what my dad's reading on holiday.
You're looking
is
at
it?
your dad like,
Yeah, down the Algarve.
Wait, he in class?
Well, it's fancy, isn't it?
Oh.
This is kind of what I
Yeah.
remember.
That's a weird fantasy to have.
Well, he's fancy his teacher, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But you maybe doesn't know what to. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, he doesn't
Anyway.
know.
it's weird though, isn't it? It's like how Stephen King when I was a kid
It's
was
the
just
opposite
like
of it. It's like a sexy it. You imagine it, I'll make it real.
it's weird. I was like, because I was into like horror and stuff as a kid. I was like, oh god, read Stephen King. And I was reading them, and being like, one, either I don't understand what's going on, or there's too much sexy stuff in
There is loads of sexy stuff in there.
Like-
He don't mind, you know. But the thing is, there's whole novels in the 80s Stephen King don't remember writing.
Right,
Because he was
he
off
was
his
messed
face
up.
on booze and coke.
ledge.
You should
rubbing
read,
his dick on
Revival.
Okay, yeah.
That came out recently. You can take it on holiday.
Is it good?
It's really good. Flanners was going to adapt it, but it fell through.
Maybe I'll do that just in case it does get adapted then. I'll do that. This is for me. It says, please tell us a story of how you got Coco the three-legged wonder dog. So she was already 6 years old when I met her, but Clara got her from Putney Animal Hospital. She was tattooing someone who worked there, and Clara really wanted a boxer dog. So she was telling the girl, oh, if you ever have any boxer dogs come in at Putney Animal
Oh,
Hospital,
that's
give
a
me a
very
shout.
different experience, isn't it?
And the girl went home, and they were like decent friends. The girl went home, and then like the next day was like, look, I know you said boxer dog, but we've got this little dog here who's not had a great start. She's 6 months old.
Oh my god.
Like she came in like really, I'm not gonna go into it. Like she was incredibly mistreated. We've actually got to cut off her leg today. We're having a hell of a time shifting her. Like nobody wants her.
Oh my god.
Is it anyway? I know you wanted a boxer. So Clara was like, you know, well, okay, send me a photo of her. And they sent me the photo, which I have. And Clara's like, yep, I'll be around in a minute. So Clara went
You
to
have
get
the
her.
picture?
Yeah, we have the photo, yeah.
Oh my
And
god.
we also then, like, I've got a video of Clara the first time she ever met her. She was actually filming it. And, like, Coco's just had her leg off. And she's, like, going. She's so excited.
Oh
and she's, like, but also she's just bright red as well.
yeah, she's like a little Firefox.
But, yeah, that's the story of how Clara got her anyway.
Wow.
Here's a question for all of us. Do you watch other YouTubers? And if so, who's your favourite?
Good question.
It is good.
I don't watch a ton of YouTubers specifically,
Hmm.
but more on like certain topics. There's people who do really good like video game stuff.
Yeah, you're watching quite a lot of full-on stuff, mate. I've seen it come through.
Yeah, your account's logged in.
Like,
Is it?
Yeah.
You guys can see that?
Yeah, all have to
Sort
be
of,
signed in
yeah,
to watch it.
It's not on, buddy. We got to have a word after this, I'll be honest.
Jesus.
Like,
You saw me download all the models for the
we saw
Overwatch
it.
characters.
We
Yeah.
saw it all. Yeah, we saw it
Okay.
all. Yeah.
Defunct Land, probably one of my favorites. It's great. It's a really good time. If you like the history of like theme parks and like old
yeah,
school
that
nostalgia
comes up
stuff,
on
it's
mine
really
quite a
good, great
bit.
to watch.
I get quite a lot of tips from you. Like I
Yeah.
just started watching that just on in the background constantly now. Is that guy with his little dog go
Korea.
cooking?
Yeah.
I watch that all the time.
Ryu.
Yeah, because that really reminds me of a channel that I watch, which is a guy who used to work for BuzzFeed Tasty, and he does like these wild. He's just all captions, but he does like the 72-hour lasagna, like 72-hour, and it's just basically like him cooking these dishes over a period of time with like really calming music, but the captions are incredibly funny. But that's like I really like that one that you said. But
It's really, well, that's a very good like second screen doing the washing up, background tranquil YouTube.
yeah,
Love
A lot
it.
of recipe YouTube, Aaron and Claire is a good recommendation. You want 15-minute Korean meals, Aaron and Claire, you go see them. Aaron cooks it, Claire eats it.
Ooh.
And he's got a great voice. He's like, you don't have this ingredient. He's got this like faux American accent. He's like, you don't have this ingredient, don't worry about it. And he does that, and he goes like, and it's like his catchphrase that he's developed. It's quite fun also with a YouTuber if you go back like 5 years,
right?
And you can almost pinpoint the moment where they do a thing, and then it's like that becomes their thing. Fast forward 5 years, it's like condensed. Doobie Doo Bap. She's great.
You got me into it.
She's great. Yeah. She's like taken off in like recent years. Like she's opened her own restaurant in Korea now.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And she like does a lot of mental health videos as well as cooking videos, a lot of food tours. Yeah. She's obviously like doing quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. I've just started watching this girl called Stunt Peg. I think her name's Peggy, but it's Stunt Peg, P-E-G-G. And she basically is a football fan, and she does just really interesting videos. Like I watched a couple in the last, I've only gone into it in the last week, but she did a video that was the most depressing football club in England. And it's in Sheffield, and she goes to like one of their games. She went to like, what is it? Yeah, the one she put up recently said, I flew 4,000 kilometers to the northernmost football club to go watch a game and stuff like that. And they're like little, they're sort of like vlogs, but they're really well edited, and it's just, she's got a really nice way about her, and it's just really fun.
Nice.
Like I'm just like absolutely rinsing them. But they're really, really good. Good question.
Some good suggestions there.
Yeah. Powers. When and why did you move to the UK, and where do you see yourself living in the future?
Good
under
question.
The sea? You've always gone about your under the sea house.
What was it, Georgia 4? Georgia 5? My future planet?
Yeah.
I moved to Northern Ireland, the UK, when I was 4 years old, I believe it was.
Your voice was breaking then.
Just getting a little emotional, Missing the homeland.
He doesn't have a passport.
I have a strange family history, which I'll race through.
Yeah.
My dad was born and grew up in Atlanta, over in the States. My mom was born in New Zealand. They met each other in Hong Kong, had kids who were born, obviously, in the States, moved to Northern Ireland. So even though I have this kind of strange accent and a lot of family in the States, I basically grew up most of my life in Northern Ireland before moving to the mainland UK.
Love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So where do you see yourself living in the future?
Living in the future. I mean, is the moon
Rigel
too obvious?
7.
Yeah.
Is the moon too obvious?
Is it too obvious? I mean, yeah, like, you can see it. Yeah. What's that future city from RoboCop?
Yeah.
Big Detroit or something?
New Detroit? Yeah.
New Detroit, I
think. New Detroit. Fantastic. Kroops, did you play Lies of P, which released earlier this year? And if so, what did you think of it? Also, what are your general thoughts on Souls-likes?
I haven't played it. I think I played it briefly when we did it on the producer stream, like just get it running, so I had a little run around, but I haven't played it. My thoughts on them is, I mean, great variety. It's like a whole subgenre that didn't exist 12 years ago. You've got to make a pretty good game when your game defines a new type of RPG. That's pretty cool, right? But I guess Lies of P, even though I haven't played it for everything I read, that is probably the best version of it, because they're just working within Souls as a genre with a certain like rule set, and they've like spent all that time working on like how it's presented and stuff. I have no problem. Like, I just don't want to play them. But I'm not saying like one couldn't come along that really like piqued my interest, like world design, but like I'd rather just go back to the source.
I think you're right. I think Lies of P is just a good example of doing it, where it's like if it's the same mechanics and feel, they've at least done enough with their world and story that it feels unique and interesting, you know?
I think the thing that I like most about the game, again, is never the challenge. It's the storytelling. And no one's as good as him at that. So it's like, you can do that all you want. But they haven't got close to replicating that as far as I'm aware.
I think like that's the thing that maybe people don't talk about a lot when they're like, oh, this, because like people have gone wild for that Lies of P and being like, this is the best. Like this is up there with all those, and you'd be like, oh. And then I was looking at the people saying that and going, oh, I think you enjoy those games with differently for different reasons.
And people like the mechanical challenge, and they want just more of that challenge and more of those mechanics. Like, I'm not super into that aspect of the games.
So I've watched Limmy play quite a lot of it, and like, because he is generally just into
Decking stuff.
And being good or being shit and learning how to be good, basically. But that's far down my list of things to do for fun. This is me. It says, Gav, have you ever been to Live Lounge in Cardiff? And is there a similar place in London that you get the same experience? I think like Live Lounge is like a sticky floor club in Cardiff that is, I think it's open 24 hours. Like you can walk past there any time of the day and there's people either inside or outside off their absolute faces on drink, other things maybe, I don't know, some funny cigarettes and the like.
Wacky backy.
And it's a mess. And but like they also just have, because it's called Live Lounge, they have like live bands playing there.
Because I was going to say Live Lounge, isn't that where like, I always thought you were going to do like an acoustic cover of Umbrella. That's what BBC Radio 1, isn't it? Live Lounge,
the Live Lounge, yeah. But like they have a lot of cover bands in, a lot of Stereophonics cover bands.
It sounds kind of
How many
great.
Stereophonics cover bands are there in Wales?
Oh God, can you imagine? But I have been there. I haven't been there for a bit. I think the last time I went there was when Wales beat Belarus 5-1, and I believe there is a video of me with my top off on the stage dancing,
Really?
Singing Stereophonics.
Singing Stereophonics, yeah. Obviously. Similar experience in London, I would say probably the closest you probably get at maybe Inferno's in Clapham, which is incredibly famous with lots of Welsh people. They love going there.
Yeah. I only went once before. Around the time I heard that Margot Robbie was going all the time, and I was like, gotta go to Inferno.
But that's the thing; it's got this kind of, I don't know, like it's got this kind of like cult status as. But so I think it
has, but it's also like in quite a nice bit of town.
It is,
now.
yeah.
So it's like it's quite ironically
exactly.
Done,
yeah, I think probably years and years ago
No.
it was seen as like a bit of like, as you said, like sticky floor club, but like now it's like, yeah, it's quite a nice place.
Whereas I would say maybe like the Swan in Stockwell would be like my go-to disgusting place.
What's the place? Not that it was disgusting, but amazing vibes. What's the place we went to for your friend's birthday, where we went down into the basement and it was like a work party from the 1990s?
Oh, Bethel Green Workmen's Club.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? And it was like the old like family disco vibes.
That was for your buddy's 40th, wasn't it?
Yeah, that place was great.
That was really
great.
Yeah. I went there for New Year's once. It was fantastic. I want to go out now.
Camden.
Yeah. This is for all of us from Stuart in Connecticut, formerly of Ramsgate, Kent. It says, question for the lads. Shag, murder, and lifelong friend, which Finchies would you choose? Shag, Mama, obviously.
Or Auntie.
Or Auntie. Well,
I quite
she's just
fancy
watching.
I quite fancy Auntie. A bit of an older woman.
Yeah.
Auntie or Mama.
She's been locked up for 40 years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She's
Turn
learned
your
a lot.
pelvis to chalk.
Woo. How do you feel about 2 fingers? Guys.
What?
That's someone's mother.
What are you saying?
That's what she's into.
That's what she said.
It's from the
She said
game.
it.
She likes it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Murder.
You want probably Posh, little fucking froggy freak. He's got to die.
He would be up for a dying.
Oh,
maybe.
Murray.
You can maybe convince
Murder.
him.
No, Shag, murder, lifelong friend.
murder.
Oh, right. Lifelong friend, Papa.
Yeah.
Good friend, I reckon.
Yeah.
You
He'll
want
help
him to be on
Bit
your
of life
side.
advice.
Useful.
Seen it all, done it all. But also, if you need someone chinning.
Yeah.
He'd
You
chin
know.
your enemies. He'd chin your enemies.
So we're going to go Shag, Auntie or Mama,
Yeah.
because of muck reasons. Murder.
Both.
Yeah.
Little threesome.
It's not ruling out. We own them. We can make them do what they want. Murder. We're going to go Posh Finchy.
Absolutely.
Because he probably deserves it.
He does.
A lifelong friend, Papa.
Posh
Let's not
Finchy-
tell Papa we murdered Posh Finchy.
Posh Finchy is probably like thick enough you could convince him
Yeah.
to leave you everything in the will.
Yeah.
He'd be
Yeah,
like, if you say so.
I watched...
And then you just smack him in.
I rewatched Rose of Addition recently, and I realized like quite a lot of our like lore around the relationship between Posh Finchy and Papa Finchy is based on Paul Newman and Daniel Craig's relationship in that movie. Yeah, if you watch it, there's parallels. Oh, there's parallels. That's what I'm saying. You can't tell Papa because you can't cross him, even though he might take the piss out of him or whatever. Still his boy.
Still his boy.
Still his boy. Powers, if Soleil was an energy drink, what flavour would he be?
Ooh, good question. I mean, it's got to be citrusy, something bright, citrusy, mango-y pineapple, I would say.
Yeah.
Capturing that sun-like energy. And I don't know if he would be a monster, because that sounds kind of negative. He brings the positive attitude. So I would say he's more of a Rain or a Red Bull.
Like the Tenzing.
I think
the natural one.
Yeah, maybe the natural one. Or maybe he'd be like a bit alcoholic, you know, like a Four Loko or something. He's got a bit of like party attitude to him, you know. He's all about like, you know, praising the sun is a bit like a cheers.
Yeah.
So I'd say there's a bit of booze in his energy
Jolly
drink.
Cooperation.
What was that one that we everyone was drinking at Screbs' stag? Was it like Purdy's? Is that an energy drink, or is that just like a?
I don't think that's a.
That's posh lad juice.
Yeah, that's like. You're like, everyone's drinking this Schlur?
Wasn't it like it's like a
hangover
thing.
It?
Oh, is it?
Oh,
botanical drink. I don't know.
I don't know.
I didn't have any. Can you tell?
I
was just having the IPA.
Yeah. Fantastic. Kroops, thoughts on Alan Wake 2?
It is very good. Looks amazing. I wished early on it would just let me play the game more.
Yeah.
I think I described it as like it's all turd to fuck.
Yeah.
And what that I mean is like it is great and they're amazing set pieces, but sometimes I'm just like, can I just play your horror game?
Please.
And to be fair, there are levels and sections where it settles down.
Yeah.
And it's like, go explore this bit or go explore that bit, and it's like I feel there's a bit of freedom. But early on, for like the first like 5 hours, it's like, can I just go play now?
So I'm in that at the minute. So
it's like a little bit frustrating, but I do find it. I think it looks great. It's got amazing atmosphere. I don't think I'm incredibly invested in the story, but I like lots of stuff about it.
It's hard, isn't it, when a game feels like a bit too much hand holding at the start, and you're like, you want to learn for yourself and do it yourself, but it's like
it feels like it's like turning your head.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing is, like, games are very varied experiences, and it's like that is on that scale of it. Like, and to have those moments, it is controlled.
Yeah.
But like, also, I like games where you just go. Do stuff.
Or the nice mix where it's like they are leading you, but you don't even really know it. It's like done in a very gentle kind of way.
Yeah. Or if you've got someone next to you, literally lean.
Yeah.
You don't even know what I'm doing.
So I love it when there's just a guy who knows everything next to you, and he can kind of tell you when you're doing something.
You've never
wrong.
played Lies of P. Lies of P is now your life. You
Yeah.
just can't see the fucking strings I've got.
I'm the puppet.
You're P.
I'm Geppetto, mate.
I'm P.
Where the lies? Here's a question for you. Says, what are your recommendations for someone when they are trying to figure out their first tattoo? Don't overthink it. I think a lot of people get a bit bogged down in like, because if it's your very first one, it's the only thing you've got. Like, so that's why I would say
big or small. Just don't overthink it.
Good question.
Don't overthink. I think that's the thing. Is like it does.
Small could get your like eye in for the pain.
Yeah, lots of people say, "Oh, I like the pain." No, it's shit. Like it's the worst part of getting tattooed.
Hurts.
Fucking hurts.
I heard it's a needle.
Generally hurts.
In and out. yeah.
What you could do is, but that's the thing I do, because like I had my very first one here, but. Now, even though I love that now, and it reminds me of like me and my best mate at the time. We went on our 18th birthday to get tattoos together, and I pay for hers, she paid for mine. So I've never covered it up because of that. That is prime real estate, because like this is free now, and I'm planning what's going on.
Oh, I see.
You're like, I can't.
Like I'm not going to go over.
Would you enhance it?
I could do that. I think is a thing. So like saying, like you could maybe get something. If you were worried about the pain, maybe get something like you say, like small somewhere.
But also depends where you're getting it, doesn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
But maybe that's better than. I mean, I'm talking on my own.
Yeah.
But like, maybe that is better than just committing to like a massive fix, because then you're like,
but
if you tap out halfway through, you're like,
dude, I'm so impressed with people who like Clara tattooed a slug recently. Did a Avatar: The Last Airbender tattoo on them, and like
nice.
I don't know about Avatar and stuff, but
I'll take it from here, Gav. So every 100 years, the Avatar is reborn.
So I think we gotta get through this capture, man.
Master of all elements, water, fire,
so
earth.
I think the main fella has got like an arrow on his head.
He does Aang.
And it goes all the way down his body.
Big time.
Big time.
Well, I haven't seen the whole thing.
He's
a child.
So,
he is a child. You haven't seen all his body.
So Clara did a tattoo on a guy, and I think he's a slug. So, but the arrow was on his hand and like kind of went up.
Very nice.
It's lush and it's massive, and it is his first tattoo. And it's just like I'm always incredibly.
That's a lot, isn't it?
hate it, but like they are really good numbing creams that are coming out right now. But speak to your artist about that, because some people like using it, some people don't like using it. It does change how the skin looks, blah 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 blah. So there's a lot. Speak to your artist about that all the time. But yeah, I cannot do more than like 4 or 5 hours now, and then I don't want to go back for a while either. So.
Try some Irish Baileys. That's my numbing cream. Am I right, boys?
Let's do this a minute. Here's a question for all of us. Says, I've been loving the Elden Ring content, and I plan on completing the lore masterclass after you're done, so nothing gets spoiled. Rory and Gav, what's been your favorite Elden Ring moment so far? That's from Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Good question. I like the...
Bear in mind when this goes out.
I like the last boss.
Yeah.
I like the... We have a good word for them. What are they? Like the set pieces, the... I forget what we're calling them. You know, like the self-contained, the old school...
Oh, Legacy Dungeons.
Legacy Dungeons.
Yeah.
I really like those. Like, the open map is fantastic and exploring is really cool.
So
but anytime anytime
Stormvale.
we reach a place and I know we can kind of like settle in and get invested. It's nice to see...
And you know a big boss is coming.
Big boss is coming.
Usually 2.
You know, what's that? A locked door can't be opened at this time? I know that one. I know that
Something comforting about the tropes.
Yeah, I really do enjoy it. And it's nice that they can kind of have their cake and eat it too. So I'm enjoying those a lot.
I think Raya Lucaria, the mysteries around Raya Lucaria, and spending so much time in that, but like hearing about it loads, get into it, like, and then all walking around doing the bosses inside it. That's up there with like my top Soul stuff ever.
That was cool, wasn't it?
It's so good.
And it's essentially Wales.
Yeah, and it's essentially Wales.
What's the best university in Wales?
Well, a lot of people will say, bang, I went to Aberystwyth, so I got to say Aberystwyth, but I don't think it's doing too well
these days
on the old things. Yeah, I think they even because they all used to be the University of Wales, Bangor, University of Wales, Aberystwyth,
that affiliated.
University of Wales. Yeah, I think that stopped, and I don't know for what
They've all
reason.
gone competitive.
But Aberystwyth, I think is great because the university basically takes over the town.
Right.
So you could be walking down the street and you'll just see friends constantly.
Right,
and
okay.
I think like lots of English people go to that and they've never had that before.
Yeah.
So lots of people come in from big cities and stuff and they're just
enjoying
like
that experience.
running into people.
Yeah.
Like when do you ever run into people?
Yeah. I went out there a few times and it was always an amazing night out. As you said, it's just like completely students everywhere.
Yeah. Powers, where's the Harley?
The Harley Davidson 2007 Road King in chrome red is currently inoperable. It is.
I drove it up a wall.
They can't float. Did you guys know that? It has been brought over from the States. It is currently in my garage in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
This is the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your world. It's so big though. It is enormous, this thing. But I'm actually planning on either at Christmas or in the new year getting an actual like smaller bike that I can ride. Essentially, if you don't know how motorbikes work, depending on the engine size, you need certain types of licenses to ride them. So the smaller bikes, you're like 125 cc's, you can get very basic licenses, which I have, and you can ride those. But Harley Davidsons, especially like the Road King, they're like max engine power. License. And you can get them, I found this out, you can get engines restricted. So you could have a big bike that's restricted down so you can ride it.
Yeah.
But you can't restrict it that much because it needs a degree of power to...
Exactly. So I might be able to... I could knock it down maybe half or, a third.
But then you want it all.
But yeah. So I'm working my way towards being able to ride it and getting it back on the road. But in the meantime, I might have to just get a little fucking nasty, nippy bike, a little cool one.
This Powers coming to the studio.
Like a little gnat.
I got one of those like mini mopeds.
Like Spider-Man. Like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Like they're okay with you parking it right. They're like, yeah, it's fine, man.
My knees are up by my ears. But that movie is, I think it's coming out or it's just come out. That Bikers one with
Fire Riders.
with Tom Hardy and fucking Elvis in it. And I can just tell that's going to be my personality for the next 4 months.
I can be this.
I'll be like, that's me. I am him.
I thought you were going to say like you could take your bike to, because there's going to be like drive-ins and stuff where you can like rock it up. You're like, Mum, can you drop me off with a trailer? And like you wheel your bike in.
Just leaning
on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. big guy.
This whole thing, just polishing it, but never turning it on.
Yeah, I'm excited for that movie. It looks really good. I didn't even know anything about it. And then you showed me the trailer for it. I was like,
it looks wicked. Looks very cool. Very male fantasy, but I'm here for it.
So do you reckon then you'll be riding the Harley by the end of 2024?
Yeah, how long?
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I need to.
How many
I think it's two more practical tests. There's some theories in there, but you need to do 2 more before you can ride. If I want to ride the Harley, that's the qualification to ride like any bike in the world. It's the end game.
Yeah.
So I'm working on it. Working on it. But the Harley's safe. Don't worry.
Okay.
Just polishing it up, kissing it.
People are just like, he never levels up.
Just
level up your road license, please.
Stop an ADP.
Doesn't have the stats to wield it.
He's putting his rooms into jackets.
I don't have the stats to wield the Harley. That's exactly what it is.
Kroops, what are your best and worst moments of Rory stumbling onto or missing something you'd put ages planning into?
It was finding the fake wall in Black Knife.
Oh, it's so annoying, yeah.
I forgot about that.
Because it's like, to be fair, I think we've forgotten why we were there. It's like we'd gone in there to get the clue for Rogier because we had the map from Fia.
Yeah.
And you do the regular boss and you don't really get a big payout. I think you maybe get some spirit ashes.
Yeah, shit.
And then you're like, oh, what have I been sent here for? And then it leads to a round of increased investigation going, something's hidden here.
Right.
And we just found it. I think we found it a note, right?
I think there was a note.
Yeah,
It was like fake. I was like, really? And then hit it.
Obviously. Because if you see a cluster of notes next to a wall,
odds are, yeah.
I was even like, oh, you should go down there. Oh,
yeah. Like you're...
that's fair enough. Like, it happens. Like, it's just... you're doing the one before the other sort of thing.
Yeah.
You got to kind of rewire then how we're talking about this.
Yeah,
because we were like, don't go down in yet. Just go through the actual boss. Yeah, your little face when it happens, you're just like... Oh, fuck's sake.
Just crunching up pages of notes.
No, but like, that's just, to be fair, that's only one of the things where that was a thing. Like, I think the rest of the game, it's like, I don't really mind.
Yeah.
You can't really, like,
that
look
one...
anything. Like, it's not about... It's like, I wouldn't let us, like, ruin an NPC quest, but I think this is the thing, is a lot of people are like, oh, we need to get through it faster and all this sort of stuff. It's like, we're doing every single NPC quest and also making sure you see a good chunk of the game. Yeah. Whereas everyone that has the experience of their playthrough or the game's been out for a year, they know like direct lines. Like you get this, and it's like we're just trying to like see as much of the game as possible and like explore all the areas. So that's like the gentle guidance. But if you really want to do, like, we've done some catacombs, like we didn't have to do, but
we just run around.
If you're going in them, well, it's up to you. Like, I don't want to go, no.
My favorite comments that I see on the episodes on YouTube are, we're 15 or however many episodes in now, and I love seeing the comments from people being like, I've played this game 3 times, never seen that before. With the time code, it's like, I didn't even know you could do this. Someone said it was like they didn't even know you could get on the walking mausoleums. They were like, I didn't even know you could get up there. I just thought they were like a creature. Yeah. It's like, man, it must be so crazy to have that experience watching the show, seeing all these corners of a game that you've played and loved, but you just missed all of this stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. I would question that walking mausoleum person though and be like, like, are you not generally a curious person or a Christian person? You're like, what's that? Doesn't matter. I'm going.
You get a horse in this game?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Shall I Google it?
I've seen a few of them. Shall I just have a look? Nah, we'll mess with that. I got other things to be doing, haven't I? Yeah, to be fair, that bit in the catacombs as well, it's so funny because just you're it's like a different Rory, and it's so strange that it's for that particular thing, and it's a bit because you just go. Because you're like, oh, let's go down here, and you go, oh, I'm just gonna check these notes and check around here, just make sure we've done everything in this room. Yeah. I was like, who's that? Yeah, who's that?
That does sound well. Doesn't sound like me at all. Yeah,
drop your character.
Yeah, sorry, strange, went off script a little bit there. Yeah,
that's good. I got a question that says, if you had to give up watching the Cymru football team or watching movies forever, which would you choose? Well, they only play about, I mean, like the max we're probably getting if we're not getting a big tournament is, I mean, even if we do, it's probably getting about 12 games a year, maybe. So it's a lot of downtime. Yeah. If I give up the old movies.
But you're saying you're giving up Wales?
But that's the thing.
On the record?
No, absolutely.
I think make a film about the Wales football team.
Oh, see, that's what I'd get around the loophole and be like, can you make a film with just all the goals?
What if it was
oh, Bruce Willis back in the day.
What if it was giving up movies and TV, but you had to choose between giving up movies and TV or all Welsh sport. I feel like that becomes harder because
so I'll do it, but as long as I would obviously pick Wales, as long as the frequency of them playing football. So when I feel like watching a film, they are playing a new game. They are playing a new game of football.
What about similar question? Visiting Wales or your nose? You can only have one.
Oh shit! Man.
So they have your family. They have your family.
Yeah,
have all that, right?
In Wales.
In Wales.
Well, good.
I don't know. Like some of my best like holidays recently have been going away to watch Wales, so I wouldn't want to give that up. I also do like films.
Maybe if you had to give up movies and TV, you'd get into like every Welsh sport. So you're watching like Welsh ping pong, Welsh netball. You're just like, this is my TV now.
Yeah. To be fair, like anytime I hear about someone being good at a sport in Welsh, I'm like, oh, let's check those people out. Like there's a boxer who's doing really well right now, like an MMA guy as well who's doing really well. So like I've got no interest in MMA, but anytime I know that he's fighting the next day, I will check the result and just check.
I'll watch him batter someone.
Oh yeah, like that continually baffles me. That like that's someone's best sport. That is just watching someone getting fucked up. It's horrible. I hate watching it.
You're like, he was at the Live Lounge fighting last week. It's like, they had a game? No.
Yeah.
No.
Because the thing is, recently when we went out, we kind of got a bit, the Armenian football team were a bit shitty to us on the pitch, and they were doing some pretty horrendous shit. And I was like, I could feel myself getting angry, but like, I'm also, an intelligent person. So I'm just like, well, I'm not going to be like, there was other people around me like fucking trying to get onto the like pitch and stuff. But like, I could feel myself getting angry. Imagine if you're going to a thing and the thing is fucking people up. So if you go to MMA, are people getting that?
Or are they
angry?
more disciplined?
Or maybe they are. I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea. I've been to one MMA
What
match.
Rob Page should have done? You should have brought on the MMA fighter.
Yeah.
It's like, lads, you Armenian lads are not calming down. We're bringing on him.
I think like that's the thing though, because initially when I was looking at this question, I was like, well, I maybe had like the highs of watching us like beat Austria, say. Like I think that was one of the best days of my life. Like my body has never felt like that physically before. But then when we watched Interstellar IMAX recently, it felt very similar. So like a docking scene on the IMAX, bro. Like
we have to beat Ukraine. It's impossible. No, it's necessary.
It's weird you said that because you've got a kid as well. So
yeah.
Right, it's the best day of my life. Yeah. And Billy, he's all right.
Yeah, little Bill. Little Bill.
Born in England.
Yeah, that's right. Don't talk about him.
Can't scrap for shit.
They're like, what's wrong with Gareth Kish? He was born in England, wasn't he? They're like, oh, shit.
He doesn't talk about him.
Doesn't talk about him.
I asked him
feed him.
I asked him who's going to declare for internationally. He says he's thinking about it.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
I couldn't give up watching Wales play anything. So I'd have to pick Wales instead of movies, sadly. But am I allowed to? Will you still describe films to me?
Yeah, we'll do recaps.
Like I'm like old blind fox from Robin Hood.
Crumbs for the poor.
Okay, amazing. Powers. What do you prefer, tactics or shield up as a strategic approach to Souls games?
Tactics, baby! Love it. Getting the drop on someone, it feels great. You're starting the fight. You're reasonably in control. I feel like I'm getting better at shield up recently. I feel
5 years in. We're 7 years in.
The shields are coming into their own a little bit, but tactics all the way.
Yeah. Okay. Krups, are there other game worlds outside of the Soulsborne series that trigger your lore love?
Some games, no. Probably more films, I reckon. You could do good lore stuff on.
Yeah.
Like I think I've got like some essays that are all in a state of half finishedness.
Yeah.
That I think you could describe as lore in nature.
Yeah.
And I think take lore as a concept of like really thinking carefully and in great detail about a topic or a world, and then extrapolating out the edges. Yeah. So that's kind of what lore has become in Dark Souls games. Because otherwise, you're not just saying you're into the story.
Yeah.
Lore is about like
Different,
thinking away from the game and trying to make connections that maybe aren't legible in the game.
Yeah.
And I think there's interesting things you can do like that with other films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that I could see that.
Like you
for
could
sure.
write an essay about like what kind of systems needed to be in place to stop Jurassic Park from happening.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
right, yeah.
And that you could describe that as like Jurassic Park lore.
That's lore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
thinking
yeah.
almost slightly in a fun way, but pedantically about something.
Yeah. But it's kind of like to like a silly thinking about something to a silly degree.
Yeah, or
like,
taking it seriously or playing around with it.
Yeah.
And like part of your enjoyment is interacting with a thing intellectually.
Absolutely, yeah. Our question says, can we get some keyword countdown streams in the future? I'd love to do some of those. That's some of my most fun streams that we did. It's just time. And like, like develop it into something good. Also, would it be a stream or it's going to go on ITV1 on a Saturday night?
As long as we can still use that jingle.
Hosted by Stephen Mulhern. Oh, yeah.
Keyword countdown.
Why is he on everything?
We should bring that back. Maybe
Well,
drop it in a little.
I don't really watch a lot of those type of things, but lots of people send me what's his chops' House of Games, Richard Osman's House of Games, and my friend Einel was on that recently, and that like some of those games that he comes up with or him and his team come up with does smack of keyword countdown in sense of like, not that he's copied it as in like it's obviously homemade. You're obviously making something silly. The same as like there's like one where they have to like there's like they walk across like a light floor now. Like I don't know what that one's called. Lots of people send me that one as well.
What?
No, we got into watching that Blackpool
That's
Magic
right.
Convention.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
Amazing.
Hosted by what's the guy who like goes, I'm hanging out with Britain's most terrifying gang. Ross Kemp.
Is it?
It's hosted by him
Yeah. Where were we watching that?
in Scruffy Murphy's in Blackpool. And I was explaining the rules to you because I've been watching it with my mum.
And it happened to be weirdly a Marvel one, wasn't
yeah.
it? So we
Was
were
that
like,
this year?
Yeah, but you weren't there.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
did I
went
miss it?
right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I went to Scruffy Murphy's.
you must have been
No.
a Scruffy
He
Murphy.
came the second day, didn't
I
he?
came day 2. We didn't go.
You don't go back after what we did.
What's so funny about
There were 2 Scruffy Murphys in the pub that
Murphys,
night.
let me tell you.
That one year we went it twice, didn't we? We went back on the Saturday
We
afternoon.
went on a Saturday afternoon, and that is it's quite an eye opener. That on a Saturday afternoon, I remember a young girl who was with a much older man than her.
Yes, she was.
Age difference is fine, but it was quite sizable.
Yeah.
She got us to look after a bag of cans as she nipped outside for a cigarette.
Yeah.
She had a bag of cans
Back
under the table.
In the pub.
And it's a cheap old pub as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Bloody hell. I remember I got there one day late and I was like, oh, how are things going so far? And you were like, yeah, pretty good. I think we got tricked into stealing a
Mobility scooter.
a mobility scooter.
Yeah, that was just outside Scruffy Murphy's.
it was just outside Scruffy.
These
Yeah,
people
that's
came
it,
up to
yeah.
us and went, "Oh, can you give us a hand with this mobility scooter because the battery was no longer working?"
Yeah.
So I think it was a man and a woman, and you and Joe went to pick them up, and you thought the guy and the woman just stopped carrying it,
Did nothing.
and they were
Did
like,
nothing.
basically,
Yeah.
"Can you carry it for us?"
Yeah.
And I think you got to the end of the street, like,
Fuck this.
"Where are we going?"
Yeah.
And also, why are we the only ones touching this now?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Did they just
It
took
was
their
so
hands
weird
off
because
it?
it very much like, oh yeah, a couple of extras, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Just in here, is it? Around the corner. They just went, nah,
They just stopped.
you were, I was like, this is.
I want to make that it wasn't their mobility scooter.
No,
they were
seemed very able-bodied.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Like, yeah, that was a weird one.
Strange.
It's a strange place. I like it, but it's
Scruffy Murphy's is a good old pint as well. I remember like with I think it was like the first year we went there. Like we all went there, and then afterwards, some of the other guys that we were with were like, "Oh, that was a shit old rough pub, wasn't it?" And we were like, "Love that pub."
Yeah.
that's my favorite
It's
pub.
like we come from different hometowns.
Okay, it says, "Hey guys, if you remember, my wife had you guys do our wedding video back on 12th of the 2nd, 22, which I've never properly thanked you for. She still likes me for what it's worth. I think, yeah, lots of people do write in for stuff like this, and we are very clear about it, being like, this cannot be the main present.
Right, yeah.
Like,
Please get her something
You
else.
need to get her something better. Yeah. It says, question, are you guys planning on doing more stuff in the States? Obviously, Disney had a lot of opportunities, but it would be cool to see you guys do some more videos over here. I mean, it does, like, I feel like anytime we go to America, it's always maybe it's because American people are more confident, but I feel like any meets that we've done in America, like, I mean, not that it doesn't feel more special or anything like that, but it just feels more baffling to me. Like when we met people at Universal, I was just like, how is this another country? How is this happening?
I got a reminder on my phone when it compiles those like memory pictures.
Yeah.
And I think it was one of you guys, as if you died. It was like memories of Krupa, and it was like a slideshow of all the pictures. I was like, I'll watch this. This is great.
Yeah.
And one of the pictures that came up, piano music.
I've loved them all.
Some of mine do look like that.
Black and white, us and Scruffy Murphys, you know.
Carry mobility scooters.
But one of the pictures was when we did the meet and greet with GameSpot out there
2019
for E3, and it was like the picture of like us on that big LED billboard.
Yeah,
and I was like, man, that was
cool.
Crazy. That felt really, really cool. And I know they don't do E3 anymore, but I was like, it'd be so much fun to do something like that as part of a thing.
Convention center's free. I know what you're saying.
Finchy Fest. Finchy Fest 2024.
Well, yeah, because
we'll help you out.
Because
we got you.
Because we did like the GameSpot stage for E3, and they were like, "Oh, would you like to do like a meet and greet afterwards?" And initially we were like, "Oh no," because we're like thing. But we'd also done like a meet and greet at fucking what was it? Like not WASD, wherever the fuck it's called. It used to be called like EGX Res or something.
Yeah, Res.
And fucking no one turned up because it was like you have to buy a ticket to go to there.
And our meet and greet started right when the D&D live show started. So like everyone fucking flocked. So we were
then I was like, any time I heard the meet and greet, well, I was just fucking, I can't go through that again. Like,
right,
we've already met each other.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I hated that so much. But
who are you?
That's why we hate D&D.
Do you want some of your time? I thought so.
But the point you're making is, in America, it was great.
In America,
there was tons of people, and they were so lovely. And they're people that we've met now who have been part of the community for years and still are part of the community. And also someone gave us a coupon for Cheesecake Factory, which we used that day, which was great.
Absolutely.
We got a bunch of cheesecake.
I feel like when we meet Americans, I'd be like, you should be on the show. Like you should
you're
have
funnier
your
than
own
we
show.
are.
This is
great.
fucking,
Yeah,
you're so confident.
Yeah,
like if we had that confidence, we'd be fucked. Like I think it would be a different show. But
that's true.
Maybe that's why they don't do it.
Yeah,
because they know they're too powerful.
Oppenheimer for YouTube.
All right, and let's take a little break. Oh, I need a little drink or something. Cup of tea.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
If you're enjoying this special episode of Shield Up, did you know you can listen to this podcast every single week? We release a new episode of Shield Up every Friday to all RKG patrons on our $10 extra features tier. It's the place where we regularly talk about games and movies and answer your questions. This year, we've put together a spooky list of unusual horror movies, recorded an episode whilst having a pint in Moe's Tavern, and constructed our perfect Spider-Man film.
I'm gonna go with Lizard, main villain.
Lizard.
I'm gonna go with your classic.
Lizard.
Because
Dr.
he was
Lizard.
working with lizards before he got his motherfucking power.
It's really easy to set up so you can listen directly from your favorite podcast app. And if you sign up today, you'll get instant access to over 250 podcasts. But you'll also be able to watch the latest episode of Retry 1 week early. Supporting us directly allows us to continue to make what we want without compromise. And this is only possible because of the support that we receive directly from our community. Right, back to the questions. Here's a nice question for all of us. We know about the Roni boys, the Sake boys, and the Whiskey boys. That's who we've been at all
Gone
points.
through it all.
But what about wine boys?
I had a glass of wine last night.
Which is any go-to?
I'm going to shock you. I love wine.
I like wine.
Dude. Sorry, go on. I don't want to interrupt.
Mold?
Any go-to bottles you like to crack? Wait, you were in your house and you just had a glass of wine?
Yeah.
He's very different when he's not around.
I can't imagine
He is completely
doing
different.
that.
Are you seeing him on that other podcast? Completely different.
I was in my bathrobe drinking wine. No, it's because
Smoking a bubble pipe. What?
Pepper. I'm getting pepper.
Yeah.
it's because I recently celebrated
What
Thanksgiving.
vineyard?
I celebrated Thanksgiving, and I had some friends and family over to my apartment. So I had a bottle of wine, and we didn't finish it. And we had other booze, but wine is the only one. Once it's opened, you need to kind of drink it more or less soon.
Vinegar.
Yeah. So
do you put a little spoon in it? Some people do that. Put a little spoon in.
I have seen that. Yeah. I didn't know if that was like an urban myth or something.
Yeah, because I've just moved to a new building. This one guy, people have been doing it now. One guy started doing it. Now lots of people do it. In the group chat, someone will go, because like lots of people live by themselves. They go, oh hey, I just opened this bottle of wine. Can't drink a full. I just wanted a couple of glasses. I'm gonna put this outside my door. Come get it if you want it. Yeah. And people have been doing that. Wow, what a nice thing to do.
I wouldn't drink door wine.
Second-hand wine.
Don't know about that.
Yeah, I didn't have thought about that, but everyone is quite friendly. But.
For what it's worth, I was playing Fortnite, drinking wine. So
you're chugging it.
It wasn't.
What's a Renaissance man?
It wasn't. It was still very Rory.
I really like that.
Yeah.
Was it still in your like hat with like the curly straw?
Yeah.
Sorry, like this big one. It's like where we dropping?
Guy behind the bushes. Guy in the bushes.
Yeah.
Tilted Towers. Yeah,
Tipsy Towers more like.
Hey,
because I
like wine.
To be fair, that is one of my big problems. I like wine.
What's your favorite? I like red and white.
Yeah, it's like this person said, any go-to bottles, red. I would say
that's all I know.
I think that's generally considered to be the best one.
Yeah,
I don't know a single thing about them.
Steak, red.
Lamb
for me, red.
Fish, white. Right? Isn't that it?
I'm sort of allergic to white.
White is right. Yeah.
Chicken, white.
Yeah,
is white as well.
What's rosé?
Pork mixed.
A good time. That's
red
what
and white mixed together.
Orange wine.
I've had orange wine. It's so good. And organic wine.
Yeah. Delicious. Well, I put down here Westwell is a good UK based vineyard that does like nice organic stuff.
Where is it based?
I don't know. What I did was I went through my to find out what this was, I went through my All Good Beer, which is like the tap house that used to sell wine. Last Tuesday, I went through my receipts for that. Wish I hadn't done that. Because it's always like
that's a lot of search results.
I remember this.
Once it hits like December, there's loads, but there's also the bit in there where because it's basically there was like a tap room and like they sold like beers and stuff, but they also have a really nice lot of wine.
Yeah.
And I got really into chilled red wines during the summer when I was editing one of the Resi 3, I think.
Yeah.
And those receipts fucking go up.
really into my chilled.
Yeah.
In quite not a chilled way.
Yeah.
It's not very chilled, the price. Yeah.
But there's this bottle of red wine, which is my favorite thing. And I did look it up to find out where it's got a picture of a lovely looking Italian man on it with a little hat, like a Birra Moretti, but thing. And it's called Fattoria di Veira, Vaira. And the shop by me during 2020 was basically selling loads of their wine because they had to shut, and they used to usually do these like big banquets and that for Christmas time, and they couldn't do it because of lockdown, so they were selling loads of their wine at cost.
Right.
Wow.
I would dread to think how many bottles of this red wine I brought in December 2020. I fucking was going through it. It was unbelievable. Jeez. And it's really good as well. Like, but yeah, Fattoria di Veira. It's got a little happy looking Italian man on it.
He's pissed.
And because my partner doesn't drink red wine, and I wasn't doing this trick of leaving it outside my house. If you open it, I'm fucking drinking a bottle in 24 hours. So good times. Oh, it was good times.
I like my little unsolicited advice is get the little ones. You guys ever get the little ones?
Yeah, but I think your thing is your choice is limited then.
True. It is very slim. Yeah. Shiraz, Merlot.
Especially in shops around here. Man.
Yeah, you only have a few options. But it's just nice if you just want like the glass, but then you're like, I'm done with it. I don't have to drink a bottle.
That's just, that is one map. One round of Fortnite.
One drop. Yeah. That's one drop. That's one drop.
That's just a drop. Just a drop. One drop.
Powers, before being unprepared to try, did you ever feel, I feel like this is quite a veiled slap across the ass in this.
Can't wait what it is.
Did you ever feel that your style of playing games was different from everyone else?
I see what it was.
Maverick. Not that there's anything wrong with that, of course.
In the same way, my English was different and I was held back a year. Is that what he's implying?
I don't know. It's limited in the spreadsheet.
No. I don't. To be fair, I think my style of playing isn't.
What would you describe it as?
I would say energetic.
Energetic
is such a lovely way of putting it.
Mercurial.
Impulsive, I would say, which definitely lended itself to the types of games I would play before I played Souls games.
Reflexes.
Yeah, so like you like Call of Duties, Halos, even like because I think before around that time I was playing a lot of League of Legends. Yeah. If you ever just listen to someone play League of Legends, it's just the mouse going.
Yeah, I used to go out with a girl that played it, and I was like, some mornings when I was hungover, I'd be like, that's gotta stop. Whatever that is.
If you like, if you're in a room with people playing it, it sounds like everyone just has insane ADHD. So I think that's been part of the fun of the journey, is like learning how to kind of slow down or attempt to slow down for some of these different types of games.
Speed up.
Yeah.
Speed up.
Faster.
Yeah. I think I'm in a good place right now. Yeah. You know what I want to address though, because I've seen this has started to become a thing in the comments.
Is this going to be some of the YouTube videos you've been watching as well?
Yeah, okay, it's coming for
you. People have been calling me out and complaining.
Yes.
About me playing Claw.
Yeah, I saw that. That's not true. It's just when you're running, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a running thing.
That's right. I think those comments are coming from people who don't play Souls games, because that is quite a common thing to do.
Okay, I'm glad to
That's
hear
what
it.
So people are saying you shouldn't play Souls games in Claw.
No. I think they're just like, he's holding the controller weird.
In a weird way.
And it's like, you're doing that for certain bits in a Souls game that I would do that as well. When you're running and you want to like...
Yeah, it's not...
it's
a way you just kind of reorg your hands.
I think a lot of people do that.
All right, okay. Because it was a big thing, I think, in COD for a while. All the pros would, quote unquote, play Claw so they could push buttons at the same time. And I guess I've started doing it, but I'm glad to hear it's a common thing. So playing Claw is not weird.
I think I've definitely told the story somewhere before, but I think my first ever experience of playing video games with you was when we needed to get a thumbnail for an IGN UK podcast. And we'd been talking about GTA Online, and all we needed to do...
Oh, yeah. All we
needed to do was all connect to the same game. And
go to Santa Monica.
Stand on the pier, and have a nice picture. It might have been...
Each has their own avatar. So it'd be like, there's Rory, there's Gav, there's Krupa.
Yeah.
There's Alex.
That's all we had to do.
Stand there.
So we're all on our desks. And we also haven't been long at this job, by the way. Like, this is early doors when we were at IGN.
Right.
And we're like, okay, cool, we're connected. Right, so I'm making my way down, blah, 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 blah. You obviously start in, like, random places. So then, I think it was 3 of us, maybe. Like, me, you, Al, maybe. Yeah. Like,
I think we'd already congregated.
We're on Santa Monica Pier, we're waiting for you to go, and you're like, and we're like, Pals, where the fuck are you? And I could just... And it's like, oh, you're not on your way yet. You're just playing the game now. And we're like, Pals, come on. And then I looked over in my map, and I just saw, like... I was like, where the fuck are you? And I just saw a car just go flying into the air.
Like over the mountains. Like, real straight.
And then you finally got down to it, and you came down on some like little motorbike thing.
Yeah.
And within like 2 seconds, I'd blown Alex up.
Yeah. I also think like your character was naked.
Yeah.
He was. And he had just a little short song.
Like military jets being scrambled. You're like,
I do remember that. I remember
energetic.
Impulsive.
Just bringing a bit of chaos to the fun.
Kroops, if you had the chance to design and create a Halloween Horror Night, what would the theme be, and how would it top the Orlando ones? So to top, definitely they're allowed to touch you. Because they're not in the Orlando ones.
I'm sorry. Can we get an explanation about that?
But they're not allowed to touch you at the Universal, any Halloween Horror Nights.
They're not allowed to.
There's a big rule. They are not allowed to touch
you. Just mean physically.
Although, did you speak to one of the slugs at the meet and greet who works like a rival one? Where it sounded quite extreme.
Horrible,
I was like,
I don't know if I want them to touch me. I don't like that.
Well, they don't at Orlando.
Or if there's a sexy Pennywise.
I went on a ghost train once where they touched my neck.
No,
it freaked me out.
Like with their hands on your neck?
Yeah, from the back. It was horrible. I was strangled on the ghost train.
Years and years ago, when I was like 21, I went to Japan for the first time. Me and my friend Ben did kind of like an escape room, haunted house room thing.
Yeah.
Escape rooms weren't a big thing then, so I didn't really know what it was. And in the corner of the room was a girl that you would see in a lot of Japanese horror movies. Like, she was turned away from me, her face pointing towards the corner, but crouched on the floor, and she had long black hair like from The Ring, and she's facing the corner. And the person, as I was going in, they gave me a piece of paper that had what I'd meant to do in English, because obviously the person working there didn't speak English.
Yeah,
gave me a comb. and they said,
shut the fuck
go comb her hair.
Nah.
So I went into the corner of the room, and she's like,
you're joking.
She's like rocking like this in the corner, and I go to put my hand out to like comb her hair, and then as I'm combing her hair, through her hair comes a hand. Because so it's like a good magic trick where it's a real body, but she's leaning forward, and then that's a fake head, and then a hand comes through and grab my hand.
That's incredible.
It was so well staged, a really good optical illusion, good bit of magic, terrifying as well. So I think doing stuff like that where it's maybe less a maze and it's like a series of horror escape rooms, and because it can all be designed using a lot of like stagecraft and a lot of magic to have those unique effects. Because that is a really disturbing image to see in real life.
100%.
Because you'd see that in a horror film, you're like, whoa. But you know, it's a film, you've got that kind of barrier. But if you see that in real life, I tell you what, it fucks you up for life. That's why I don't jump at anything anymore. After that happened. That's my origin story.
I thought you were going to say, I thought you were going to like, and I went over to comb her hair. She's like, what the fuck are you doing? She's like, I'm just part, I'm not part of the ride.
You're like, I think this isn't translated right.
It says Nehru.
We we actually did that for a regular features episode, a podcast episode before. Me, Joe, and Steve did an escape room and recorded it, and it was like, I think I've definitely talked about this on the show, where it was like Houdini's van, and you had to escape Houdini's van, and at the end of it we were so enamored with it, we were like, oh, we loved that, wasn't that really good? And then over a couple of pints we were basically going like, what would be if we did the podcast escape room, what would that be? Because like that's all we could do. We could do like an RKG escape room where like,
you have to go, the first room is R, the second room is K, the third room is G, and we get to like all through each one.
That's quite cool.
To get into K, you've got to solve R first.
That's a good idea.
I like that.
That's a good idea.
I was just thinking, you know, like Houdini's van. I got like a bit sidetracked thinking there, was like, would Houdini lock it really well? Or not at all? And I was getting a bit caught up in the logic of it.
Right.
Well, it's like, or it wouldn't matter because he's obviously looking for other people, but then he might as well put on really hard locks because he's just like,
so the story was
he locks himself out.
Houdini is driving you over Niagara Falls. So he's in the passenger seat.
Sounds like him in GTA.
Yeah, you're in the back, and you've got to get out before Houdini drives you over Niagara Falls. I think that was the story of the thing.
The Houdini heist, because we GTA 5.
We keep calling in the podcast. We keep calling him Hooters, and he does not like it because that's not his name.
Hey, I'm especially like Houdini was just sick of it. People like locking stuff in front of him and going fucking.
Yeah, about it, mate. Fantastic. Gav, are there any other properties you'd like to do a definitive companion for? We talked about other ones. I think like there's lots of good horror ones, but I think Jurassic Park, because we've got enough there that you could do a good thing with it. Like, but we also get into that problem in similar with Jonathan Creek, where after a certain point, the quality starts to go down.
Diminishing returns.
So,
but then are they fun to talk about in a different way?
Exactly.
Or we've got to find ways to make them
definitive
fun.
companion.
There's just Jurassic Park 1. Just Jurassic Park 1.
Yeah.
Music, you break it all down.
Break it down.
Yeah. It's like that Star Wars Minute podcast we told you about, and you fucking hated
blew
it.
your mind.
You were like, that's rubbish.
Shite. Yeah.
I actually don't mind the sound of it these days, but I think at the time
it took him years to come around on that.
I think Jurassic Park is and it also would make me watch those animated Netflix things, which are apparently decent.
Are they?
But apparently, don't know.
That would be fun though.
Lads, what's your McDonald's order of choice? Mine, it's really hard for me to drive past a McDonald's that is selling the Big Tasty because it's not there all the time. So you've got to take advantage of it.
Right.
Like people used to be like that with the McRib, didn't they?
Yeah. But yeah, I think the Big Tasty just with fries, strawberry milkshake, and sweet and sour sauce on the curry sauce. That's mine. The Big Tasty, I think, should win some kind of
I don't think
prize.
I've ever had a Big Tasty.
That sauce is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Is it really different from just a burger?
It's got a special. Well, no, it's still a burger.
Yeah.
I mean, like the quarter pounder, it does taste like
no. So the quarter pounder is definitely smaller than the Big Tasty. The Big Tasty, I would say, is like in shape maybe more like a Burger King Whopper. Maybe
I was going to say it's quite similar to a Whopper.
Yeah,
it's Whoppable. Okay,
it's Whoppable.
It's got like big salad on it.
Yeah,
but it's like the sauce is the thing.
Yeah,
okay. I might have to check that out.
It is good. It is really.
I believe
good.
my order is 5 chicken selects.
However much you can carry.
The wrap of the day.
Yeah.
And then you
The
can
rap of the day is a wild one.
because those are my two.
Little
if I'm
Gotta
going,
support it. Gotta support it.
Little bag of Apple segments.
if I'm going,
Put down the rap.
Toy.
Yeah.
and an orange juice. That's my healthy order. Like if I'm going to McDonald's, I get the 5 selects in the wrap of the day. Put some of the selects in the wrap, and you've kind of just got like a chicken wrap. It's not too bad.
Good. Yeah.
You want to spice it up a little, you go for the quarter pounder with cheese meal as well.
Yeah.
Throw in a vanilla milkshake. You're laughing.
Well,
I'm just pound saver menu. 2 double cheeseburgers.
Oh my god, the chicken ones are good.
And just like 2 double cheeseburgers. Does me.
That's it.
And some fries. I recently found selects through you and Screbs. And they are really good, to be fair.
Well,
Genuinely,
The thinking man's nugget.
yeah. You'll never go back to nuggets once you've had the selects.
My other question was going to be like, do you have any hacks? Because I like maybe different to you, but you remember when we were at uni, your NUS card would get you with any McDonald's would either get you
like
a
a free
free
burger.
quarter pounder with cheese, not quarter pounder with cheese, a free burger with cheese, or a free McFlurry. So what I used to do was get, hopefully, if the Big Tasty's on, get a large Big Tasty meal with a strawberry milkshake, then get the cheeseburger, and then fill the cheeseburger with chips and eat that, then eat my Big Tasty.
That's what use about. It's
starter,
about
pudding. Oh god,
Good
McDonald's
times.
is good though.
I love a
I'd
McDonald's.
have a McDonald's right now.
I'm really hungry.
We could order McDonald's right now.
Yeah, let's please.
We
come on.
could.
Imagine if we could B-roll for the
B-roll.
next break. It's just
McDonald's in the background. Do they do Christmassy stuff, don't they?
I
McDonald's?
bet they'll do something. They probably sometimes do a festive McFlurry, don't they?
Sure.
They put like chocolate orange in or something. Or
Really? Oh, chocolate orange McFlurry. Holy
big,
shit. That would
There
be
probably
good.
is something, isn't there? Like a festive burger.
Have you guys ever done the taboo dipping the fries in the milkshake,
It doesn't
eating
really
it
do anything for me like that.
type deal?
Oh,
They
people want to do it. Let them do it. That's
Yeah.
what I say.
they do cheese melt dippers. They do big and cheesy. So I think it's
Is this Christmassy?
This is apparently
People
Well,
do have a lot of cheese at Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
guess
suppose.
maybe that's what they're going for.
Yeah, that's true.
What
Or
about
like a
Honest
brie or
Burger's Christmas
camembert.
special? Is
We
it?
should put like a big slab of camembert on it.
Oh, it's
we
a
could go
cranberry.
Honest Burger.
Yeah, I need some food.
All right, we're talking about food now. This is good. Sorry.
Can you tell what time of day this is?
Just looking at fucking pictures of burgers now.
like, oh, we are still recording, aren't we? Yeah.
We lost Gav for a minute there. He's just scrolling the McDonald's
Starving.
menu, looking at pictures of chips.
Powers, if you could wipe one FromSoft game from your mind and experience it for the very first time again, which would it be and why?
Anyway,
And why? And why? You sound like a plane going past.
Well, no, I'm doing it like I'm just chucking an Alan Partridge shite now.
I would wipe. I think it'd be fun to wipe the first Dark Souls from your memory
Yeah.
because it's the one that establishes so much that happens in the other games.
Yeah.
So to experience all of that for the first time would be kind of mind blowing. But then also, I think my favorite Soulsborne game was Sekiro. So also to get to just play that one again fresh, I think would be really special.
Yeah.
Because
that
that was
4 times now.
yeah, we've done it a few times, and I haven't. After we beat Sekiro, I've never gone back. And like, I remember that was the first FromSoft game where there would be like moments or cutscenes where I'd like full body chills.
Yeah.
You know, they were so dramatic.
It's very your thing as well.
Yeah, a lot more like narrative driven. I would say a bit more like less
I would
ambiguous.
say Weeber.
Yeah.
Yeah, weeby shit. You know,
You say your kind of shit.
that anime nonsense.
No, but it is like, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, out of
either
all of
those
them, I feel like that Sekiro is the one that I would be like, I can see what Sekiro 2 is straight away from that. Like, as in, like, the story would
Because there is a
We
very
said
definite
this!
story.
Yeah.
Genichiro going off to get the blade. Yeah,
In
yeah.
the
that'd be-
Underworld, that's what people thought the DLC would be.
I can't
They
believe
never
they
made
haven't done
DLC for
DLC.
it.
Yeah.
Well, not
That's
for
weird,
proper
isn't it?
DLC.
Yeah.
Insane. So either of those two, I would say.
Daniel, have you ever been so frustrated with Rory that you had to leave and go scream off camera? I love the dynamic with all three of you. Looking forward to more in the new year. That's from Katie in North Carolina, America.
Wow. The United States.
I was going to say no, but then I think using the fucking map in Elden Ring got me a bit close. So, like,
I think when I tried to argue what is and isn't a bridge, that was pretty
Yeah.
cool.
the bit where you're like,
I was close then.
the game calls it a bridge. The
Yeah.
divine, I wouldn't call that a bridge. More of an elevated road. I say, mate, help us out here.
Oh, man.
I mean, that's the closest, but not like properly. I think that's the thing. Also, when we're on camera, like it's
It's very fun.
it's all very real.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also like is heightened a little bit. So I think people could take away that I'm more frustrated than I actually am.
Definitely.
Yeah, we're all kind of
so you're seeing that, like you're seeing a tiny little thing.
Because there's even bits where I'll watch episodes that are out now, and I say something in the episode, and I'm like, "Shut the fuck up, man!" Like, I'm not even on your side now watching it. You know,
that's everything that I say when I'm looking through the edits and being like, "That's gone, shut the fuck up, you fucking stupid."
I just want to rotoscope me out all the episodes.
Well, what did we do recently? Where, well, I can't remember what this was for. I think it was for maybe like a trailer or something like that. But it was basically like, oh, I remember what it was for.
Yeah,
it was for the promo for the hat. And it's basically you say a really lovely line about we should do a hat, make souls dark again.
Yeah.
But I happened to be just drinking at the time. So I was like, you fucking idiot. I can't believe you were. And then I was just like,
no, you didn't know that it was going to be using a fucking.
I was like,
outfit.
ooh, I know what I can do here. I like just layered it. So that is actually fake. So I just layered it and just cut it. And obviously,
it sounds like time travel.
Yeah, the shot doesn't move. Like if you look at it, the shadows are weird because I've obviously leaned over to get my
people
cup.
People are gonna like Paul McCartney Beatles.
Yeah, Gav died. He died.
Wow.
Yeah. But I mean, like also then that means that we could film it. We could come in and film our own bit separately as well.
We could, yeah.
He's making work.
Maybe don't do that. Maybe we won't do that.
It'd be like when Krups beat Ornstein and Smell for me, and we just sorry.
Beep that. This is quite a nice question actually. And I actually weirdly I had this on a Twitter DM the other day. It says when you've written articles for newspapers and magazines, did you pitch these to a commission editor or did you get approached? A bit of both really. Like sometimes people go, oh, do you want to write this? And not very often. But then also other times I'll be like, oh, we'll go for it. Like I remember I was literally speaking to a friend of ours recently that was like, they were like, oh, I've got this really good idea for this would be really good for this website. I was like, why are you telling me? Tell the fucking website. Right, I can't do it. I don't work for the website. Try to get it on our channel. You go for it. No. I was like, I don't work for that website. Like you've just pitched it to me perfectly. Like go pitch it to them. That's amazing. And they were like, oh yeah, what am I thinking? I was like, that's the thing. It's like I always used to say that to my friend Matt as well because he used to get paid dog shit at Future, and we'd be in the pub, and he would be like, "This is why I deserve to have more money," and he would say, and I was like, if I was your boss, I'd give you money straight away because you've just pitched that perfectly. I was like, you got to go tell the boss this. And he was like, yeah, I know. I was like, no, you've got to go tell the boss exactly like that.
Right, yeah.
Like in a nice way and in a brilliant way. And surely they're going to give you money. And he was like, no, I couldn't do that. I was like,
you got nothing to ask it.
Exactly, yeah. And that is generally when it comes to things like if you've got an idea for something, find out who the commission editor is. As long as you've got a good pitch and it's a good thing, most of the time you get it done. I mean, to varying degrees of being paid for it, I guess, but like
I think I remember that like after like working beside you for so long when there'd be like we'd get games or like something cool or something and I'd just be like, it's like, oh man, how did you manage to get that? And you'd be like, I asked for it. I sent an email saying, can I have one? I really like it. And they sent it to me. And I was like,
don't everyone start doing that.
Don't everyone do it.
Don't everyone do it. And oh fuck, this is all broken down, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, Gav said I could have one. Oh, for fuck's sake. Jesus.
But I would say like I've obviously had a lot of like no's. Like I don't do lots of different stuff anymore. But like
nobody reads the no's.
Yeah. So it's exactly.
Like, everything I've had published has been 100% commissioned.
Yeah. It's like But yeah, like because that was the thing. Is like definitely at IGN where I was like, because I wasn't getting paid a lot, and I was like, I need to get paid more because I need more money. And I need,
very simple,
but also I just wanted to do funny things as well, and like so like travel stuff.
It's chilled wine.
Yeah, I would be like, I'm just gonna pitch this and hopefully they say yeah. But yeah, don't be afraid to ask. Basically, all they can say is no.
Also, a lot of websites are under constant pressure for content.
Absolutely.
So like, you might overthink it. Knowing some people that have occupied those roles, they'll be like, yeah, absolutely, commission it. Because you've made my life, and then if you're good and you're reliable and you're competent and you file it on time and with minimal changes, you're getting hired again. Because you make that person's life easier.
Absolutely.
Just think about what email you'd like to read coming into your inbox.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you want 5 paragraphs, or you want subject line, which is the title of the article, and just like formatted really easily so I can go on my phone. Right, I know exactly what that is.
Yeah. Like I used to have like an email that was just like, it was even to this point where it was like, here's the headline, this is what it is, this is what I will deliver you. Like, and people are like, yeah, well, I know exactly what I'm getting from. Like, perfect.
And even if they say no, you're still on their radar for you. Like, oh, someone pitched this
and just
recently.
do basic research. Be a savvy writer. Know who you're pitching for. What kind of stuff do they always publish? That's how you get commissioned. If you're pitching like, actually, I've never written about games professionally, and I've pitched Edge a 5,000 word feature of why I think Mario's shit. Yeah. It's not getting commissioned
because they love it. They love that little plumber.
Like, the thing is, like that when we used to get a lot of pitches, it's like a lot of people just like, I want to write about games.
Yeah.
What have you written? I haven't written anything yet.
Yeah.
Why? Like
not getting the opportunities.
Yeah, probably. I've not had the opportunities yet, but I think if I do, I'll probably be the best in the world.
Yeah,
it's like just put a few bits on your own blog.
Yeah, it's not hard to make a good looking
like,
website. Just didn't get around to it. Can I have you guys though? No.
This is my question. It says, other than retry or spookies, what video are you each most proud of?
That we've made together?
Yeah.
Schindler's List.
I was yeah.
Jurassic Park.
Went snowboarding last year. That was sick. That was some great 360
Instagram story.
The real
really good. Yeah.
I actually, do you know what? I actually really like, and people are rewatching it right now in the Discord, which is really nice. I think the Hitman 3-ways that we made was really nice. I look really.
I was thinking about that. Yeah.
And I just like that was a really good fun time filming that because I think we needed to get it. And we'd put like we'd put a ban on booze until we were like,
did we?
We'll get.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I don't remember
we
this.
said because
it was just him. We're like no chilled wine until we take out the target.
What? No, because we were like, oh, we need to get through this. So they're gonna be hard days, and we were going out to Seb and Cam's studio. Because they were very kind.
You said 7 cans.
7 cans.
We're going out to 7 cans.
7 can studio.
Oh no, it's seen it everywhere.
That's where I go on the weekend. Am I right, boys?
But I wasn't allowed the 7 cans.
The old 7 can studio.
But I was saving them up each day, so by the end I was allowed to have 21 cans. But we were going down there every morning, which was for me a fucking schlep. And I had to take Coca down as well, so I had to leave the house at like 6. Sorry, I know that people do that all the time.
Absolutely.
And then it would take
in my
me
head,
2 hours
was
to
a
get
drink
there.
there.
Yeah, schlep.
Absolute schnaps.
So yeah, that was taking ages. But then I remember on that last day we were like, oh, on the last day we'll go out for a drink because like I think we planned it so the last thing that we were filming. It was. I think it was like a Wednesday, and it was like that was the one that wasn't going to take very long, and then we were going to be in the pub by 1.
Oh yeah,
but it took fucking ages.
It did. God. It took fucking. It was Berlin or something, I think, and it just like something wasn't working or something happened.
Yeah,
and it did take forever.
So we didn't get.
Oh, it was the fucking island.
It was, yeah. It was Thailand, wasn't it? Yeah.
Mauritius.
Mauritius, yeah. And then so we didn't end up getting out until we were meant to be. We were like, we're gonna be done by 1.
We're being pub by for 12.
Yeah, and then we weren't. So.
It was a big day, yeah.
Because that made like it going so wrong was like, well, not only is it going wrong, but I'm also not in the pub.
Yeah,
so
it was going wrong for us in a different way.
Yeah,
and then we went to that.
We did have a really good night out afterwards. To be fair,
we went to that bar in the like football stadium that was like complete. We were the only ones
by the horns
in
AFC Wimbledon.
Yeah,
and then another pub wouldn't let us. There's a pub down there that
Corner Pin
used the Stranger Things font. Do you remember this? They wouldn't let us in because we had Coco.
Oh, the Corner Pin, that was,
I think it had the Stranger Things font.
It did, yeah.
Yeah. And then we went to another pub that charges £20 for like a starter. That was, it was extortionate, which I'm not usually like pricked by stuff like that. I've lived in London for a long time and I don't mind paying for like decent food. But I was just like, I think we got like a sharing platter. And I was like, it's not far from like Billy Burham.
It wasn't far.
It was like, terrible. Licking your fingers was half the meal. Yeah. Like it was not a lot on that plate.
So wherever that place was, don't go there.
Yeah, because that was.
But the 7 cans though,
or something.
10 out of 10.
Really good. Yeah,
it was good stuff. I forgot about that. I think I always love. I guess because it was always like the most bespoke, unique experiences. I always loved the Crew 2 challenge videos. We were in the plane and the boat. And the driving around in the race car.
Yeah.
It might be that video because of the story around it, us having to film it all when we were so hungover.
Yeah.
And you and me slept in the office the night before.
Separately.
And then during...
Racing car bed, getting ready for the next day.
During filming, do you remember I was homeless? And I like was like in between filming, getting calls from the bank being like, you're not getting...
But like
a recommendation like you're fucking homeless.
Yeah, because we had to get up like 5 a.m. or something.
Yeah.
It was that whole thing was crazy.
We'd been out. It was so funny because I didn't live very far from the office. Like I could technically walked home.
Yeah.
And you were like, I remember like when I was leaving, you were like, "You go in," and you were like, "Heart," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm going home. I'm gonna go home to sleep." You're very well. All everyone's welcome to stay at mine. Like, and you were like, "Oh, I can't believe you go in. We're gonna stay in the office." I was like, "I live like 25 minutes away. Like I'm gonna," and you were like, "Oh, all right then."
I think we had McDonald's.
Yeah.
We did have McDonald's and watched
Yeah.
Peep Show.
Yeah.
I think that's when you left, and I was like, "Oh,
It was
Gavin,
like-
nuggets."
to go to sleep.
Yeah, I was devastated. Yeah, so I think
Yeah,
that's
it's
one of my
good.
favorites. And then obviously I've got a soft spot for Dark Souls on a plane.
Yeah.
Just because that was a huge undertaking. But super proud of how that video came out.
Yeah. Love it. Love it.
What about you, Kroops? I didn't hear your favorite.
Just all the good ones, all the big ones.
You know, give us an example though of a few of the big ones.
Oh yeah. Like I think it's not necessarily like RKJ stuff. It's also like stuff we'd made at IGN. Like I like to. Very often you get an opportunity and you'd have none of the freedom that you would want for an opportunity.
Yeah.
So you'd have limited time, limited camera, limited setup.
Yeah.
And it's like, what can you make from that?
Yeah.
It's almost like I always think about those opportunities to get like with a movie star, a director, or like a game producer or a gameplay opportunity. It's almost like that scene in Apollo 13 where like this has to fit in that hole.
Yeah.
And it's like, cool, what'd you do? And it's like being very collaborative as a team.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I really like.
Yeah.
Is one person's idea firing off another idea and then making something that you individually couldn't make.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
for me is like where good editorial is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think really good example of that was like when we did the
Cappers as well.
when we did the Jurassic Park video with Jeff Goldblum, where we were like, we've got 10 minutes with him, and we came up with the idea. We were like, well, we could do Jurassic Park, essentially the one-man show. Get Jeff Goldblum to do a line from each of the speaking roles, and obviously like hustled. We spent weeks on getting it cleared with the PR and stuff, and then I went down to do it on the day, and the PR's like, he's in a weird mode. I don't know if he's gonna do it. And I was like, well, I've got no other idea to do, so he kind of has to. And they were like, well, maybe he'll do like one or two of the characters, and then he's just gonna talk. And I was like, he needs to do every single one of them, otherwise it doesn't work. And I was like, I remember at the time being like, this is not gonna work. This is not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Went in, he got it. He did it amazingly. It's an incredible video. Like.
The Kaplan stuff, that was another good one where it was like the entire team, like fucking, it felt like The Bear. Everyone just like setting up, right, get the cameras, get the mics, he's coming in, we got to shoot this, get all this bits.
Just a lot more chill.
Yeah. Not from, in my head, it was
way
that
less
chaotic.
shouting. Yeah. Kroops, fuck, marry, kill. Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger, Jack Torrance, and Gary Oldman's Dracula.
What is it? Fuck, marry, kill.
Fuck, marry, kill in this one.
F. Mary.
Who have I got? Sorry,
Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Jack Torrance. Dracula, as portrayed by Gary Oldman.
You probably want to kill Freddy.
Yeah. Pain in the
You
ass.
probably want to.
Nightmare.
I think fuck Jack Torrance because you don't want to be married to him. Famously,
Yeah.
don't want to be married to him. And then you probably want to marry Dracula. Gary Oldman's Dracula is an eternal lover.
Yeah.
He crosses oceans of time to be with the reincarnation of Mina. That's what I look for in a partner.
Perfect.
Wow.
Love it.
That's sexy.
Outstanding.
Thought it through
That's
that.
very sexy. Gav, congrats. You've been drafted by the Minnesota Vikings. What position are you playing?
Wow.
I think about this all the time. Thank you so much, whoever wrote that in. I think about all the time when I'm out. If I go to the gym or I run in, then I have these little daydreams where I'm not on my phone. So I've just got clear mind to think about mad stuff. And I think American football is something I would have loved to have had a go at.
Yeah. Which is weird because Aberystwyth had a football team.
Yeah, but I played other things. So it was
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I was already stretching myself way.
It was like High School Musical. You were already the star of the other team. You couldn't
Yeah.
do this singing shit.
Also, there was
this
like
football
there was like,
shit.
but like my mates that I was mates with weren't like into it. Weren't really into it. And I wasn't into American football. So it would have been weird for me to play it.
I'm going to this.
I also at the time fucking hated American football.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Well, like never watched the game. I was like,
soft lad rugby
do that.
is what I call it.
yeah. So, but I,
call it down in
but like the thing that I love about it is like I was pretty decent at tackling at rugby, so I think I would love to have a go at like hitting, just running at like
What position is that?
So
Well, you do a lot of
I've
that.
thought about it. So the center gets to like run at people constantly. So you think like Jason Kelce. I'll basically be Jason Kelce. So he not only does he get to snap the ball, so you get to be the hero there, like because you get to be part.
A lot of pressure though. A lot of pressure on the snap.
They very rarely fuck it up.
It's true. It's true.
They very rarely fuck it up, and but also when they do fuck it up, it's like, how did you fuck that up?
Yeah.
So that's a lot. But also, you basically get to snap and then just run at someone. Your job is to hit someone. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love to do that.
That's a good role.
So I'd be a center, I think. And because like there's things like Jason Kelce often says, he's like, sometimes you don't know the name of those people, but he's done a really good job of like, I mean, he's basically like Philadelphia's king now,
right?
Like, of that city and the team. But like, I'd be in that kind of role, I think.
That's a good choice.
So yeah, king of the city.
I'd like to be one of the big defense guys, just an enormous monster man. Because if your job was just making sure that you were a monster, that would be really fun.
You've still got to be quite fast and
just
like
eating
that. Whereas at least like with the
center,
center, like my job is hitting one for the play and be like, see that guy? That's the guy I've got to go for every time. So, but I think that's what I would do. Yeah. Have you guys ever considered doing an invasion episode? I'd love to watch Andy Finchy try out invading once her build is a little bit more settled.
What are you implying?
Watch you guys make a quick and dirty low-level invader in Dark Souls for the Switch. I think it's definitely something we talked about, I think, is just something like that. Like invading people. Like I did, like the videos that we did for the Demon Souls special edition.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We did do that for that boss fight.
Where it's like,
put
in those skills that you've learned.
It'd be hard to do with because we don't want to see bits of the game or shit we haven't seen yet. So you wouldn't be able to do it in Elden Ring.
No.
Imagine, it's ruined.
Yeah.
Or like a bit of armor with fight. Oh, I've not seen that before.
Yeah, exactly.
So, we'd have to be a lot later, I guess.
Yeah, or just like a past one.
What else is like going? Because like Dark Souls 2, are the servers on for that? Like,
yeah, I mean, Dark Souls Remastered exists.
Do they ever shut down servers like that where you can't
think maybe original Dark Souls, I'm not sure.
Right.
But like original Demon Souls is definitely shut down because that was a thing.
Right. Okay.
Original Dark Souls is still going. But yeah.
Powers, is there a game you would like to do that would allow you to switch roles with either Krupa or Gav? So you would be basically acting as our guide.
It would be tough because I don't know if I would have the confidence to do what Daniel does.
Yeah.
I think that's a very difficult role that he makes look easy if you're watching the show in particular. So I think I would definitely... I think there's very few games I feel like I would have the authority to be that person on. I mean,
if you had to do it tomorrow, it
would have to be Zelda, and it would probably be Ocarina of Time. I think that's the one I know the most. I'm trying to think.
COD Zombies.
Yeah, to be fair, genuinely, a COD Zombies game, or even I don't want to say Fortnite because it's too cheesy, but there's a lot of games that aren't the traditional kind of narrative games that I do actually know quite well, that I think I would have fun kind of explaining the little mechanics and things of. But yeah, if it was like a narrative game, probably one of the Zeldas.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot about the game, but Zelda's probably the lore of that world is the closest I get to your love of the extended
you'd
lore
be able
of
to
the
bring in
FromSoft.
something from another game.
Cool little Easter eggs and little...
you first used that in this game.
Exactly. So I'd say Zelda.
Okay. Love it. Daniel, listening to Shield Up from the beginning and on your 2021 Nice Things episode, you mentioned that you were excited for the then just rumored Mike Flanagan, Edgar Allan Poe adaptation. Now it's out. Did you see it and what did you think? Personally, I had a blast. Love you guys so much. Beers on me when you come to Cardiff. I come there a lot, mate, so you really regret that. Love from Primordial Slug, Lucas.
7 cans, please.
Yeah.
Funny enough, me and Powers were talking about this when we were setting up, when you were in the loop, I think.
Yeah,
I did.
I've not seen it yet.
I did enjoy it. It's because he's not yet done, even in his original films or the show so far, done gruesome horror. He's never done like body horror. He's never done blood and guts. And I knew going into this that is something he wanted to do with this series. And I do know those Poe stories kind of well, not really well, but what was?
Why are you getting involved?
Well, no, I think he does know them, actually. So
Siri's not sure about that. I'm not sure that's accurate, Daniel.
Do you know the format of the show?
No, I don't.
I don't think this
at
is a
all.
spoiler,
No,
but like,
fine.
I think there's only 6 episodes or 8 episodes.
Yeah.
And
not many.
it's each episode is titled after a Edgar Allan Poe short story.
Right.
And each episode is kind of a remixing or remuxing of that story.
Okay,
so he
cool.
like picks and chooses elements from across lots of Poe stuff,
Yeah.
including his poetry. But each episode is the death of one of his kids, and obviously death is a very recurring theme in Poe.
Yeah.
And each one of these kids dies in a very gruesome way. So one episode is The Telltale Heart,
Right.
but done in a certain way. So I think part of the interest for me was like, how's he going to do it? Because I
Yeah.
know what the story is. I know what the end of the story is,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
how is he going to manufacture that situation, and how is he going to do
Yeah.
a spin on it? And then they all fit together into a bigger framing narrative, which is the fall of the House of Usher,
Yeah.
which is the fall of like a dynasty.
Did you know that was the format of it before going into the show?
I didn't, but I kind of caught on by just seeing the episode titles.
Right. Okay.
Because like watching
this is the first time I've ever heard
when I watched the
this
first
thing.
episode, I was like, I could kind of sense how they were going to structure it.
Right, okay,
Because
yeah.
there's a framing narrative for
Right.
the individual narratives.
Okay.
It took
cool.
me so long to figure it out. I think I was on the last episode and I like saw a raven and I was like, oh shit.
But that's the thing. He
Before
also
the
then,
credits rolled.
he also very freely picks additional characters from other
Right,
stories.
yeah.
So Mark Hamill's character is a character that is from one of, I think it's Edgar Allan Poe's only novel.
Right.
It's called Pym, isn't he? So he
Yeah.
cherry picks him out of that, and then there's like all these little references. Like famous poem is obviously Annabelle Lee. That's
Right.
a poem that Edgar Allan Poe wrote.
Yeah.
But then that becomes the name of Roderick Usher's first wife. Roderick
that's
Usher
cool.
doesn't have that wife in the story.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just
that is
like
really
it's
cool.
like it's like all the preoccupations of Poe.
Yeah.
And he's taken all that stuff and just like done his own thing with it.
Hmm.
I mean, kind of very similar to what he did with the Henry James short stories in Bly Manor.
Yeah.
It's just like my
Use the
version.
best
Yeah.
bits.
Together,
Yeah.
Which is kind of fun. I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, it's a good time.
I think
It
it's
definitely is.
a lesser work than Hill House and
Yeah.
like we were saying.
We were
Night
just
Mass.
talking about this like 10 minutes
but
ago.
it's still pretty good.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it. I'm definitely gonna watch it.
It's great. It's worth it alone for Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
His voice
his
is
character's great. He sounds like this. It's really cool.
Like the Joker. He's doing his Joker voice.
I haven't heard
it's
his Joker voice, to be fair.
Gav, are there any tattoo ideas that you considered, nearly committed to, but change your mind at the last minute? I've never changed my mind at the last minute because I've always thought about. I've never had a last minute tattoo.
Yeah.
And I've always thought about it loads. But also at the same time, like I said earlier, it's like I don't really overthink it. I've got some nonsense tattoos.
I think that's the
that-
best way to do it.
Like-
As you said, don't overthink it.
I think a lot of people like think the tattoos and stuff have to mean something, and that's absolutely fine. That's how people approach tattoos, and I think that is good. But it's not the same for me.
Yeah.
Some of them do mean things, but other things I'm just like, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
Like, I've got tattoos of like, it's just like you come up with a funny idea and be like, oh, that would be a funny idea. Like I've got tattoos of Muldoon and Nedry, but dressed up, but like the dinosaurs that kill those people in
You're gonna
Jurassic
get Gennaro?
Park. Yeah, maybe, but it's like because this worked out. But
A
like, yeah.
T-Rex sitting on the toilet's quite funny.
That is funny, yeah. So I've basically got a like Nedry,
Where's his tail go?
where it's like a Dilophosaurus with Nedry's clothes on and Muldoon, a Velociraptor with Muldoon's clothes on. So it's like the dinosaurs that killed those people, like in that guys.
I like it.
Yeah.
I am still thinking about Daniel's question, though.
What?
If a dinosaur was going to take a shit, where would the tail go? Because I thought the tail could go in the bowl,
It's
like
like
the Browns,
yeah.
but then
Yeah,
it's back would slide in.
It's
It
like that
needs to
show
be on the
Dinosaurs.
outside.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh,
what would a lot of
yeah.
things look like if they had evolved to be the dominant species on the planet? What would
Yeah.
a car look like if a dinosaur drove it?
Right, yeah. Or
How
how
would
would
a boy fit every people that can swim as fast as
how would a horse wear jeans?
Mm.
Would it just the back legs or all
what would
legs?
a chair look like if our knees bent the other way?
These are the questions that keep me up at night.
We need answering. But yeah, no, I've never changed my mind at the last minute for stuff. I have changed the tattoo at the last minute because something was funnier. And we were like, oh, that's a funny idea. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
or-
you've got one designed by Krups.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Clara
Hold on.
did, yeah.
The little the guy from Star Wars with
Yeah.
the stuff.
Ewok.
That's the
Ewok.
one.
There you go.
Yeah.
Little guy from
The little fun guy, Chewbacca. What's his name?
Little Chewbacca.
That's him. Yeah. Lucas one. Guys, have you ever thought about doing a traveling style of series? Would be awesome to watch you guys maybe visiting castles in a certain country in the UK.
Scotland.
Fuck, we're never going to Scotland, let me tell you. Yeah, that'd be good. I think.
Love to.
If Visit Wales come a knocking and go. But I think like what we could do for Visit Wales better, because this is what the question's about now.
He's thought about this a lot, I can tell.
Not go to the obvious places. Like, but or that's the thing. Visit Wales. I think like Rossili Beach, that's covered. Like Carnarvon Castle, that is covered.
A silly beach?
Rossili.
Oh right.
Come on, you need to go on this fucking education trip. Let me tell you,
all that stuff is covered.
University in Wales. To be fair, that is a very silly beach.
A pub crawl all around there. Basically, what's the best pub crawl around
Wales?
That would be a fun. That must already exist. A traveling show that's just like a worldwide pub crawl, the biggest pub crawl in the world.
I think it maybe more on YouTube and stuff like that. But that's the weird thing with weirdly, and I'm not against it, but like travel shows now have just become like food shows. So it's just like lots of the travel stuff is based on like food, and there's a lot of stuff on Welsh TV about it, which is just like, and like whilst I don't mind chefs going around and seeing stuff and seeing them eat food and stuff like that, like they always see the focal point of it has to be like a chef meeting another chef, whereas we're like, I just want to see a boozer meeting another boozer. Like, what are you up to today? This. Like, what have you been up to? What were you up to yesterday? Just fucking hanging around. He was being a dick last night. And then you just like talk about stuff like that. Like, that's
quite Bourdain-y.
Yeah.
Like he does do a lot of boozing.
Yeah. That's kind of the closest you would get as Bourdain, just getting kind of haggard with people around the world.
Or even like just like visiting someone in that thing, being like, go and have a pint with them. What are you up to today? It was, I'll just come with you. Like,
I would watch that in a heartbeat.
But like,
if the whole,
they're getting food, but it's not like that's not the main focal point of it.
I want it to be like the first half is really like tasteful and like seeing the place, meeting the locals, talking to the people who drink in the area, maybe the local cuisines and things, and then at the halfway point they go, all right, should we get fucked up?
Yeah,
and it's like, let's get absolutely wasted, and then you just get battered in this place, and then in the morning you're like, all right, sunglasses on, see you there, we're going to the next one. Let's go to the next place.
The closest to that is like Action Bronson's show, because it is really good, but it's Action Bronson going around. But the way that he talks, but a lot of that is also food based, and the way that he talks about food, there's not many people that, even like Bourdain, like I hear him talking about food, I'm like, a lot of the time I'm like, I'm not eating it, man. Like, you can describe it as much as you want. It's like, it's not doing anything for me. And the same with like when Action Bronson like talks about food, it's like, sounds great. I'd love to be eating it right now. I'm not. So I'd rather you be talking.
Let's do something.
Let's talk about something way more interesting. How about that instead?
Yeah.
So yeah, basically that.
Pub crawl.
The
RKG worldwide pub crawl.
Rory, would you have £10 million? But a snail chases you round for the rest of your life. If it touches you, it will kill you. You can't impede it or kill the snail in any way. Also, if you fly to another country, how do you know the snail isn't going to sneak on a plane? Living in bed at 65 years old, where is that snail?
I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it.
Basically, like It Follows, isn't it?
Yeah.
It basically, which is one of my favorite horror movies. I'm going to take the money. I'm going to use a substantial amount of it to pay someone smarter than me to give me a plan.
Okay.
If he's like, look, here's the snail.
You could have someone just watching it. So you stay with the snail.
Your job.
That's your shift. Yeah. Because you could essentially create a mathematical plan that means he could never reach you technically. Yeah. As long as someone knows where he is at one point, it's like I can work out how he could be at you, and we'll always get you in a different place.
Can't impede it, right?
No.
Can we put a tracker on it? Because then he's doing that job for us.
Can I stand on him?
No. If they don't stand on him,
can we put a tracker on him? Is there a loophole?
It's technically not impeded, no. So
stick an air tag on him.
But I also really love the idea.
I can afford
it. Maybe it's like maybe then you're not like
heavy for him. It's just like
anyway.
Joke.
I love the idea. You just got a snail guy. It's like beep, 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 beep. Fucking snails in Paris.
Snail's gone. Yeah.
Where is he?
Jesus Christ.
What if he gets lost?
I tell you what.
I'm not there.
Fucking risk taker. Him going Paris.
Yeah.
Danger zone.
He's like looking around. He's like, fuck this.
But actually, move to Paris.
Yeah.
And he's like, you fucking try it, mate.
Come on, I dare you.
Put a load of garlic butter everywhere.
It will eat you up. The thing is, though, I don't know how fast. I'd like to know how much snails can move in like 8 hours, right?
I'm sure this is known.
Because then what I would do
You've got millions of pounds. You got time to work that out. Yeah.
what I would
It's probably on record.
Yeah.
I would, because
I reckon.
even if he comes at you at any point, you'd see him. You'd be like, "Oh, there's a fucking snail." All right,
But you
I'll
might
do
not.
it.
Yeah.
The thing is, you might not.
You might let your
sleep
guard
in.
down.
You might. Yeah, that's the thing.
I would create a bedroom, right, where my bed.
How is this the longest answer we're doing on this show?
Where my bed is just in the middle of of a room so wide it would take more than 8 hours for a snail to traverse it.
Well,
that's my plan. So
do-
even if he was
Don't
just
do it 8
outside,
hours. Don't do it 8 hours. Let's go for 14 hours.
Snail could be by my
Like-
bedside, but he's okay. We'll add a couple extra hours. 10
Yeah.
hours. We'll do 10 hours.
What if you lie in?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
I can't.
I can't all die.
I was thinking more of like if you are an all-dayer in the one pub, you've got to basically drive far enough away that it's not going to be a stress for the day.
Yeah.
Because if you're like, oh, we're going to sit
But
in this
you don't know
pub
where
for
he
8
is.
hours.
You might have got closer to him.
Well, we don't know where he... Oh, no, we got a snail guy. We got the snail guy.
Oh, we're saying the snail guy is
Snail guy,
working.
yeah.
But then it doesn't really matter then.
Snail
If
guy,
we
million
trust
a year.
Snail guy.
But we still have to get away
Right.
because it'd be like... Because snail guy's going to be like, oh, I know you're down at the end of...
Or do we just
thing.
like go so far that we don't have to worry about it for a couple of months?
Yeah.
That's
It's
it.
just like so say we're starting in London, Snail's in
Yeah.
London, we're in London, right? We're flying to LA.
Yeah. Yeah. And then if I know I'm here when we're filming, I assume I'm not giving up RKG. You know?
Yeah.
Our studio's gonna be wicked. I got 10 mil to play with. You know, I'll just stay somewhere for a bit to get him going after me, and then I'll come back to that. He can't do tricks, can he? Like he's always just coming at me.
He's not doing tricks.
He's
He
not-
hasn't got a gun. He hasn't
No,
got
he
hands.
just touches you,
He's
right?
just a
Okay.
snail, and if it touches you, you die.
I'm taking it.
Lovely. Fantastic. Daniel, most underrated horror movie that you like?
The It Follows remake with a snail.
Yeah. They are doing a sequel to it.
Are they actually?
They follow.
They follow, yeah.
Sorry, what was the question?
Most
Remake.
underrated movie that you like?
Most underrated movie that that's a hard one just to like pluck.
What would be on? What's on? I'm trying to think of like an underrated horror movie, but that's the
Horror.
thing. Is like good horror movies usually get pushed.
Yeah, I mean that's it. If they're good, they usually are not unrecognized.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what's not terrible is the Friday the 13th remake. Because the first Friday the
Absolutely,
13th ain't that good.
Yeah.
So it's a better version because they put Jason in it from the get go.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the only thing...
I really forced that one out.
No,
but,
that is good. The only thing... There's a scene in the shop in that which does my fucking head in, so I can't watch it.
Right.
Do you know what? Freddy vs. Jason ain't that bad.
It's really, really funny.
Yeah. Which is fine. Yeah, because that's the thing. I guess like with... What's the... Would you say... What's the most underrated horror movie you've seen this year? Is that easier or harder?
It's hard just to think stuff like that.
Yeah.
Off the top of
Let me in. What was that one called?
Let the right one in.
Oh no!
No,
Let
no,
me-
no.
let
Talk
me
to
in.
me.
Talk to me.
Talk to
I
me.
kind of knew you like
Yeah.
Let
the
me in.
words.
No,
Well, let the
That's
right
what they're
one
saying.
in was
Let
then-
me out of bloody purgatory. It's like being in.
Yeah.
that one was great.
That was rated.
It was
Yeah.
rated. That's the
Yeah.
only
Massively
thing. But
rated.
in
Celebrated.
very small indie.
Yeah,
I
but
guess,
still,
so.
there's a lot of buzz around it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like those. We did it on that episode of Shield Up. Those horror Hell House films.
People have been watching those now.
Those
as
are really
well,
good.
Yeah.
They're good fun
That's really good.
because they are quite underrated.
Yeah.
I think.
Definitely. I mean, I'd never heard of them when you
Yeah.
were saying about it. So
Yeah, Hell
that's good.
House. I can watch that.
Love it. Gav, when is the Save Onion Knight Dark Souls 1 run with you playing coming? I feel like I'm more ready for that now than ever. Like, because
Right.
there was so many times before where I was just like, I'm not fucking doing that. Like,
We
whereas
played
now,
that game a lot.
You can just break the game.
well, I think like that. I think
If we did do it, could do it like a mini series, which is like heavily break it.
Well, I think like what we would do is that's the thing is like I think a lot of that show would rather than just be us sitting there, it'd be like, how are we gonna do this? And we could do cool
Strategizing.
ways of like strategizing it properly and like we're gonna do this to get to there. If he finds
Cut it
this
up
hard,
as
do you know what I
well,
mean?
yeah.
Like I
You don't need
think
to see all of
because
it.
otherwise it's just us sitting there going, we're talking about the same shite. Like,
Can you save him? I thought he dies.
Oh, we can save him.
Really? I thought he turns up in Ash Lake, fucking face down.
I mean, I think we mean just progress
Yeah.
storyline to completion.
yeah.
Got it. I see. I see.
I actually didn't. I couldn't even remember that then. So if we'd done that and then
There's that.
and then
Whoa.
and then at the end, if we were like, you fucking save him.
Gav, you going
What's
again?
about?
Right, re-roll.
That felt like one of those.
Go
How does
again.
he remember that?
And again.
Jesus.
Oh, why pull the footage start again?
Yeah. Now then, lads, you've been on Elden Ring for a while now. So is there anything about the game you don't like? Loving the content and can't wait to see what you get up to in 2024. Have a good one. Anything we don't?
That's a really good question.
Like,
it's fucking massive.
Yeah, I think like this is not like a failing of it or anything like that, but I think not getting to see some characters more. Like there was like a bit where like recently we were like, oh, let's go see what Kenneth Haight is up to, and then we go see Kenneth Haight and his story hasn't advanced. That's not a failing of the game. There's nothing I don't like. That was more just like, oh, I was gutted. I was like, I thought he was I was like, oh, we're gonna see him.
Yeah.
Like, what's his next thing? But that's because it's so big.
Yeah.
You can't like not everyone.
And the
is moving at
storylines
the same
aren't
pace as yours.
There's not as many stages to them like other RPGs.
Yeah.
Where you keep going, you know, like in GTA, you're always going back to the same characters, and there's a lot of like back and forth.
Yeah.
We might not see Kenneth Haight for hours.
Kenny,
Yeah.
Posh Ken.
Kenny H.
I think that's that is the wild thing about when you remember that you're playing a game. Sometimes is like we did Kenneth Haight in what, like episode 4 was it, or something like that, and then we go see him in whatever episode it is, and he's not really doing anything. I'm like, oh, but we've grown as people. Ken, you just been here.
Yeah, the sitting there. I'll make you a knight.
You're like, oh no,
we've done loads in this time, Kenny.
Type of game.
I don't even want to be a knight anymore or a king anymore.
Yeah. Kenny boy. That's the only thing I think.
The only thing I think, and again, no fault of the game.
No guns.
I find sometimes it's a little overwhelming in terms of if you've played a lot of the other Souls games. I mean, they've always had a ton of shit you can do, but there's sometimes in this one where it's like, you know, you've got fucking 100 weapons that can be wielded 3 different ways. You've got your spells.
I was thinking about this the other day because we do get a lot of comments, but I think it's also because we haven't tried them enough. So it feels like a very unfamiliar, because I still feel like our understanding of Ash of War is very hazy, but it's because we don't really use them. And we've never used the system of taking one out and putting it in. I think if we do that a few times, you'll be like, oh, I get my... It's harder to understand something when you don't use it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because
I think with crafting, we don't do a lot of that, so we haven't yet like absorbed it as like, hey, this is another thing we've got. It feels a bit scary to us.
And I'm sure by the end of the game, I'll be like, no, I love all of it. But I think like sometimes you get a little overwhelming. Even having like the alt inventory with like the bubble tea and summon ashes. And it's like, it's all, when your back's against the wall,
you're that we've filmed recently, some of that is clicking a bit more.
Yeah.
Like the idea of strategizing, you're like, right.
You're looking at me. I'm looking at him like, yeah, you have. Yeah.
I'm saying this is you. Like, but like strategizing with like how we're going to use the physic flask.
Yeah.
And going, oh, for this boss, these 2 tiers would be the best combo. Because the thing we're falling down in this fight, I think it's against the Dragonkin soldier in Ainsel Riverwell, where like, oh, if we switch this to this will really help us because we're falling down this fight because we don't have enough this.
Yes.
You know? It's like reverse engineering. What's the actual problem here? And what can we do?
How do we solve it?
Obviously, I think we just need to start having the confidence to try stuff.
I think that's a good point though with Elden Ring is like it's the game is giving you a problem or going, this is, you could just brute force it, but you could make it easier, just be really good at the game. Because it is definitely like can be overwhelming the amount of stuff. But I think that's where that is different to a game like God of War Ragnarok, where I saw that tree of like everything you could do, and I was incredibly overwhelmed to the point where I was like, it was like cripplingly so, where I was just looking at it, I was just like, what should I unlock? And then I unlocked a load of stuff really quickly. And then, so I ended up with like, you know, from the get-go, I've got like 20 moves. And then it's just too much. And I'm like,
can't remember
and then I do a fight and I was like, oh, I feel like I've just cheesed that because I only used 2 of my 20 moves. And then I feel like I'm not playing this game properly.
I'm not like Spider-Man, so I just used the one move I know.
Yeah.
You're just going webbing everyone up. Next fight, webbing this guy up.
That's a good question. Cruz, anything that you don't like about
Elden Ring?
Yeah.
That was a different question. I can't really say because it's all spoiler.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. I can't really say. Unfortunately.
Powers, have you ever been daunted by a new game you've had to play for the shows? You seem to take them all in your stride.
Not really. I think.
You're right.
I think the ones that on me.
You should have seen him before day 1 of Elden Ring. crying he was.
Crying, yeah.
I want to do it, don't make me do it.
They were like, open the door, Rory, you think you're going to be ready in the next 15 minutes? Fuck off! Fuck off!
I think we're all always daunted, like Capture One, episode 1 of a show. Like, you know, like you can see that in like the Demon Souls, like behind the scenes stuff, where we're like shitting ourselves.
The only stuff that makes me nervous is not from the game itself. I think when we haven't filmed a big show in a while, I get nervous about like being funny, being like good,
but then
and
actually
entertaining.
thinking that is way worse.
Yeah,
just being relaxed.
Whereas like the game,
because you don't want to be like constantly trying to be funny, because like that's the worst.
Exactly.
That's when you start saying stuff that you go, oh,
so that's the only stuff that gets me nervous sometimes, but not the games, because I know we're always gonna have a fun time. If they're really hard and I'm shit at them, that's funny in itself, you know. So I don't get nervous.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
exactly.
Croops, how much has Rory deviated from the original planned Elden Ring route since starting?
As he's deviated as much as I allowed him to. No, not really massively. Again, I think I've maybe alluded to this a little bit earlier. It's like micro deviations that are kind of. I've got like
it's regular size deviations.
Yeah, it's a
normal average size deviation.
It's a through line that we've got, but like because it's open world, I don't want to. I know some people will say we've not done everything, and some people say we're doing too much. So it's like when I think people refer to something I said on this podcast a year ago when I said it will be the definitive. Definitive is not the same as exhaustive. Exhaustive is doing everything. Definitive is like the best experience of its world and story. That was my definition of that phrase. So we're kind of taking a through line. But part of experiencing Elden Ring for yourself is having a sense of adventure and freedom.
Absolutely.
The worst thing would be like, if you go over there, I'm like, no.
One,
I'd annoy the fuck out of myself. Be annoying for the audience, even if we cut it out. And it's just like, that's too manicured. It's too controlled and unnatural. So if you stumble into something, you should be allowed to do that.
Absolutely.
So it's like, if you want to go do a minor catacomb, we've done a few mines in catacombs we didn't have to do.
No.
But also like, fuck it.
We just stumble on them. It's fun.
I think like that's maybe where if it's not even deviated, but it's more just like we've come out of it and gone, ooh, that could be an episode actually, because that was really funny and we did some really good shit in there.
I think I'd intervene if like, say we were in Liurnia and we were just doing catacomb after catacomb. And you're like, God, that's going to put Ray Lucario back 4 or 5 weeks. That's kind of a bit anticlimactic. Hey, you got like Liurnia. But also a lot of my planning goes like, you want to set up what Liurnia is before you get there, because otherwise it doesn't really mean anything. But a lot of people's playthroughs like, oh, I'm going to do that. Or you get some. So I'm trying to like plot a thing where we find out about a thing before we see the thing, so this thing means more to us when we find the thing. So for instance, like getting the Blue Dancer charm, which we got on our way back to Caelid. So when we start getting into the rot stuff, we're like, oh, like we have that charm and stuff.
No, that's awesome. That's good answers. Gav, what is your favorite co-op game to play with Clara? That's from Luke in Shenzhen, China.
Wow.
That's like a whole nother country.
That's very cool.
We play a lot of games in the sense of like one of us will play and one of us will watch. So like Clara doesn't like playing horror games, so if there's ever a horror game that she wants to play, I'll play it and then she does it. But we've done a lot of the Gears together. Like puzzle games. She doesn't really have a lot of patience with me because I fuck about too much.
Right.
That's what she would say as well. So we've not done like It Takes Two.
I was gonna say that seems like the quintessential couple.
Not done that.
It's Christmas.
Not done that. But we've done like a couple of like puzzle games where like I think I've gone off or I'm not basically going the line that Clara wants me to go to. So, and it's a bit frustrating for her, I think. So, because she's like, she really exhaustively like plays games, and she like 100% games where I'm just like we'll be, even like when we, like I played Resi 4 while she watched me playing. She was like, are you getting out? I was like, I'm not getting out. Like, it's like, no, you have to go pick up. I'm not picking up. Like, she's like, we've got to pick it. You got to pick it up. I was like, it doesn't matter. I don't mind that. She's like, so, but with her, she'd be like, no, we have to get every single.
I bet you didn't even shoot the blue tokens to get the free gun.
I did shoot the blue tokens. All right, that's the thing. But unbelievable. I wouldn't go out of my way to shoot to find them. But
crazy.
There we go.
I'm on Clara's side.
Guys, what is the closest you've all come to thinking that you won't complete a game or beat a boss?
Yours are easy because they're all captured.
Yeah.
I
think they mean in the. I think they definitely mean in the show, like in the show.
Oh right.
Yeah. maybe anytime we play Cuphead.
It's fucking Miranda.
Because in Resi,
Which is
you
weird.
kind of don't. You can get yourself into situations where you've really fucked it.
We did.
Where we didn't have enough ammo, and it was like we might not.
Miranda
We might
was
have to.
really
That
go
was the
back.
situation.
I think that's
That
really
was
bad one.
crazy.
And then it's like
We had those frozen margaritas as well. Like we
it's
got
in the
this
first Cuphead when it's
sauce.
just like that relentless gambit at the beginning of
the
the
running
casino.
gun.
No, the casino.
Oh.
Like the final boss of Cuphead, isn't it? Like
Oh, the
it's-
devil.
Yeah, it's a succession
yeah.
of different boss fights, and you don't know. And if you fuck one up, you just go all the way
Yeah.
back to the beginning.
Yeah,
That's quite bad.
Yeah, I think Cuphead a lot was just like, holy shit, this is like we can't do anything. We can't do anything at all. It's like
We
can't
didn't find the
respec,
DLC
you
too
can't-
bad.
no.
The
No.
main core
The
game.
main core game we were playing now because it was like
so hard.
you can't do anything. You just got to be better at the game. Like
Gwyn was Lawrence, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was Lawrence.
Lawrence.
That's probably the
Lawrence.
most amount of time.
Lawrence was insane. Lawrence was
There's going to be several in Elden Ring.
yeah.
I think yeah.
But with Lawrence, I feel like hopefully if we get into a problem like Lawrence in Elden Ring, we'll take time to like respec, maybe get some more levels and stuff.
Who are
Who
you?
are you? I don't know why.
This all goes, doesn't it?
With Lawrence, like we just kept going back for like 13 hours. Like at no point was there even a chat. Like, should we put some more into health? It was fucking.
You started doing a WoW thing where you're doing well, and you just change it for the sake of it.
Yeah.
You go,
Mix it
actually,
up.
this is doing well.
Yeah.
What if we use these?
Yeah. What if I light my Beyblade on fire?
Yeah.
Which turned out to be pretty good. So
Yeah.
it did work.
Yeah, I think like some stuff like that is quite scary. Like the Miranda thing was scary because it was like, I think at one point we were even like, should we just break and then come back tomorrow?
Because it was so late as well.
It was really late.
Well, yeah, because didn't we say we were like tossing it up, and I was like, why don't we do one more hour
Yeah.
or something? And it was like basically.
I'm trying to
the
think
end
of like
that.
what was the last time where we went home having not beat the boss? Was it
I could tell you the most painful one.
Sekiro? Was it,
Yeah,
did we do like Demon of Hatred? I think we
think
we
it
had to
was
call it and we were like, we'll come
yeah,
back
that's
tomorrow.
probably it.
That's right.
Like,
Yeah,
and
was
that because that's
furious.
not a great feeling going home, knowing that you're
But
coming in.
sometimes, you know,
We
But
came
it's what
back
you
in and we
need.
smashed
Yeah.
it.
you're depleted.
Yeah,
It's what you need, or sometimes you just need a
fatigued,
big
you're
sandwich
fatigued.
or something, and then you come back and crush
Exactly.
a bit of food.
absolutely.
You're not going
yeah.
to run your fastest 100 meters if you've tried it 1,000 times that day.
Exactly.
There you go.
Probably have a break.
Exactly.
And you know who said that? Usain Bolt.
Sometimes you need a big tasty and the wrap of the day.
To be fair,
Exactly.
Usain Bolt did say that.
Yeah,
he
he did.
famously,
He
yeah.
loved McDonald's.
Did he?
Yeah, you used to eat chicken nuggets before you ran the 100 meters.
Love it.
Powers. Now that there's been some time for the decision to settle, how are you enjoying supporting Tottenham Hotspur, the football team?
I
It's changed your life?
I can't
I dare say it has.
I can't say that I've been following religiously since I
think we gotta go see him. We gotta go see him.
Mate,
to like,
you're missing out.
Yeah.
right
they're
now.
doing
Right
well,
now.
The Ange
I
Ball.
get basically all of my info through you, Joe, and also I follow Son on Instagram.
Yeah.
So-
he DMs you. Yeah, we're doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
I just
catch
want
up with
Hi,
him.
Rory.
I just won player of the month.
Yeah.
I want to see how he's doing. And I do, because you got me a really nice Spurs jumper and
Mm.
a top, and I wear them all the time in my apartment. But no joke, I'm too afraid to wear them
Let's
in
have a
public
conversation.
in case someone
Ask
asks
you
me
a
a
question
single
about
question
it,
about
yeah.
The standard chat.
Right,
Yeah.
just being like, oh, it's nightmare. Or
Oh,
Yeah.
See,
good nightmare.
see what shit of the weekend?
Yeah.
Play well. Yeah, I know.
I know.
That's
The
what I'm
other
saying.
team was shit.
Good
That's
shit.
what I'm saying.
Good
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, good shit.
Fucking-
Finally.
Let me tell you, we just need to keep our heads down.
Yeah.
We just need to keep our heads down.
Ange Ball, eh?
That's it. That's
Keep
it.
our heads down, lock the doors.
Get Madison back in.
Yeah.
But we've still been talking about
Keep it
going
tight.
to see
We gotta go.
a
it tight.
Spurs
Just gotta
game.
keep it tight.
I'd love to.
Like-
I'd
I'm
love
saying
to
if we
see-
score more than them, we'll do all right.
100%.
I'm saying, you know,
Do you know how you win Premier League? Win more games than the other people. That's
Keep
what I'm
our heads
thinking.
down.
I don't know. You know,
Okay.
that's me. That's old school. That's old school.
you win games by winning them.
Like,
That's-
that's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Kick it in the net sometimes if you're close enough to it,
Kick it sometimes too hard.
and that's a goal.
I used to work with.
That's a goal.
I used to work with
And that's the goal.
Ole, isn't that what they say?
a guy
Ole.
who was a big Blackburn fan, and the thing they used to say was, like, we were like, "Oh, how'd you do today, Ad?" And he's like, "I've fallen out of love with football." And then his other famous one, he just go, or like, get on right today,
Not checked,
and he just goes, "Thing is, Gav, football's football, isn't it?" And I go, "Yeah," and then I walk off and go, "What?"
Football is
Football's football.
Football is football. I can't argue
against it.
I might take that one. Yeah,
football's football.
You know, football is football.
Because I've just moved to a new building and it's quite close to West Ham Stadium. It's so like our neighbour. You like from one part of where we kind of are, you like in the distance you can see the stadium. And the first time I ever had a chat with him, he was like, "Oh, wouldn't fucking catch me in there." And I was like, "What is in the distance now?" And I'm like, "I don't know." It's like the canal. Like you don't swim. I don't swim in the canal. And he was like, "Oh, you won't fucking catch me in there. Love no money." And I was like, I don't know what you're talking
just
about.
pointing to the horizon.
Yeah, just outside.
And I was like, and then like, and he was like, yeah, because you know, and he pointed to his Spurs. I was like, oh, West Ham. You wouldn't go in West Ham. I was like, unless you're playing, am I? And he was like, yeah. Well, that's the only time that I would go.
Away end.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, away end.
Yeah.
What are you insinuating?
Yeah. Fighting outside me.
Anyway, here's a bunch of wine I didn't drink.
Yeah.
Welcome to the building.
Yeah. Did you go see the Olympics? Yeah, loads of it.
Yeah, love it.
I was in there all the time.
Yeah.
Back then for the Olympics.
I went to see The Weeknd when he did his residency there. Actually,
but home games.
Yeah. Or you won't catch me in there.
Yeah. I won't call them home games.
Won't catch me in there.
Daniel, you trying to get me?
Yeah. Daniel, did you know that the singer from the band Young Guns follows you on Twitter?
No.
Who's Young Guns?
This is so funny. So I looked this up, right? So Young Guns, the band. There's a guy called Gustav Wood. Ring any bells?
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So
are they quite a big band?
I think they're decently sized. I mean, enough that we're getting messages about them.
Hell yeah.
So this guy, Gustav Wood, follows you, and like on my Twitter, follows a bunch of like games adjacent people.
I think
Shout out to Gustav.
He must have got into like the game scene.
Yeah, but I think you follow him as well.
Yeah,
I know that doesn't mean anything, but like, strange, isn't it?
Don't tell him that.
No,
don't mean anything.
That means a lot.
But I just,
I think I remember when he followed me because it was just like
maybe
he had quite a lot of followers.
Stuff,
I was like, oh, and I followed him back.
Yeah, I just love that we got a question about that.
But I know fuck all about music.
That's great.
But yeah,
I might listen to some of their music. Was it Young Guns?
Young Guns.
Young Guns.
Like the film.
Just like us.
Yeah.
A couple of Young Guns.
Not anymore, mate.
Yeah, it's all Young Guns.
Old musket.
All in our 30s. All in our 30s.
Yeah.
Gav, if you could have any English footballer in history change their allegiance to Wales, who would it be and why? None of them. I think it'd be quite like, I think at its height, having Gaza fucking about, like that would be brilliant. Like when Gaza was like getting fucked up and like boozing, and he's like just always constantly doing silly things. I think that must have been quite funny to have that as your player for your country. I think.
Yeah,
he's also really good.
He's also really good.
Yeah. He wasn't just like not just the pranks.
Yeah. But mostly for the pranks, mostly for the
you
bands.
get more for the lols than the like.
Well, yeah, because the other one I was going to say was Jimmy Bullard, because he consistently makes me laugh. When
such a weird one.
Yeah, like because everything he does, and even just his little face makes me laugh
when he pulls his shorts up.
Yeah, when he pulls his shorts up, that's really funny. Like there's so many. There's like a really fun, one of my go-to.
You know, people will be watching this going, no, they need a CDM. What would say Declan Rice? Probably get Declan Rice in there. Right? That's what they need.
One of my go-to hangover videos is, I think it's him on the sidelines. Like I think Duncan Ferguson has just done something insane, and Jimmy Bullard's kind of like looking at him, and he looks really scared. It's such a funny video, and it's one of my go-to hangover videos to watch now and again. Go down little Jimmy Bullard.
Jimmy Bullard, he's got one England cap. Well, he has, maybe he got one call up. Maybe he never got a cap
because he feels like he.
I think he had one like decentish.
Good tourist. But yeah, that's who I would pick. Either Gaza
or Jimmy. Two of the greats.
Or Jimmy Bullard.
See that video of I'll probably leave it, but maybe put this in.
Yeah.
See that video of Gaza. Like he's not a well man. He was doing some kind of charity game up for Rangers the other day, and I think he thought he was being cheeky. He actually just trips up a small ball boy, and kicks his standing foot and just like knocks down a kid. And you're like, you've really misjudged that, Paul.
Yeah, I still think it's very funny. But I can see why people wouldn't.
I think it's very funny. We don't want any of that on the Wales team.
None of that.
Like we love shenanigans to a point. But will
leave
not
the ball boys alone.
Leave the ball boys alone, Paul. Bloody hell. Right, should we have another little break? We gotta go for some food or something.
McDonald's.
Like, I'm starving.
I generally would go Honest Burger.
Honest Burger?
I would.
Christmas
I was
burger?
going there.
If you love watching our videos, did you know there's a lot more available on the RKG Patreon? Join our producer tier today and you'll gain instant access to an archive of over 300 hours of exclusive videos. You can watch Krupa get his first ever platinum trophy in Dark Souls, see Gav get sad in his full playthrough of The Last of Us, and witness Rory become a real boy in Lies of P. Careful.
Oh, here it is! Holy shit, look at my health! Dude, that was nuts!
This is
Who do you think you are?
Ooh.
You also get access to Krupa's Lore Masterclass, where you can delve deep into the world of Elden Ring with the Lore Master himself. The producer tier is updated every month with new exclusive content just for patrons. Supporting RKG directly in this way allows us to make our videos the best they can be. If you could have any celebrity as a special guest on an episode of Retry, who would it be? Also, what do you think the best banter snippet would be about?
Ooh, if it's going to be any celebrity, it has to be the guy who plays Finchy in
Ralph
The Office.
Ineson.
Ralph Ineson.
I think I saw him walking around here recently.
Shut up.
Yeah.
He was in a trailer for some new movie that I saw recently, and I was like, that is one hell of a voice,
Yeah.
isn't it? Oh my God, that's like the deepest voice I've ever heard. It's gravelly.
Yeah.
It'd be great to get Finchy on the show.
I think he's having a big year.
Yeah, he's blowing up.
He's in something quite prominent.
Yeah.
He was in the big video game as well.
He's in 2.
Is he in the new adaptation of Nosferatu?
Maybe.
Like
Yeah.
Eggers?
He was in something else. He's had like something else big this year that I was like, oh, that's
He's had a
what.
breakout year.
I also think he was in like one of the worst films I watched this year as well, which is how he was all right in it.
He might be out of our league now. I feel like there was a time we probably
Time-
could have got him,
This
but
time, if Cameo had been around at the time of The Office, imagine how much money he would have made from Stag Do's.
oh my God. Well, wasn't
Definitely,
it? Because
yeah.
he was in The Witch. He was one of the leads in
Yeah.
The Witch, and we thought there might be a chance we could get him into the
Yeah.
studio.
So
but then
he
it
was
fell through.
he was in Diablo 4, that Final Fantasy game,
Yeah.
The Creator,
That's the one.
What's upcoming?
The Pope's Exorcist.
Jesus.
The worst film I've seen this year is To Catch a Killer. And he's in that, but he is the best thing in that.
Oh, great.
The first Omen, Nosferatu.
That's the
Two
new
neighbours.
Omen film.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Ah.
It's like a prequel.
Oh, that's good. That sounds really. Yeah. I wonder who he's going to be in that.
Who's in Nosferatu?
Wilhelm Sievers.
Do you know who that is? I don't know who that is.
Father Brennan in the first Omen. And Genie in Two Neighbors. But yeah, he was in The Creator. He's got quite a big part in that as well.
I think so, yeah. Good for him.
Yeah. Good for him.
you.
Who
It's a
else
big-
has a big part?
for us now.
Finchy.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, like, it would be. I don't know what the best banter snippet would be about, but it'd be more confusion from him.
Yeah.
Getting him
Where
to say
he's
Finchy a
like-
lot. We're like doing Finchy
Yeah.
lines for us.
Oh, he should voice Papa Finchy. That's a Papa Finchy voice right
Yeah.
there. That would be great.
But also, we would say to him like, "Oh yeah, we're doing it kind of ironically about The Office, by the way," and he's like, "I don't think
He's like, I don't.
get
think you are."
Fine.
Miyazaki.
He's not.
Michael?
He's not coming, is he?
Yeah.
He's not coming. We've asked. Powers, do you like Jujutsu Kaisen? What's that?
It's an anime.
It's an anime.
It's an anime that I have watched and I didn't quite get on with it. Even though it's one of the ones that's come out quite recently in the last few years. And people are going crazy for it. And they did a movie as well, which I really enjoyed. And they've just released the second season. So I think I will stick with it just because of how much people are raving about it. But it's one of these shows where I feel like I'm having a massive disconnect with the rest
What's
of
it
the
about?
anime community.
Why?
What's it about? You're like very cliche, generic anime storyline. Someone ate a bit of a monster, now they're a monster, and they have to go to monster hunting school to learn how to hunt monsters, where you meet everyone else who have their own monster hunting abilities.
Yeah.
That's my problem with it, is like I've seen that 1,000 times before.
Right.
Now to move the needle, I like a little bit of a different experience, a little outside the box. But I know people go crazy for it, and I'm not writing it off just yet. I am going to watch the second season. But that, Chainsaw Man, and those are the two big ones that people are really enjoying these days. And Demon Slayer, of course, which I do love.
Daniel, what was your favorite moment? What has been your favorite moment of RKG Elden Ring so far?
What was I thinking about what I can say? I think maybe like, oh God, I don't know.
The whip.
The whip.
Oh yeah, the whip.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
whip.
kind of forgotten about that because often you don't repress your favorite bits. You cherish them.
Yeah.
Repression is the other mechanism. I don't know. I think maybe you guys kind of understanding like the scale of
That's always fun.
Where the map grows.
Whenever we get transported somewhere and then zoom out and it's like, oh, just seeing how huge it is.
Or when doing going to the crumbly lands.
Yeah.
And you're just like, that's
Jesus.
a long time off.
Or the underground, all that nonsense. God damn it. It's a big old map.
Gav, I'm learning Welsh on Duolingo, 336-day streak, but I feel like I'm not improving. Do you have any other tips for getting my Welsh skills? It says, my wife is fluent and teaches at a Welsh language high school in Cardiff, so I'm really keen to improve, but just feeling a bit burnt out on that little green birdie bastard. I hope you're speaking to her. He doesn't mention that he is.
Bird's giving me grief again.
Yeah.
Tell me to learn Welsh.
We did
the app, right?
I've definitely said this before somewhere, but like we did a thing before with our friend Forrest, and she was trying to learn Welsh.
Yeah.
So we did a thing called Welsh Wednesday. We would only speak to her in Welsh.
What's Wednesday in Welsh?
Di Mercher.
But that's the first hurdle.
Yeah. But she. And like the thing was like she could ask us questions in English, obviously, but we could only reply in Welsh no matter what. And we worked with her and stuff like that. And she worked in a bar that we all drank in.
Yeah.
So it was just really funny because we would only be speaking Welsh to each other in front of her, but usually we would speak to English, switch to English if somebody who can't understand is there. But for Wednesday, we wouldn't switch. And if she asked us a question, we only reply to her in Welsh. And she's fluent now. Not because of that. Like that was
Welsh Wednesday.
Fluent but in a bar context.
That's all she was doing. That's all she was doing was that. Yeah. But
they do say that's the best way to learn is immerse yourself in the
yourself
language.
into it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what you do as a kid.
Yeah.
Swimming. Yeah. And English, of course.
Yeah.
You lads have changed a lot since this show began. What change about yourself are you the most proud of?
Wow. That's a hard one. Jeez.
You've started washing your
Started
penis?
washing my penis. That was a big one for me.
That is massive.
Yeah.
For me as well, because obviously,
Definitely not a big one, mate.
Like,
All right.
Not a big one for anyone.
That's it's huge. It's movement, not huge. You know, it's not a huge movement when it moves. Yeah. Don't know. Like definitely, maybe not wearing like t-shirts that I'm finding around the office. Maybe. Like
I think we all dress a bit better.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Like there's a lot of things. Like I think definitely you think to yourself, people rewatch this thing now, so this is going to be whatever you look like on that day is going to be forever. It's not just Saturday. It's actually forever.
It's not just Saturday. It's forever.
Yeah.
And people will remember it. So I definitely have that in the back of my mind a lot as well. I think I'm definitely like, it hasn't changed how we speak or do anything or anything like that, but I'm definitely more aware of like leaving an imprint on videos and stuff like that. And being
right.
Like, do you want to say that? Like,
yeah. I think we've all gotten better. We're all trending in a good direction, I would say.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I don't know any specifics though.
No, I think just being more aware of it. Woke. They've gone woke. The lads have gone woke. Fuck me.
I used to prefer the IGN stuff.
Yeah. Powers, you are Earth's representative for first contact with an alien race. What are you going to do as a welcome party? So aliens have come down. You're the first person that they've seen. What's your welcome party looking like?
I don't know what the party's looking like, but I would definitely like to be the first person to have sex with an alien. I feel like a lot of the planetary exploration.
Day one, though.
It's very.
I'm gonna try day one.
They've just welcome party.
I'm gonna be like, but 1 day to them is 1,000 years.
Yeah.
So that's why we know each other so well.
So
and the scientists will be like, that's not true.
I love that they've got here because they've incepted that capsule
of art and
music and all the best of us.
Oh yeah.
And they get here and it's you with your little chap out.
Oh yeah.
It's you being Zach Brannigan.
Good representation of what to expect.
Yeah.
I'm docking. I just think
shagging day one.
I think shagging day one.
Okay.
Wouldn't that just be a cool thing to be known for?
What if the version of copulation is incredibly painful for humans?
Yeah.
give it a shot. You don't know. You don't know what you're
still get
into
to say,
until
they'll be like,
I was the first person
Yeah.
to shag an alien.
Yeah.
what
Right.
if the
Am I getting a plaque in NASA for that? Am I getting statues? I don't know.
what if
What's the statue?
the sex ends in death for the man? Like
Ooh.
you still get to be known by it, but you're going out that way.
Yeah, they eat the man after
What-
copulation.
What's third base?
What's tops and fingers? Am I alive after that?
Do they have fingers? These are all the questions I ought to
Rory
find out.
Power's the first
Yeah.
man to give a hand job to an alien. That's the book you could write afterwards.
Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Whatever the party is, it'll definitely build to that sort of climax.
Okay, good.
Hope that answers your question.
Daniel, have you played the VR From game, and if so, did you like it?
The Racine.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
The what? What?
The Racine. It was.
It looks lush.
Made. I think it's like the worst reviewed game.
I've
it was
never heard of
directed
this.
by Miyazaki.
Yeah.
I think there's like one reference to maybe Bloodborne in it.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It's a VR.
Do you remember seeing that? That was on the. I feel like that was on the front of the PlayStation Store so much.
No.
I feel like I saw
I
that.
haven't
loads.
played it.
What was it? A PlayStation exclusive, like a
Yeah, it's
PSVR?
just for
yeah.
PSVR.
Oh, son of a bitch! That would be fun to play.
Yeah, I'm like 2018. That got released 6th of November 2018.
It didn't get crushing reviews there. It looks like kind of
I think there's not much to it.
Yeah,
I
right.
think it's like
I
I
think-
haven't played it now.
I guess that's the thing is like when you go, oh, From have made a VR game and then you play it, and it's like a 1 hour
It's gonna
experience.
be
or
first
something
person
like that.
Dark Souls, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and
But
even if it was in
I think
mobile.
it is kind of like an ambient sort of like you
Yeah.
explore a house and there's like a little story you can put together from reading stuff.
Yeah,
Got it.
But I think it's kind
Classic
of like-
Michael.
But I think
Classic
but if you look at that, it almost
Michael.
presents like a horror game.
yeah,
Right.
If you think about that.
There's
That looks a
something
bit like,
really
oh, this
spooky.
girl died or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't played it. But I think there is one illusion. Maybe if you really look for it, like you can make it maybe allude to the doll.
you like walk
Yeah,
over to one
yeah.
part of the room, like.
Well, that cabinet looks a little bit like Smaug.
that is quite kind of like doll-like, isn't it? Like the art.
Yeah, and the
Well, it's
little
like
bow
lace,
thing she
yeah.
has.
Yeah, and like the hanging.
You really want
jackets.
to. You really want to see it.
Yeah.
I don't know. There might be a more explicit reference, but no, I haven't. I mean,
Hmm.
I think it's one of those ones I probably should just watch like a walkthrough, like a playthrough.
I think it's a decent. I mean, there's a gameplay video on here which is 5 hours long.
Jesus. There's 5 hours of that?
Yeah, if it's you've only just heard of it, you've got to be excited. Like, I'm
already off
5
it.
hours.
Think
Fuck,
I've never heard of oh, but
yeah.
I'm already off it.
You're like, is it like that one where you like shake it and it's like a gun?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
And that's how you.
I want to be
reload?
dual wielding. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be great. I think what FromSoft game do you think would turn the best into VR?
Armored Core. 'Cause
Yeah,
you can
if
have
you're
all the nav
in
and stuff.
the mech
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
I think Bloodborne could be cool, just from an aesthetic perspective, and you could have trick weapons, that do
Imagine just how
things.
you're like
That'd be quite
dodging all the
fun.
time.
Can I
You'd be
just
sick?
like say I wouldn't mind doing the like free cam stuff that we've been doing like for the thing, like just walking around.
Oh, right,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, I thought you
Things
meant warping. I was like, you'd be
No.
barfing
As in,
everywhere.
like, I'm just walking around
Yeah.
like
The
the Bloodborne
world.
set. Nothing's
Yeah.
coming at me. There's nothing aggro.
Well, that's the cool thing about. I don't play a ton of VR, but I play. There's a game called VR Chat.
Right, yeah.
And it's like just virtual worlds people make, and you can go in and run around with people.
Yeah.
But because it's all like kind of crowdsourced and
Yeah.
just made by individuals who upload it, there's a ton of these. They probably have built like Firelink Shrine in VR that you can go and
sit
run
down
around
in, yeah.
and like sit down and chill. It's really cool, but it's obviously to varying degrees of quality,
Yeah.
But it's people like FromSoft are never going to build just a little Ornstein and Smile room you can explore, but these people do because they're massive fans.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it is really cool.
Yeah, I'm up for it. Gav, do you and Clara have any matching tattoos yet? And if so, what is it? We've got two. One I don't mind talking about because we had it recently, which is little matching mooncakes that our friend Sarah did for us.
I don't know
which
if
is
I've seen
silly.
that one.
Yeah, it's really new.
That's
So,
adorable.
which is good. Guys, is there plans to have another crack at the Class World Championship? I was robbed, so yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I almost did it solo the other day.
Go on.
What, nearly won the world championship?
I think I was like out boozing. I think I texted you about this. I was out boozing in wherever it was, Camden or Shoreditch, around the area. And then I was on Twitter, and it turned out the same day, like 2 blocks away, they were doing
Right.
the UK qualifiers.
Oh,
for
that'd have
it.
been so
And I was
funny.
like, I think I was with my brother, and I was like, should we just
fucking
pop in?
do
Like,
it,
I know
yeah.
what these are like. You can just kind of turn up and just
Yeah.
have a day of it.
You go in, I know these guys.
But then I think I got quite cocky and looked at when the finals were, if you did qualify.
Yeah.
And I had a trip planned for then. So I was like,
Yeah.
oh, well, I know I'd do it and I wouldn't be able to make it to the finals.
Well,
so
we were
I think
Give
that
it to
was the
someone else.
Olympics.
Give it
yeah.
I'm already somewhere else.
The World Championships have been the same time as Halloween Horror Nights.
That's maybe
Because
what
they
it
did
was.
ask us to come over and go for it. And do you know who they got to replace us on the videos instead? This is fun.
Who?
The lady who's in that, she was like a kids TV presenter, but she's in that video that went like mega viral, where the
just
little
innocent
puppet
men.
says like, "We're just innocent men."
Oh!
They got her to do it.
Wow. Oh my
It's
God.
funny as well. I watched it. She was really good.
Oh, that's great.
Lauren something her name is. Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love
I mean,
to.
they replaced 3 of us with 1 competent presenter, so I don't know what that tells you.
It takes 3 of us
Yeah.
to match her level of
takes
talent.
3 innocent men.
Yeah.
I would say, because I actually forgot that one earlier when we were saying what's our favorite non-Souls video. The Clask doubleheaders up there
Yeah,
with
that
one of
is
my
good.
favorites. That was really special.
Yeah, that was, and also some of the most hungover I've been.
And naked.
What's-
It's the most naked I've ever seen.
And
you,
naked, yeah.
which is completely.
Powers, can you sing the Blue Knees song as best as you can from memory?
Oh God! The blue knees is coming to
That's not bad.
something forever. You know,
Yeah.
that's it. There you go.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Croops, what's your go-to build on a fresh play of a Souls game?
I don't really do
Smorgasbord.
builds. Yeah, smorgasbord. I mean,
You think that's his
bit
idea?
of
It's his
everything,
idea.
bit of everything.
I got
don't know.
Inceptioned.
Probably do like I'm not like big into that world. I've kind of noticed that when we've been playing this game and some of the feedback we've got on it, it's just the side of those games that I don't particularly go wild on. I kind of
Like
usually
the
get
build.
big fuck off sword build.
Right.
Is
Yeah.
what I call it. Sort of strength build.
Yeah.
Is probably the go-to.
You ever do magic?
Yeah,
Mess with that stuff.
big time. Elden Ring.
Me.
Get a load of that on.
Got to.
Magic.
Melt
yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think people going. He's still using the same fucking spell. He's still using it. Yeah, bing.
Dude, we've used that spell so long, I can hear it. I can hear the cast noise in my head.
We got to try other spells, man.
Yeah, we should.
Little treat.
Although not the big wave. We're keeping the big wave.
Big wave's good.
It's great.
What's a bigger big wave? That's what we want to find out.
Tsunami.
Yeah. There's a question to me that says,
sense.
are you playing Elden Ring for yourself? No, I'm not, because I watch a lot of it, and then I watch a lot of it again in the edit, a lot.
I didn't realize this was just for you.
Yeah.
So when you said it was like, you playing Elden Ring for yourself? No, we're doing it for you guys.
Yeah. One of those, yo. Piece of shit. Is the one that I think I've definitely wanted to play the most, maybe other than Sekiro, I think. Just because I feel like I could play that and have a completely different experience.
Yeah, I think you'd like it as well.
Which I know is the same with quite a lot of them, to be fair. But I think with that, I'd be like, oh, I wouldn't be doing that. And, I wouldn't be doing that build or whatever. But
Yeah.
I mean,
It makes it extra fun though that you don't know a lot about it. 'Cause
100%.
we get
yeah.
to then have
Like,
it at the
fuck
same
yeah.
time.
It's just, I mean, like, to be fair, like, even when we were doing like Resi and stuff, I forgot. But like with this especially. But I think like I'm experiencing it at the same time as you are. So I think that's fun. And also, I just don't have to do any of the hard work in terms of playing it.
Right, right.
You've got to do all the playing, and I can just sit there and go like, yeah, well done. That's why I'm very careful. I stopped doing it very early on. Was like slagging you off of being shit at something, because I'm like, I'm fucking, you do it then. Like,
Right, yeah,
so
yeah.
it's very, very rarely, and unless you do something really stupid and I call you a dickhead, but that's because you're doing something silly. It's very rarely, like early doors in the series, if you died against a boss, maybe I would have called you shit or something like that.
Right.
But it's very rarely that I've done that since maybe Dark Souls 1, because I'm just like, you fucking do it then.
Yeah, well, especially a game as new to us as Elden Ring, where it's like I could die to someone who is easy, but it's like, you don't know.
Yeah, exactly,
He could
yeah.
be hard.
I have
He could
no
be the
idea,
hardest
yeah.
motherfucker in the game. We don't know anything, so it's kind of
Because that was the thing. I did definitely do that with Sekiro, because I did have a little 2-hour play of my own after the first couple of captures, because I was like, oh, this is not Sword and a Shield, and like I understand Dark Souls a little bit more. And I think that with most of Elden Ring, I understand. But if I don't, I keep asking because I think a lot of people, maybe other people don't as well. But with Sekiro, I was like, I actually want to understand that mechanic a bit so I can understand either what you're fucking up or
I want to know
how hard it is.
I want to know how much I can take the piss out of.
Well, that's the thing. I think it was like
I wish he did that.
I think it was generally after editing Jinsuke Sase, and I was just like,
what is going wrong here?
What is happening?
Like, because you're not understanding why I'm like, you're not getting this.
Yeah.
You don't get.
Because I thought I got it up until that point, and then I was like, I obviously don't. I'm on the same level as you, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna play it a little bit just to go, what is going? And I was like, okay, that's what you've got to do. And then I was like, yeah, it's fucking nails. So,
yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Jinjuki Sase.
It's really funny because there's still a conversation about Sekiro as well about like true deaths, like in our community and stuff like that. Because Because I asked Dr. Sam Shelley recently, like, what's the most deaths we've ever had in a show? Like, and he's got a graph, obviously, for it.
Love it.
And he was like, well, 2 Schools of Thought. And he was telling me, I was like, it's my fucking show.
Watch your fucking mouth, Sammy boy.
He's like, well, there's 2 schools of thought, actually, Gav. It's a very interesting question. It's not as easy to answer as you would think.
It's like quantum mechanics. It's like sometimes it's a wave, sometimes it's a particle.
Yeah.
Sometimes
because I just wanted to know where we are in relation to other games and things like that. And he's like, well, I think like Sekiro is up there like 700 and something, 720 something. And he's like, well, and then Dark Souls 3 is much lower. So he's like, well, but also Sekiro, true deaths is a lot lower than quite a lot of them. So.
Right. Because of the resurrection.
2 Schools of Thought, mate. It's not as easy a question to answer as you think. Guys, have you ever tried getting a friend of yours into something you love? As I took my girlfriend earlier this year to AEW All In, which is their big Wembley show. I obviously loved it. She, on the other hand, was very confused and bewildered. I feel it may be been chucking them in the deep water type situation. So All In was my fault, really. I guess that
the clue's in the name there, buddy.
Yeah, you gotta be all in.
It's all in, yeah.
What I will say about AEW though is like I feel like that I went to that show as well, and it was in Wembley, and it was really different to a WWE show in the sense of like it didn't feel as professional, and like lots of people would be like, I don't know anything about like the actual mechanics of wrestling. It's like, is he flying through the air? Yes, he is. Fantastic.
Great.
But like, and people will be like, oh, there's better wrestling in AEW than there's in WWE. That's fine. I can't see it. I can just see what I enjoy. And I just felt like WWE has a lot more polish. So I think if you take someone to a WWE show, maybe they'll enjoy a little bit more. Even if this is the only show they're ever going to go to, maybe they'll enjoy more. Whereas AEW, I did feel like it was like
a
bit rough, but also it was like if you don't know everything that's going on with those people, it's kind of hard to, because I was lucky
high barrier.
Yeah, I was lucky. It was with my mate Ian. I was like, what's happening there?
Yeah.
Well,
WWE I think is a little bit different when you'd be like, there is a storyline going on, but there's also a story going on in front of you.
Yeah. Well. I've been to WWE twice. I think maybe both times with you. And it definitely helped either having you or Dale when like 2 people enter the ring and everyone's going like, ooh. And sometimes it's as simple as like, that person is this person's old partner, and you're like, and then immediately you're like, oh, here we go. But I don't know. It could be one of these things. I feel like it's kind of what you said. Good wrestling and bad wrestling at that level, you're splitting hairs. Like there's a chance maybe it's just not for her. Something like this, you know.
To be fair as well, like any time that I've gone, it has been there's been like a day out of boozing element to it as well. We're like, oh, we're just gonna go out for a good day. Like I don't care, this is fun.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Whereas I guess if she's not into that, or I'm not sure if they are, but
it's hard.
But the question is, have we ever tried, right?
Yeah, have you ever tried getting a friend of yours into something you love and it's gone wrong? I don't think so, because I think like I learned.
I just don't think I do that anymore.
No,
because I think it's like you put too much pressure on it. And you do that thing. It's like showing a film to someone that you love, and you're just like, it's like, it's okay. Like I think I've probably done that with other stuff, and then you're a bit crestfallen if they're not super into it. And also, I think that's the thing. If you tell someone, you all can almost just like, depending on that person's disposition, that just puts them off it.
Yeah, you're
evangelizing it, and you're like, just let them come to it naturally.
Yeah.
Put a bit of wrestling on. Oh, what's this?
Yeah.
Because you put it on, you're like, oh, this is great. Oh, I'm having such a good time watching this.
Yeah.
And they're like, what is it?
Oh, I want to know what Resident.
Who are these three lads playing Dark Souls?
Yeah. Someone actually DM'd me on Instagram recently. It was like pictures of them talking to a friend, and it was like, I've just started getting them into prepared to try, and he was like, I think you'd appreciate these text messages between a mate of mine, and it's his mate basically like, not getting it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Watch 6 episodes. I fucking love it.
That's great.
It's like him playing Dark Souls.
Yeah, that's maybe the journey that he went on.
Yeah, maybe.
This is for Solar.
This is great.
Into it now, isn't he?
Powers. I see Specsavers have a 2-for-1 offer at the moment.
All right.
Do you reckon you could
He thought
buy
it was a 1-for-1.
Do you reckon you could buy a pair to leave in the office? It's a bit stressful when you walk past items without picking them up. Minor quibble. It's great watching you carve your way through all these games that I would never have the patience to play. Thank you.
Was that a question or?
I think you're saying go get another
Would you get
pair of
another pair of
glasses,
glasses?
yeah.
Why change who I am? You know?
Do you know where your
Why?
glasses are at this point in time?
Why
Your
don't
eyesight is changing.
Yeah.
Why don't I just cut my bollocks off while I'm at it? Huh? If you want to change what God gave me, all right?
Yeah.
He gave me
I'll tell you what,
shit eyes.
Kinky. Go. I'm going to shag a nail and cut off my balls, Kinky.
Yeah, we only have 1 pint.
I do. I do. I actually got the email from Qubits the other day that was like, your prescription needs renewed. We've got a bunch of new glasses. You should come in.
It's been 2 years, mate.
Yeah. I think it only has been 2 years. So.
That's what it usually
18
do.
months,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, so I am due a return.
Oh,
'Cause
2 years.
Actually,
Is it 2 years?
Yeah, because we filmed Demon Souls Christmas 2021.
and I was just saying, remember I picked up my glasses at our Christmas
meal.
party.
Yeah, we were. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
so I am due going back.
They will do that.
And-
And Qubits.
I'm thinking about getting a new pair, but
Why?
I can't bring my old. I can't keep my old
Yeah,
pair.
you can.
anymore.
Depends how much your prescription's changed.
I
Yeah.
think it's quite.
Because if it's...
I think
well,
it's
You just take them both in and get them both.
You're simultaneously saying you really do need new glasses
Yeah.
because you're like, it's changed loads. Because when I got the glasses
It
on,
has. I can't see anything anymore. It's brutal. I'm joking. We've tested this before. I can see fine.
Well, so-
I can see.
I can see fine.
I can
fine.
see. I can. My eyes work.
You look after yourself, mate. That's all I'll say.
okay.
You look after yourself.
don't want
Alright.
you looking out
I'm
for
doing-
anything, mate.
I'm doing all right.
You want the car?
No,
You look out
definitely-
yourself because I can't see shit.
Definitely, you looking
Yeah.
out for a sight of fucking grace. Tell you that.
Daniel, being the lore master, are there any stories you cannot wait to see Rory and Gav react to in Elden Ring? Is
I just say a couple.
But is there a particular? You can't say what it is, but is there a particular thing?
Can you say like a code word? Can
Are
I think like
you say like potato?
we
man
won't
or
look.
something?
We won't look.
Oh, what? But it's a podcast.
Yeah, but there's a video element to it. You know that, right?
Huh? Yeah, I can't see
he
it.
thinks from a location.
I thought we were in a pub.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. Well, maybe not because people might not have played Elden Ring.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
What continues to happen with the Welsh Avengers?
Okay.
Okay.
We've invested a lot of time into that storyline, and
They go
there's
English.
still don't say
Go
go for an English. You take, Ranny takes
I'm
a-
done with it.
Yeah, fucking fooled him, didn't I?
Yeah, Ranny.
Takes
done.
the mask off like Mission Impossible. Voice changer comes off.
Ah.
Hey, he thought we were all fucking Welsh lads.
Little Union Jack patch on her
and they're all
cloak.
from
I
Essex.
delete the capture. I won't edit. I will not edit that.
He's
one.
deleted the YouTube
I'm not
channel.
editing it.
He's deleted the YouTube.
It's Randy's fault, so not my fault. It's her fault.
It's
We
English's
are,
fault.
we are an organization doing a lot of stuff for essentially a queen. So
Oh, but she's not a queen.
it was all there. Sort of. My queen.
Lunar princess, Randy.
Princess.
Prince. All right. I'll
Do a lot
yeah.
for princesses in games.
Yeah.
Pain in the arse, isn't it?
It's
Come
true.
on,
That is
guys.
true. Gav, what's your favorite song, favorite album of 2023? Well, today, as we're recording this, our Spotify Wrapped came out. I've not looked at mine yet. I'm almost embarrassed to because I didn't realize that I didn't have my running playlist on secret, so that's all on it.
That's
So I've
that's thrown it
exposed
off.
myself.
It's warped it.
Running playlist
Expose
isn't too
myself.
embarrassing, surely. It's just kind of like
You don't know
heavy.
what's on it.
Yeah, what is on it?
Agadoo.
Yeah. No, that's a good song. That's a good song.
To run to. Let's
It's-
go per...
It's just the Alvida Same Pet theme on repeat.
Whatever happened to the Likely Lads.
Wales Away.
Biker Grove
Yeah.
tune.
Yeah. It's that, basically, yeah. I don't know. I think my favourite album is definitely Mac DeMarco's 5 Easy Hot Dogs, which he released earlier this year. And I was walking on the canal and it was a really cold morning. I got an alert saying that
new album.
it was a new album came out. I didn't know it was coming. No one knew it was coming. And it came out and I listened to it and it's a instrumental album. So I listened to it on like a big walk. I was just going on a big walk. And So it's weird because I got like 4 songs in. I was like, I don't think he sang yet.
Right.
And then I was like, oh yeah, it's an instrument because like no one knew it was like a surprise drop. So
yeah.
It's called 5 Easy Hot Dogs, and he basically did like a tour around of America, and recorded lots of it in like motels and stuff like that. And I got to see him play it live in Paris this year, which I think is one of the best gigs I've ever been to.
It surprised me because you were playing it here in the office a few days ago, and I was like, "Is this Wii Sports theme music?"
Some of it does sound like that.
And I was like, "No, this." So
he's released 3 different albums this year. 5 Easy Hot Dogs is not the one that I was playing the other day. Yeah. Then he released this album called One Wayne G, which I think Wayne Gretzky is 98, I think his number is.
Right.
And he released a 99-track album. So it's like one Wayne Gretzky. I think that's what it is. So it's 99 tracks. And it's basically like he went through his hard drive and was just like, here's a load of stuff I've never released. Wow. And he's really got he really got into Spotify this year, and like he'd never really like, because I think the way of releasing it he got really into is like, I think the money thing is whatever, but he really got into it. And like heard an interview with him, he was just like, it's really easy to put music on now. So he was just like, he like contacted his label, was like, I want to release an album, 99 tracks, and they were like, do whatever you want, mate, we don't care.
That's cool.
So he put it out, and it was really interesting going to that gig because he played 5 Easy Hot Dogs, which is the instrumental album, like front to back. He just played it all, and then no break or anything like that. But he played like some of his like best songs. But then he also was just taking requests for the One Wayne G album. But the One Wayne G album, I don't think there's any. There's not loads of. He just released it by year of making it. So all the things are just years, and there were people in the audience holding up signs with like,
oh, that's cool,
the number, just the date on it. But he was literally like, obviously he released 99 and there's no off by heart, so he was just like, what's that one? And the guy would be like, ding 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 ding, and he was like, yeah, we could do that. We could do that.
It's this one.
Yeah. And it was like, it's such a funny
That's
experience.
A cool idea.
Really, he's also a really funny guy, so he was just like talking in between each one, and then at one point he was just like doing a voice that was like Daniel Plainview, and he's obviously doing like he's talking about his music like he was Daniel Plainview playing and stuff. Like, that was really funny. Oh, that was really good. But yeah, it's just funny seeing him hold a sign up, but then also another person held a sign up, and he was like, "What's that one go like?" And he played. He's like, "Oh yeah, we can't do that one because you don't know that. Yeah, we haven't got that right instruments. We can't do it." Like, and the guy was like,
sorry about that.
This thing. But it was like being at wrestling when people hold up signs.
Yeah,
it just has like the track name on it. But that would be my favorite album. My favorite song is "Dancer" by Idols and LCD Soundsystem, because I've never got into Idols until this year. And then I saw LCD Soundsystem alert on my phone going, oh, they just released a new song with Idols. I was like, listen to this. Listen to it. And I was like, this is stressing me out.
What is this?
Song is. Yeah, exactly. And then that's the song that got me into Idols, which is really good. Thank you. Powers. How hard has it been to not play the new remake of Resident Evil 4?
It's surprisingly not as hard as you think. I love that game to pieces, but because of that, I have played it quite a few times. I feel like it was one of the games that my friends were really obsessed with when we were growing up, and it was around the time where you couldn't afford to just buy all the new games. So when we bought it and all got really into it.
For a second, I thought you meant you just played it.
Oh, I just like,
it's surprisingly. I've played it just a few times. I was like,
banging,
joking me.
Banging, man.
The original when it first came out,
no,
as a teenager, I didn't word that very well.
I think you're fine. It's more just my suspicious mind.
So I mean, I played that.
We'll check his PSN tonight.
I played it loads, a few times when we were all growing up. Then we'd play it, later as like a nostalgia thing. I do reruns. I think I played it when it was on the Switch.
Yeah,
I had it at one point like on my phone years and years ago.
Do you think you could speedrun it?
No, I think it's been long enough now that even when the new game came out and I was seeing clips from it, I couldn't quite piece together how everything linked up, because it's a very strange game. You think you remember all of it, and then there's a bit in the castle at the end and you're like, what the fuck is happening here? Everyone remembers the village, the starting bit, and then it definitely descends into chaos.
I don't know what I was just thinking. A good stream idea is like, I don't know whether we can host multiple concurrent live streams. If we could all do a race.
Yeah,
that would be.
We could obviously just cross cut them as well. Have some cross cutting, but like all start from a standing start and go. Like Resi 4 would be not a bad one to do.
Yeah. Well,
All you need is someone with like the OBS switcher, just go in between. That would be so much fun.
Because when we were talking about it, I think I know that game really well, and there was bits where I was playing through it, and then I would get to a bit and I'd be like, oh yeah, that's cool, and then like, oh, that's new.
Yeah.
right.
Or there'd be a bit that was missing, and some people like afterwards, people kicking off about this particular bit being missing, and I was like, don't fucking remember it.
That's the thing is, you remember certain segments.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even, I played that game loads back in the day, but
Yeah.
like I saw some footage from the original. I was like, I was fucking in it.
Yeah.
Like the big.
Yeah, we watched.
Running, chasing you from the clock tower. I was like,
what
I
the
have
fuck
literally
is
no
that?
memory of that.
The
Yeah.
what?
Honestly, we'll show you this clip later.
Yeah.
You'll be like, I'll play that game 10 times. I have no, and it's a very distinctive thing to happen
Yeah.
in a game. It's a wild looking image.
You lost me at Clock Tower. I was like, what?
Yeah.
There's also a bit in the new bit as well where I was so fucking bored playing it, and I was just like, why have they added this? It's in the original. That's it's just from the original.
They've ruined it.
Yeah.
Masterpiece.
It's a big part of the original. It's a big part of the original.
But it's the part I'm looking forward to the most is weirdly, I think because I've forgotten a ton about that game, but what has stuck with me every time I've played it is when we played through it so many times. Obviously, the challenge became like playing it in the hardest mode, and like
Glad you got experience
preserving
of that.
as much ammo as you can. So every kill would be like, boom, the foot, knife, 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 or like suplex. So it's like one bullet per zombie. We were really trying to perfect like the system.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun to try that in the new one and probably see it fail.
It is hard. It's really. I played on normal, and it was
Really?
There was a bit where I ran out of everything, and I was like, "Oh, I've got to go back then. Like, I've just got to go
Jesus.
back." To
It would be
earlier
fun to
save.
play that one on hard. I think if we're doing one
There are
on hard.
slightly open worldy sections.
What?
So where, like the map opens up in chunks where you can like backtrack a little bit more freely.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I think people say that a few times, like, is it hard to like not play these new Souls games when they
You're a
come
busy
out?
man.
Well, it kind of like Resi 4. The only way I'd want to play it is probably with you guys.
Yeah,
Because I know
yeah.
that's the way I would enjoy it most as well to
Yeah.
experience it. So it's not too hard.
Yeah. Daniel, you're a man of many lovely hairstyles. What's something that you've never done with your hair that you'd want to try in 2024? Braiding, like when you used to go on holidays to Mallorca in the 90s, and you like the girls
yeah.
would come back with their hair like
Or
full
a
braided.
little rat tail, little
Yeah.
Obi-Wan, little Padawan.
Get a little Padawan tail. Yeah.
Cornrows, obviously. I've never like buzzed it.
Would you go?
Nah, I don't think so.
I'd love to see you with a mullet. I'd love to see.
I think
Tango
if you
with a mullet.
buzzed it, you would look like what's that movie with Tobey Maguire and Jake Gyllenhaal, Brothers?
Oh, when he comes back,
You look
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Tobey
yeah.
Maguire in that.
always ready to just
Yeah.
explode.
I think never dyed it. I don't think I would though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to start fucking with it now.
Not at this age.
Well, what would you do? Well, like
Well,
Green
it's like
Day.
I told you
Green
about.
Day are touring
I
next
told you
year,
about this.
so-
Like there's a picture that's done the rounds of, if you don't know him, Pep Guardiola, a very famous football manager, completely bald now.
Right.
And there's a photo of him doing a rounds from the end of his playing career when he's about 33, 34.
Right.
And he has a full head of hair. And the caption is, he had a full head of hair at 34. Stay vigilant.
Yeah.
And I'm
Always on
37
alert.
now,
Yeah.
and it's not going, but stay vigilant.
Yeah.
Well, this
Very
is
fortunate because my dad was entirely bald,
Right.
Like from a very early age.
really.
Yeah.
Not like Uncle Fester, like Pugsley age.
No, but like, my dad had like sported the you don't see it much anymore, the Bobby Charlton,
right. Okay.
the
yeah.
comb over that
Right.
we've just like phased that out.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
It was
Bring
never
that back.
good. Yeah.
I could do that.
Yeah.
In the new year.
Do that?
In memory of the man.
Yeah. Like that's the thing.
Bobby
Like,
Charlton, not my dad.
yeah.
Well, both.
Some-
2 for 1.
Someone said to me recently, was like, "Are you not afraid of shaving your hair?" Because I've been doing it a lot recently. It's like, and my hair grows really quickly, so I have to shave every week now. But someone,
It was like, well, for cutting myself.
yeah, but someone was like, "Oh, they have to like, are you afraid that it won't grow back?" And I was like, "Well, it's growing back loads." Do you know where hair doesn't grow back on me though? Is my legs, and I've recently had a lot of leg tattoos,
And they just
and the hair's not growing
is it?
back.
Oh my god.
Clara thinks it's the funniest thing ever because it's like there's parts I'm now gonna have to get to a point because I'm getting so many tattoos on my leg. And I'm gonna have to get to a point where I'm
You're
gonna have to
just
shave. I'm gonna have to shave my legs, otherwise it looks insane.
It's just like
I'll show you
patchy.
after this. Like it just looks fucking nuts.
You're like a swimmer.
Yeah, but like a really bad swimmer.
I just love the idea of you just having beautiful legs, pristine,
it
clean.
won't grow back.
Just these.
Oh my
Like
God.
it just won't grow back. It's so weird.
Also, because you got quite dark hair, I imagine it's quite prominent.
Well, I've never been that hairy other than my face.
I was going to say, you're surprisingly not a hairy person.
Yeah, like my chest, fuck all, my back, nothing on my back. Yeah. Like, and now apparently nothing on my legs either.
Dude, it's crazy. When's the last time you saw a real hairy dude?
My mate Owen is so hairy.
Wait, you know when you meet those motherfuckers where it's like coming out of their shirts?
Robin Williams.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
My mate Owen is Robin Williams level of hair. Is fucking brilliant.
Because
Clara tattooed his chest recently as well.
Like a thicket.
And she had to like proper just go through it. Yeah. And he was just like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'd work it in because if it grows back, it's like Hidden Village.
You bet,
it's like you go like that.
Yeah.
The apes are in there. They're hiding. Modern jungle.
That's great.
I like that. You brush it back.
That's such a good idea.
And there's the Master Sword in the forest.
Why don't people do that? Like with the Homer, like going into the back into the bush.
There must be more like innovative.
Oh no, you guys, you need a behind, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Well, something there.
Yeah, there is definitely something there. The hiding thing.
Because it was like, I bet this must exist. It would be a good Instagram page.
Yeah.
Is like innovative tattoos that take advantage of like bits of the body.
Yeah.
Because like the Mad, the Mad Magazine tattoo.
Yeah.
The Simpsons. I feel like there should be more of that.
Yeah.
Or whether it's like something like on your hands, like like do a little talky face.
Yeah.
I've seen some cool ones where it's like people have like scars or burns and they've turned it into something, and I'm like, that's cool. I like that.
What is it? Yeah, I think like that is that famous one. But that was a shit tattoo. So it was like when that guy got the shit tattoo of the Pikachu, and then they turned it into like the real Pikachu drawing the shit.
Yeah, I really like that. I thought that was
mustache basically thing, give yourself a load of props.
Gimmicks.
Yeah.
What time is it?
Jokes.
Tattooed watch. Oh no.
Say
what? Right twice a day.
Yeah.
You guys.
There's got to be a magician.
There is.
That,
I think loads of magicians like that.
Right.
Thing is, what you do, that is essentially like, for all the magicians out there, it'd be essentially like having a body index, like an index.
Yeah.
So you could have all 52 cards
and
make sure they're not all visible. Yeah. And when you show one, you can consider it going, pick a card, and you just know, and it's like, what was your card? Ace of Spades.
Right there,
yeah.
52 outs, mate.
All of them. Although if someone picks like the 4 clubs, and you're like, that one's on my knob. that one's. I wish you didn't pick that one.
Knob, yeah.
I do have to get it out now to complete the trick.
To an alien. Pick a card.
I'm like pushing that one out.
Oh no!
You picked the knob card. Oh, Jesus.
They're like, oh, get my glasses.
The alien's not even down the ramp, and you're like, pick a card, motherfucker.
You got the knob
card. Like, one, doesn't know what cards are. Doesn't know what magic is.
Hiya, Rory Powers, President of Earth. Can you pick a card, please, mate?
Pick a card, any card.
But also, like, you've basically given yourself a scenario though, which is the first episode of Black Mirror, where presumably you're having sex with an alien. We're all watching on telly.
Do we get to watch?
Yeah, I think we are.
No.
Because what if they're hideous?
Nah,
like,
you get to watch.
Because you're just like having to take Viagra and crying on TV.
That's true.
That's horrible for me to watch.
We're thinking they're going to be humanoid as well. Like,
right. It could be like a gas cloud or something.
Alien from Arrival.
It's a concept.
Yeah.
Or like me and him are sat next to you.
It's a concept.
Yeah.
Me and him are sat next to you, like prepared to try style.
Yeah.
And I'm like, two-hand it.
I'd love to see you fuck the Arrival alien. Oh yeah. The bird's like going.
I've forgotten how good it was to get fucked by you. It's like, I've already fucked you in the past.
Oh my god!
I think I fucked you last year. Oh my god! There's all this ink coming out.
Yeah.
You what you mean?
How'd it go?
All right. It's fine. It's fine. I don't want
China's been on the phone.
Russia, like, what are you doing?
Russia are antagonising it.
They're like, ours is gone. Ours is just gone. What'd you do?
What are you doing? You were firing ours. Oh, we're doing something very different.
Why did the alien from England go back to space? Ours are still here.
Powers wanked him off.
Why was he crying? Why have you made the alien cry? Playing chess with ours. Fantastic.
Good stuff.
So you're gonna buzz it?
Buzz it. Or diet.
There you go.
Or diet and buzz it.
Gav, if you were a wrestler, what would be your entrance music? That's from Matthew Caldwell. And another thing I think about when I'm running quite a lot, because it's on my running playlist. Lord Caldwell. Is a song called Glory by Tyrone Briggs. I'm afraid to look at my Spotify. It's going to be on that. I've listened to that so much because it's got like a story to it, and I've mapped out what's going to be on the Titantron, where I am during the song for the thing. It's going to be great.
What's your like?
So the chorus is I'm in it for the glory, but it's all about like the work to get to there. And so I was like, on the Titantron is like all pictures of me, like maybe not looking my best, maybe one, because I was like 22 or 24 stone at one point. And I think
Dark Souls 2.
I would have like all these images.
Just say so close from Dark Souls 2.
That comes out, and then like when it hits, and then I'm at the top of the Titantron. I don't walk down for ages.
Boom, Elden Ring.
I think that's all the time.
What's your now? Because a lot of people, they come out full energy, or they come out kind of
slow,
chill, and then they throw the hands up, or you know, do you have a move?
The song is like the song like starts like quite slow, and then like I come out slow, and then it comes out, and then but I'm standing there just looking for ages, and I'm like, is he gonna walk to the ring? Like, I do get hit by a lot of the other wrestlers a lot because they just come behind me with a chair because they're fed up waiting for me, and things like that. So that's my answers. Yeah, Tyrone Briggs, Glory.
Robe, no robe. That's an interesting one. Actually.
Well, I'm in good nick when I'm a wrestler, so I'm just pants,
like Zangief
all the time.
Just pants.
Just the pants.
I'm just pants. Massive boots up to my knees.
Fucking yes.
Like I've got short hair. I've nothing. Maybe the
Welsh Zangief. I
got Welsh wristbands. I think
that's cool.
It's good. I'm good at a wrestler.
Come cheer you on.
I'm good at being a wrestler.
I'm good at be wrestler.
I'm good at be wrestler. I'm good at be wrestler. Also, English not my first language. As a wrestler either. I do all my promos in Welsh. Fan favorite in one country. But yeah,
that's cool.
It's pretty good.
That's cool. Are there any famous Welsh wrestlers?
Yeah, Cannonball Taffy Jones.
Yeah, that one.
Of course, yeah.
Right now, there's a lady called Nixon something, or Tegan Knox, I think her name is, and she's from Bargood, which is really close to me. That's the most famous one right now.
That is cool.
She's
it's shame there's not like one not on one from the 80s.
Yeah. There probably is, but
you know, like what was the name of the Iranian
like Giant
guy?
Haystacks?
What was the Iranian guy that was like the Ayatollah one?
Oh yeah.
It was just like the one thing you know about that country,
right? Yeah. It's just one big stereotype.
What would it be?
Yeah.
What for Wales?
Yeah.
Like a miner,
the dragon.
A big cool miner, maybe.
Because if it were back then,
like dressed up,
like British bulldog, like
Tom Jones, like you come out to Tom Jones. That's what it would be in
the 80s or 90s. Yeah, absolutely.
It's not unusual to get decked by me.
Yeah. Well, that maybe my gimmick would be like, the world is like me and Tom Jones have like a who slept with the most women, because that was a big thing in the 90s.
Or it's like people throwing knickers at you.
Yeah, that would be a big thing.
Or it'd be like you just be calling out Thatcher.
Yeah,
Thatcher, get out here! Yeah, she's coming down. She's coming down. Maggie's coming. The Iron Lady.
Get out here now.
The Iron Lady.
Get out here.
She's not for turning.
You're next.
I'll only wrestle Thatcher, so I actually never have a match. I'm just calling out Thatcher every week.
He only wrestles Tory MPs.
She's not coming.
Just like it's just Tory MP. It's like WrestleMania. It's a whole fucking cabinet.
Yeah.
I went through I went down a little hole the other day and finding like basically like
that's mining
British people at wrestling events.
Down a little hole the other day. Yeah, it's mining.
And Stephen Merchant at WrestleMania is really funny.
Oh,
like he's just like ringside at WrestleMania, and it's like
like just watch it.
He just loves it. He loves wrestling. Right. Yeah.
I can see that. Well, he did that
movie. Yeah, so it was around then.
Fight with family.
Also, Jose Mourinho, like with his kids. At ringside, and like he gets called out and he's like, you're gonna step in the ring, and he's
he
like,
would be really
it's really funny.
That's funny.
Could you rank the mainline Finchy family from kinkiest to least kinky? Also, I assume Posh Finchy is kinky but has no clue. Do any of the Finchies share that trait? Who's the kinkiest?
I think kinkiest is probably Mama.
Yeah.
Mama or
Mama. Well, I mean, we say it all the time with Auntie Finchy.
Yeah.
I think them two are like
neck and neck.
Yeah. I feel like Froggy Finchy was a bit weird, like licking, eating chapstick and doing
That's
like,
quite
a bunch
kinky.
of weird little
I think
stuff.
Popper's quite kinky.
Yeah.
Papa's, I don't know if kinky's the word for him. He's
Sexy.
kind of a monster.
But he do kinky
Well, he
stuff.
came out with like
Yeah.
he came out with like the East End and stuff like that. There was a lot of kinky stuff going on there. You'd think it's like, oh yeah, they're all like men and stuff like that. A lot of kinky shit going on around there.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
Posh is not
Like-
kinky.
nah,
Well, it says like this person says, I assume Posh is kinky, but has no clue.
But then
I don't
but then
think
that's
you can
not
count
kinky.
that as kinky. I
That's
don't think
actually-
he
He's
knows.
wearing like assless chaps. and he's like, I don't know. That's what I
Chimpy
wear.
could be kinky because he's like quite fit and buff.
Yeah.
But like, I reckon he's probably like, or he's just very one-dimensional.
Well,
he's halberd. He's
Yeah.
halberd and heater shield. He's chicken tikka masala. He's
Chimpy-
Coldplay.
Chimpy to me is like the blonde guy from Rocky Horror Picture Show, just like a
He's a bit of a himbo,
mute
isn't he?
Yeah.
beefcake himbo kind of guy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not kinky.
I don't know if it's kinky.
People do kinky things to him. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he just like I just
Gets
want
kinked
a
on.
missionary position with my halberd.
yeah.
Right? Yeah. Regular man.
Yeah, I think the ladies,
The ladies are definitely
the kinkiest.
Kinkiest, followed by Papa.
Papa.
amount of
And
whips they have.
Froggy.
Yeah.
I'd say Froggy's.
I mean, their whole repertoire is based around whips and
Yeah.
twin blades.
That's true.
It's true.
Like two-handed twin blades. I'm like,
Yeah.
About Dumblefinch.
nah, he's
He's
like
a nerd. I think he's a nerd.
He's a little.
he's got a head
nerd.
like a tangerine.
Yeah.
He's not doing anything kinky.
Yeah. Powers, what's been the most difficult FromSoft game so far?
Oh, man, that's a hard question, actually. You have to kind of like run through the journeys and all of them in your head. 2, maybe, because of some of those respawn points. I think 2, I would say 2 is the most difficult in terms of like even the most difficult to enjoy as a game. Because there's games that are harder, I think, and we've spent more time on bosses, but we've really enjoyed the struggle. So if you're saying like which one is like the hardest to like get through,
Yeah.
I think 2 was. There were bits of 2 where we were like, this is a piss take.
Yeah.
Remember some of those runs where we did it just so many times they started
some of the boss
despawning?
runs are the worst.
Yeah.
And that, even though like there's not many bosses we got hung up on for too long.
Yeah,
It's quite annoying, some of those runs.
I feel it feels almost like broken.
genuinely. Yeah, there was no. It was really frustrating kind of difficulty. Whereas like when those games are at their best, you're dying all the time, but you're like, I'm getting closer. I
Yeah.
can see it that time. Let's go. Let's just run back in again. I feel like I'm doing this. You know, that's when it's really. at its
I
best.
think like Sekiro is good like that because it's like it feels really punishing, but also there's never a point where you die and you go, there's never a point when you die and you go, I don't know what happened there. You're like, I know where I went wrong there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So I think it might be Elden Ring by the sounds of things of what's to come.
We don't know yet.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
just
End
yeah.
game is hard in Elden Ring.
I think, and it has a lot of optional bosses and stuff that
You're
I
doing
think
all of
are-
them.
We're doing them all.
All
of course.
165.
Always do, baby. Always
165, eat them up.
do. 160. Is that how many there are? That's more than the Pokemon. Jesus.
That was hard.
can you do the Elden Ring rap?
Name them all, yeah.
Daniel, what is your favorite weapon in Souls history?
Ooh, Moonlight Greatsword.
Great choice.
Lovely lovely
sweet.
sword.
Beautiful. And
Lovely
it's
sword.
always fun to find it because you're going to find it in all of them.
Yeah.
And it'll be in different places. And sometimes they do like interesting little things with it.
Is it Patches and that sword? They're the two big.
Constance, yeah.
The Constance,
I guess so, yeah.
What's his name? The Untethered.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
in Elden Ring. He's the
That's
Untethered.
Showing off.
Remember when he was a big spider?
Yeah.
Gav, what would be your favorite non-Jurassic Park? I should have thought about this. What your favorite non-Jurassic Park or prestige movie of all time? I think I don't know. Just because I've just watched it, I think Interstellar's up there. But I also think like There Will Be Blood / Phantom Thread. Like I watched Phantom Thread around Christmas. I'm excited to watch that again because I just think those films are perfect.
As what? That's one of your favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
I've
There
never
Will Be
seen
Blood.
Phantom Thread.
It's really good.
Wow.
I
Okay.
think it's really good. I think it's perfect. But yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think that. I think I'll go There Will Be Blood / Phantom Thread alongside Interstellar, alongside Zodiac, alongside. Nah, okay, fine.
Shining.
Daniel, loving Law Masterclass. Any plans for going back through the series and creating classes for those?
Fucking hell. I've got a bit on, mate. Oh, can you go do more of them?
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. I think that would be a good idea. Yeah. I mean, that'll be quite a while off, but I actually do think that is genuinely a good idea.
Absolutely, yeah. Powers, what is the Dublin Gorilla Man story?
Can't tell him.
Can't tell you.
Can't tell you. I only ever tell it at this Paranormal Life live shows. So, I mean, you guys have both heard it, I think, by now.
I think I've heard it twice, yeah.
Before, yeah.
So, drop me a DM, I'll give you a shot. I'll summarize it.
Ah!
But I've also been hammered all the times I've heard it, so...
Yeah, that's very... I think a lot of people in the audience are, to be fair. But, yeah, it's the only paranormal experience I've had in my life.
Yeah.
And it was real. It was real. There was a reason I asked you guys when was the last time you saw a really hairy dude.
Yeah. Because you're like...
Because I'll tell you about one I saw 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you have any tattoos?
What on his chest?
It was Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
It was weird.
So this is one of the last normal questions before we go on to some Minging or Fair Plays. And it's not really a question, it's just a really nice one. It says, this episode will come out the day before I get married.
Wow.
So can you give us a shout out from Hannah and Glenn?
Oh,
Hannah and Glenn.
Congratulations. Well, good luck for tomorrow.
Hope it goes well.
So excited.
Hopefully you're watching this on the eve of your wedding, or maybe on the wedding day, or on honeymoon.
Wedding night.
We're there
Wedding
with you.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 in the bed, kinky.
Hopefully
Watching a 3-hour
well.
podcast.
Make sure you draw that 4 of clubs, if you know what I mean. The knob card.
The knob card. The 4 clubs, the knob card. Let's refer you to 20 minutes ago in this video.
They'll get it. They'll get it.
They'll get it. They'll get it. All right. Let's have a little break there. Lads, to the fools.
Cheers to the
Here we go.
fools.
You ready for some Minging or Fair Plays?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Go in.
Minging or Fair Play then. Sitting at a table in a fast food shop, for example, McDonald's, that still has the previous guest's food uneaten on the table and then eating the food. So basically eating food that somebody else has left there. It's unopened. Minging or Fair Play.
When you say unopened.
It's unopened.
So like...
Do we know for a fact it's clean? As in,
No.
not untampered?
No.
All right, so nothing sealed.
No. Nothing sealed. No. Because I guess like even at McDonald's, like that paper is not...
Yeah.
But I reckon I could tell if someone's tried to put that
fucked
back
with
on.
it, yeah.
I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't
but I
do
don't
it.
think there's anything wrong with eating uneaten food.
Yeah.
But it's more just because I don't know how
Yeah.
long it's been there.
I wanna know
or
the person.
somebody's tampered with it.
Yeah.
I think we're all at the same juncture. Because I'm like, I wouldn't do it. But if I wouldn't do it, that's because I think it's minging.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't judge someone if they wanted to do it.
That's mad.
But I
Minging.
I think it's
minging.
Because it has the
Minging.
risk of being minging.
Yeah, someone could have. You don't know where that.
So it's
food's been.
potentially minging.
Yeah.
Yeah, minging.
I'm going minging. So this one is an interesting one. But I mean, I feel like it's another easy one as well. Iceland, minging or fair play? My friend and fellow listener Eric can't stand Iceland's food and won't go near it. But for me, it gets the job done. I should clear up. I'm talking about the supermarket, not the country. He's not a massive racist. Iceland's absolutely fair play. Absolutely.
If he just doesn't like the food, fair enough. As long as he's not making like an aspersion around like people who shop at Iceland.
Yeah.
Because it is like a budget supermarket.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It'd be good to like do a blind taste test with your friend.
Yeah.
Where we get a variety of prawn rings.
Yeah.
And he sees which one is minging. And he's
Right.
like, oh, you feel one's minging? That's fucking John Lewis, man.
Yeah.
That's Waitrose.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you like the most, Iceland.
There's nothing
I think
wrong
it is
with
because it is just, you know.
Yeah, it's he probably has weird opinions about Iceland or people who shop there.
It's probably because it's like a budget thing.
Yeah,
When
exactly.
I lived in Brixton, that Iceland is the supermarket I used the most, I think.
Oh,
because
man.
it's a massive one.
He might also
Right.
conceptually think it's minging because obviously a lot of it is frozen.
Yeah. But there's still like
There's also nothing wrong with freezing food.
no, but it's also like this thing is like I think people think it's all frozen in it, but it's like it has a really nice like veg and stuff
And
like
there's,
that.
nothing, and there's nothing wrong with cooking from frozen stuff.
Absolutely.
Like, peas are better frozen because
There you go.
they go off too quickly. It's
There
a
you
really
go.
good way of avoiding waste.
Yeah.
I freeze meals I cook all the time.
Yeah.
Because also if we're filming late, I can get home, microwave it. That's why
Heat it
I like using my microwave because that's something I've made before.
Yeah.
And they're ready to go. Also, don't have to do any washing up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
My mum does like a savers account thing with the local, like our local paper shop where I think she pays in like 20 quid a week or something like that. And at the end of the year, you get your money plus 50% in vouchers for shops and things that you can sell in different things. And one of those shops is Iceland, because like me and my sister, she used to basically give me and my sister like vouchers at Christmas for like food and things like that. Man, I used to be able to make that, like, I think she'd give us like 100 quid to spend in like wherever we wanted. I would just do it all of January and just use it as my food money in January. Like, oh man, great time.
Shouldn't judge people where they shop.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I imagine that's maybe a part of this. Because otherwise,
It's gotta be.
Unless it's the frozen thing. If he just genuinely doesn't think they have nice food, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But then
But
that's
you're
just...
right, but Iceland sell like
They do sell brand stuff.
and stuff.
But yeah, but I
know
think
they
it's
have their
like-
own,
yeah.
but like, no, screw that guy. Fair play.
They've got a whole Greg section in Iceland.
Love that.
So you can get just frozen Greg stuff to
Yeah,
have in your house.
they've started doing brands now. It's
Yeah.
it's really cool.
Also, I always remember like the booze being quite random in there as well. Like you could get like a fucking like a keg of Hobgoblin for like 4 quid. You're like, oh,
It's like whenever you buy booze from
Like
Lidl.
going, it's just like you come back from market and you've like got your magic beans. You're like, where have you been?
spending me vouchers.
Just go Tesco.
Yeah.
Just got my Hobgoblin.
Got a keg of Hobgoblin.
I've got 12 fabs.
Yeah, I remember like just seeing how pissed like when I was getting to the dregs of the things. I was like, I need some booze, and like it was all the lagers and stuff. It was very nice. I was like, I reckon I could get really pissed on that and just like buying random shit.
Oh man,
Like-
it's the same with like Lidl. Some of the booze that they would get in there.
I
was,
mean,
like,
I feel
so
like
good.
Iceland is just another little Aldi's, but they've got better PR.
Yeah, and
Iceland need a
Continental.
Iceland need a middle aisle.
Continental.
basically
is, yeah.
random shit. Yeah,
There we go. We are absolutely fair play on that.
fair
one.
play.
Similar. Wanking over a photo of your auntie, minging or fair play.
It is similar.
I'm filling it in as a minging.
What?
Wanking over a photo. It's got to be a fucking good photo.
I believe.
I'd like to see the photo.
Can I play devil's advocate for 1 second? Just to table something.
How hot is she?
What if it's not?
She got him out.
Well, what was the difference? Is it your biological auntie or
Yeah.
Step
say
auntie.
say your uncle
Right.
gets remarried? You've not grown up with her being your auntie.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
working out a loophole.
Yeah.
here.
I think that's
I'm just discussing in and around it.
Let's go biological auntie. Got no more information.
yeah.
Yeah,
we
we're
should
gonna have
have
to
that.
go ming in there.
I think an auntie in any form is not okay. That's
you-
insane.
Some women you fancy will be aunties.
Yeah.
Auntie Finchy.
No, but not my auntie. They're not going to be my
Right,
auntie.
no, but
Yeah, but like, what about your auntie? That's like so say your mum had a brother, his wife.
If they're involved in my family,
What if she was slamming them?
Don't wank over.
That's my
Don't
point.
wank over family members. That should be.
But it's not blood.
I don't think that matters.
You can wank over your wife.
Is it 10?
You should.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
When
That's
was the last time you
beautiful.
wanked over your
I
wife?
wank over you every day. This is on
She's
camera now. People
she's
can
a
call
10.
this up.
She's a 10, right?
You're shagging a concept.
I think that's
We got go ming on it.
That's
We got go
It is minging.
gotta go
It is minging.
That's me.
A couple of
It's not a
nights
very
ago,
festive question, is it?
bring it up on Christmas Day. I would.
Yeah.
A couple of nights ago, me and my mate were at his house. He was hungry and decided he was in the mood for some meat. He didn't feel like getting a pan and baking it. When I was reading this, I was like, this can't be real.
What's this?
It's like, he didn't feel like getting a pan and cooking the food properly, so he threw some raw mincemeat in an electric kettle with some water and started boiling it. He said he had done this multiple times. I was disgusted at the fact that they make tea with this kettle. He thought I was overreacting. Am I? Am I really? Minging or fair
It's
play?
just unnecessary.
That
isn't
almost
it?
killed Daniel.
Like-
That was.
It's absolutely minging. Like, because I reckon this person will defend it. It's like, same as boiling it. Yeah, but it's in a kettle.
Yeah.
It's full of
Use
lime
other
skin. And it's
things.
just like,
Inside, you're right. Inside a kettle's not great.
No, there's a reason they have the filters on.
when you think about it, like you got to look after your kettle. Because I think there's a story. Where is it? I think there's a story. Maybe I've heard Pete talk about. Like in Japan, this guy got done because he boiled a crab in a hotel kettle or like something like that. He was like cooks a bit of crab in it.
I think I remember seeing
that.
this.
Do you remember this story?
Yeah.
I think it like blew up. It was like a thing in.
Or
So I
was
think
it-
he like got done by the police or something.
It was either in the kettle or
he
they
came
like
really-
used the iron as like a
It's
grill and like
something
tried to cook
no,
something on top.
He's not ironing a lobster. No, but yeah, something like that. That's daft.
Don't. Yeah. No, that is minging.
That is minging.
That is minging.
That is minging. Yeah.
You lazy bastard.
That's crazy.
Just yeah.
That's so much effort as well. I know it's. I mean, it's less, but it's still effort.
It's really weird reading some of these out because you have to. I never wrote any of these, right? So when I say things like "my girlfriend is basically a vacuum," out of context, that's not me saying. That's what.
Yeah. This is in the minging and fair play
yeah,
section.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She will eat anything off the floor. On one occasion, a big dollop of guac fell on the kitchen floor. Without hesitation, she scooped it up with her finger and sucked it off. Pure grot, but minging or fair play.
You know when you said like she's a vacuum, it's like she just eats lots.
Yeah.
She eat it off the floor. So
Yeah,
the vacuum comparison is incredibly apt.
Sucked a penny off the carpet one day.
Vacuum.
Sorry, it was guac on the kitchen floor.
Kitchen floor.
Yeah, one occasion, big dollop of guac fell on the kitchen floor. Without hesitation, she scooped it up with her finger and sucked it off. I thought you were going to say something worse than that.
I thought it was gonna be a carpet.
Because I was going to
Yeah.
say, if your kitchen is really clean, I probably wouldn't do it. But I don't think I wouldn't be like,
Yeah. Like
that's how clean your kitchen. I'm not.
he's obviously disgusted by it. Like,
Dude, the edgiest I go is like table. If there's sauce on a table, I'll maybe like lick it up if it's good sauce.
But also, you could be having a bit of the guac that isn't touching the floor. Do you know what I mean? Like, say it's a big dollop.
Oh,
and
you just take the top of the.
yeah,
I don't think that's what she did. I think she
No, it sounds like she's down on her knees, like hoovering it up,
like
lapping it like a
sucking
dog.
it up.
like a fucking Dyson.
It's not great.
I think it's
is it?
minging.
It's
not great.
I think it's me. It is me.
Eating sauce off the floor. Basically.
I just like playing the devil's advocate sometimes.
It's good to.
It's good to explore
healthy
it.
to chat
It's good
about
to
it.
explore it.
You might change your mind.
Hey guys, I'm hoping you can settle an argument between two primordial slugs. Picture the scene. Two friends cooking together, but being the klutz I am, I dropped a container of spice on the hob.
Spice.
Hopefully not the drug spice. It's like random spice. No biggie. Being the normal person I am, I reach for a cloth. By the time I turn back, my friend has got the hoover and is hoovering the powder off the hob. He argues that it's the kind of job the hoover is good for. I argue, what the fuck? Hoovers are for the floor, not where my food is cooked. He argues he would still wipe the hob after. Where do you guys stand on this? Anyways, just want to say we love what you guys do. Shield Up is by far my favorite podcast and never fails to put a smile on my face. Here's to 2024. To the fools. To the fools.
To the fools.
I think the hoover is quite good for that. Because a wet cloth, it's gonna just you're gonna turn it into sludge, and you're gonna stain the thing. The hoover's go.
Yeah.
This is fine.
And also, you
Me,
can wipe that down, and also that's the table, the hob top. You're
Yeah.
not cooking on that directly.
Also,
Absolutely,
like,
yeah.
Hoovers, I know that
Oh,
they
it could be
have.
an electric one, to be fair.
I know Hoovers.
But
have-
still, you can just give it a wipe down.
Yeah, so what I was
I
thinking,
think using
I
the
was-
hoover and then wipe it down is fine.
Yeah, so I was thinking, because I've got an electric hob, so I've got like a panel, like a glass
Yeah.
panel. I think like if a load, because I thought of it and I was like, if a load of spice fell on there, I could do that, but actually, yeah, a hoover's just going to go.
A wet
straight
cloth's
away.
going to make more of a mess.
Yeah, you know, like the thin bit of the
Yeah.
hoover.
Yeah,
like
that
the
one.
thin-
I would-
like,
Yeah.
not the big one.
Well, they used to do little hoovers called dustbusters.
Yeah.
For stuff like that. I'm sure they use like.
I've used my Hoover
I
for
think
more
that's
things than the floor.
Also, I've got a small
Yeah.
put. I would definitely do that.
I think that's fair
Yeah.
play. I think it's fair play.
And also,
fair play.
like you said, just give it a wipe down with
Yeah,
an antibacterial
absolutely.
wipe afterward.
Yeah.
because it's on the hob as
Wipe the
well.
Hoover.
Wipe the
So
hoover
it's like-
beforehand.
Yeah,
Easy.
It's fine.
Easy.
think
That's
that's
fair
all
play.
right.
Well
Fair
done.
play.
One
We got
slug.
one.
This is from Gary Sisk, who says, I'm going to keep it short. Abandoning a team you've supported your whole life because they have been terrible for decades. Controversial, I know. Minging or fair play? I think that's minging. You're in it. You're in it for life. Like, stopping supporting a team.
Don't stop. Maybe support someone else as well.
Yeah.
Or in a
do-
different sport to bring yourself a little to like balance it out. Look at him. Absolute turncoat. Look at him.
Well, I've never done it necessarily, and I
you're thinking
support
about
the
it.
Falcons. God damn. But I wouldn't say it's minging necessarily.
So over...
Betrayal.
It depends on what level this team was a part of.
He's the manager.
And your family and all of that. You know.
Yeah.
If there's like picture of you and all your siblings, like all matching jerseys going to the games and stuff, and then
that's
you
a big rejection of a family.
That's thing. I think. But I don't know if it's just you and your thing, then I don't know. You can change your mind. I think that's fine.
Yeah, we've got a guy.
I'm gonna go fine.
I think it's me. We've got a guy that we went to school with, and all of our pictures of us when we were at school, he's wearing a Liverpool kit. And it was his big thing. He was a big Liverpool fan. He was always a big Liverpool fan. It was like, and he was like one of the richer kids as well. So he always had like the full kit. He even had the goalkeeper kits, and those kits were amazing. So like he had all Liverpool kits. And then we never like fell out or anything like that, but he kind of like drifted apart because he didn't come to the same university as a lot of us. And a lot of us went to the same uni and kind of kept in touch. And then over lockdown, we all started playing video games together, and we kind of reconnected. And then we've been out a few times like after lockdown together. And it's so funny because I went to the NFL with him recently, and now he's a big Chelsea fan. So I know. but that means though that he must have given up on Liverpool when Chelsea were really, really good. And now he's had to go back through it again because now he's like, well, Chelsea aren't very good and Liverpool are probably better than Chelsea like now. So he's like, he's had to go like that.
Nah. It's
mad, isn't it?
I got loads of pictures of me in Liverpool kits as a kid. My dad and my uncle really supported them.
Right,
my uncle used to go loads in the 70s and 80s. It was a really good time to go to Liverpool.
Well, like, I guess, so but I guess like was Blackburn would have been in the same league as them then, would they? Or
not back in the 70s or 80s, but then in the 90s,
yeah.
But then we went when they had kids and stuff because that was easier and cheaper and closer.
Yeah, because that was like a big thing that happened when Cardiff went into the Premier League. Because like lots of people were like, lots of Welsh people supported Cardiff, but also wanted to support a Premier League team, so they supported that. And then so like my friend Rod, who was like a massive Man United fan, and then as soon as Cardiff went in, he then like he's not a Man United fan anymore because he was like, well, I'm back to supporting Cardiff, and now he's like, well,
I mean, I think it's been in, and if you leave it, don't you fucking come back?
Yeah,
because you gotta like stick it through. Because imagine how good it is when they eventually win.
Mate, that's the thing we talk about the other day. Is like we were, we were walking around Armenia like after an absolute miserable performance from Wales, and being like, yeah, but if we were just good all the time, it wouldn't be as good. Like you have to have these miserable times where we're walking out the stage and being like, well, this has cost us fucking.
England made me cry so many times as a kid. I'm drinking all this in
exactly,
now.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Just enjoying it.
Just enjoy it. That's why I never get involved with anyone who moans about England now.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't fucking know you're born.
You don't even know.
You don't even know.
Imagine being like Welsh and moaning now. You'd be like, shut the fuck up.
When I was a kid, we were awful.
We've been to 3 major tournaments in my lifetime.
He's like,
I'll take it. I don't care.
Yeah, it's like, you've got complacent.
Yeah. I was the same when, because the Braves won the World Series in 2021, so 2 years ago. And that was the first time. I think the last time they won it, I was like 6 years old. So my whole life, they'd always been had highs and lows, but had never won a World Series before.
Yeah.
So even for, that was another version of like, bracing through the hard storms and making it to the end, which felt great.
But that, like in America, there's limited teams.
Yeah.
And there's also inbuilt systems to maintain a degree of competitive fairness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In like British football or European football, there's not that much shit to win.
No.
Most teams never win anything.
Yeah.
Right, because there's a lot of teams.
And that's just part of it. But then if it does happen, it feels amazing. Like, but not that many teams. Like if you call about like, there's 2 domestic cup competitions and 1 Premier League.
Yeah.
There's obviously other leagues below it.
Yeah.
But they're to get to that.
Yeah.
There's not that much shit to win.
Yeah.
No. I think that is a mad thing. Was like you have one.
Whereas like NFL, there's a degree like.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like really funny. I don't know if you guys have ever done when you explain to someone that like you can get booted out of the Premier League.
They're like, what? I actually did this with a friend recently who was quite into basketball, and she was just like, what?
Yeah.
And
if you're like, you're out.
What? And you're just gone. You're like, yeah. And it's like, that's why like invariably sometimes at the end of the season, the games at the bottom are more excited. There's more resting on that. And
it's a good. I wish more teams did that. To be fair,
that's why
sports.
People got so angry about that Super League because it would have dismantled that
concept.
And basically made NFL for football in Europe.
Yeah,
right. And people were like, "Fuck!" It was to be honest, one time where you go, like we go. people are actually quite powerful if they stand up for shit.
Yeah.
Like, we just don't do it quite a lot about other important issues. Far more important than football.
Oh, God,
Right.
We'll go minging on that. You're going fair play though.
I would
On
give it a
record-
fair
on
play.
record as
Yeah,
fair play.
I'm happy to do it, but the minions have it.
A woman in work filled the kettle with a water bottle she'd been drinking from the other day. People on my team said this was minging. I personally wasn't in, but said if the water's boiled, then you're not going to get any germs, so it probably wouldn't have bothered me. It's still odd, though maybe just an act of pure laziness. So she's got some water in a water bottle, and rather than put the kettle underneath the thing, she's used her water bottle and put
Her
it
mouth's
in.
been. I think that's not great.
I think it's weird.
I think it's not great.
Oh, to refill the kettle.
Also, like germs might. I don't know. Actually, I think germs might die at like boiling temperature, but virus wouldn't.
No.
Because some viruses can survive beyond boiling point. I believe.
I think if I saw that happening, I would think that's
Not an
fucking
epidemiologist, but
that is such a
bonkers.
weird thing
But
to
it's
do.
just it's not nice.
We gotta go ming in there.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
It would be so weird to witness.
I'd just be
that
more
happen.
confused than anything.
So,
I-
Yeah.
what have you done that for?
Yeah, why have you done that? Because most of the time the kettle is really close to where the sink is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like you'd think just do that.
Yeah, it's just unnecessarily eccentric, and just stop it.
No, don't do it. Ming in.
Ring him.
Fine, good, easy. Getting an over the pants wank from your significant other at the table during a family supper.
Oh, you're joking me.
That's naughty.
Getting an over the pants wank.
I guess she's just like
is my aunt there though?
literally rubbing one out
is the sexy aunt there.
Am I looking at my aunt?
on Christmas Day.
That's where they took the photo that day. So she was looking smoking.
This is minging. So
Make
minging.
a family meal.
That's so.
What are you having?
It's can't be minging. That's minging.
Go to
having?
church. Go
Finger food?
get some help. Change your ways.
Iceland.
That's
Iceland prawn ring. That's minging. It's obviously minging.
that's disgusting.
Actually, prom ring. Yeah, that'll be quicker.
That's obviously minging. Freeway minging on that. All right, lads. So I think Lou had another question, but he says, I'm originally from Ireland, but I'm now living in China. I've got a good minging affair pay for you. Living in China can be trying at times, language barriers, cultural differences, etc. But one difficulty that consistently rears its nasty head is that of the squat toilet.
Oh yeah.
Going for a pee is grand, no worries. Now, when the call for number 2 comes, it's a different story. My routine in a squat toilet for a shite is to remove every item of clothing and hang it up, leaving shoes and socks on, so as to not get any of my clothes dirty due to the swattiness general splatter of said toilet. I'll then clean my arse and redress.
So he's squatting completely naked.
Yeah, except for his shoes and socks.
That's incredible.
That's hard to like get your trousers off.
I think he's
such
taking,
woman.
is he taking them off first? He's taking shoes and socks off, then putting
Must
them
do.
back on.
Must
Yeah.
do, because you wouldn't be able to get
Yeah.
your trousers off.
Yeah.
But then that's weird, because I wouldn't want to stand on that floor.
So
I just think...
because I've started showering at the gym, because the gym is like halfway between my house and here. So on days like today, where I'm in early, but I'm in the office early, but I also want to go to the gym. Where I've started, like I have to shower at the gym. So but I don't like put my foot once it's clean onto the floor.
That's a man who's had a verruca.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
So I put my jeans on, and then like I basically like when I'm ready to leave is the last thing that I do. I've got like dry feet, then I put my sock on and I kind of like balance, then put my shoe on, and then do sock and shoe again.
It's tricky.
So what we at? What's the minging? It just the squat toilet.
Do I take what?
Taking
off?
all his clothes off except for his shoes and socks.
I don't think that's minging.
No,
No, it's not really, is it?
No,
I mean,
It'd be odd if someone opened the door, but no one's
but
opening
it's not.
the door.
It's not minging. You're not affected. You're actually just trying to not get like poo flecks on your trousers.
Yeah.
I only came across one of those toilets once when I was in Japan and was so intimidated. I just left and found another one. I was like, I can't do this.
The thing is, though, I rarely would have a poo in a public toilet anyway.
Yeah.
And like the alternative in a men's toilet is what? A toilet covered in piss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's not much better.
Well, the squat one, at least the one I saw, it's not like there was even bars or anything to hold on to. Like,
it's just a hole.
I can hold a squat for about 7 seconds before I have to stand up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing well in that situation. So, brave of this guy to go for it.
I got some flack before at IGN because when I was hungover, I used to take my shoes off, then take my jeans off and hang them on the door.
I do it.
Because those toilets at IGN were like basically private
airlocks.
Like,
yeah,
so
they were
like,
great.
Nice, but like, oh, so nice.
You take all your trousers off.
Yeah, take my trousers off and then my boxers down. And then so I'm basically pooping. Basically like this guy, but I keep my top on.
Right. Okay.
And then I redress and go back up. But I remember, I think I can't remember who it was. I think it was definitely Dale was just like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Right.
But I think this guy's doing good. I think it's fair play.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Yeah, let's go fair play on that. Fine. Yeah, this is pretty good. Like, we've only really deviated a little bit. I think we should be all right.
We're doing good.
Oh, this is really interesting. It says, I've been listening to your podcast for about 6 months now, and I swear to God, I thought y'all was saying minion or fair play. Like something was unacceptable was equivalent to like a little goblin or something.
Minion or fair play.
Minion or fair play.
I do like
Minion. Yeah, I guess like, I don't know what it sounds like coming
familiar
out.
Minion.
Minion. Are you a minion or is it fair
like
play?
Mignon.
Like filet mignon.
Filet mignon.
Yeah,
because just what minging is quite a UK slang,
thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, just means gross, nasty.
Yeah.
Minging, not on.
Ugly.
Yeah.
Weirdly, someone wrote in recently and was just like about the phrase winding you up, because we say wind up. Is this a wind up? Are you winding me up?
Wind up merchant.
Wind up merchant. And they were like, oh, I didn't understand what this was. But then they said until an episode of Mad Men where Kenny goes, you're winding me up, like about taking the piss, like they say used in the exact same way as we would say it. And they were like, I thought it was literally only you guys that said it, but I've been watching Mad Men, and Ken says it as well.
That's really interesting.
And he's not British, he's from Canada.
Yeah.
So
there probably is quite a lot of slang that we use we don't even think about. You know? That people aren't familiar
but yeah,
with.
so their question anyway is, but setting my dating app preferences to only people in the UK in order for me to escape America and gain UK citizenship through marriage, minging or fair play?
Fair play. Fair play.
You just want to move to Britain, you can.
Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah.
If they're seeing you, then they've extended
some people
their...
use dating apps like that, don't they?
Yeah, that's fair play.
Yeah.
I would definitely, when I was hitting the apps, anytime I was going anywhere, or I knew I was going somewhere for the like 2 weeks before, like Plenty of Fish was particularly good for this. You could just set your thing to it, and then I put in like little disclaimer going to be in New York these dates. Basically.
Yeah.
Like,
but you used to like style it like a band poster.
Yeah.
Coming soon. 4 nights only.
Coming.
4 nights only. Mr. Murphy.
Yeah.
Mr. Murphy.
Yeah.
Pre-sale.
Scruffy Murphy.
Pre-sales live. Pre-sales live.
That's why I won't do 2 shows a night.
Yeah, I can't.
I can't.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Bloody hell. Fuck.
Oh, it's a young man's game.
Matinee.
2 shows
So yeah, we're saying fair play on that. Not sure this has happened to any of you, but if you were to be recognised at the urinal and were questioned while taking a piss, would this be minging or fair play? I think that's definitely has happened.
I think like at Finchy Fest, people were talking, when we had one years ago for Bloodborne, people were talking to us while we were having a wee.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I think I'm quite used to like that from like going to football and chatting to like, it is what it is. It's
we're
fine.
all
weird. I could see
not
it
if you're not looking at my 4 clubs.
Exactly.
We
Like,
don't look at the knob card.
Minion.
We are all bathroom talkers though, because I do have friends who are like, I will go to the bathroom and we'll be like peeing together, and I'll like say something, and they're like, they don't say a word. What? They get really like awkward about it. They're like nervous peers and stuff.
Really?
I get it.
I'll put my trousers down to my ankles.
Yeah.
Gav's just squatting in the corner.
Yeah. Completely naked.
No need for it. We're saying that's fair play. That's fair play.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
Licking sauce off your shirt, minging or fair play.
That's not too bad. I mean, it probably won't help the stain.
I don't know what you're getting out of that.
I don't think it's massively minging. It's your shirt.
Doesn't bother me. Yeah.
I mean, is minging from. That's probably going to make it worse.
I think I think it's weird, but I don't think it's
minging.
I don't think it's minging. So
Licking off someone else's shirt, minging.
yeah, stranger's shirt.
Anti-shirt.
Someone on anti-shirt. Someone's on the tube. Don't do that.
That's maybe a home thing for me. I think if I was out with you guys or
I wouldn't do it in a nice restaurant.
Yeah,
We'll do it in a nice restaurant.
Oh, the peppercorn sauce. Sucking on it like a moth.
Let's go fair play then.
I think it's fair play.
weird, but I don't think it's
It
I
doesn't-
wouldn't judge you. I wouldn't judge you.
Yeah.
letting your dog lick your face.
This might change between us because you
This
guys
is
have dogs.
I think it's minging.
It is minging. I let it happen all the time. But like, I'll stop. But like, there's so many times where I'm lying with Coco, and then she'll just go. She's a little grandma.
Robin would lick my hands. He doesn't do faces a lot, but like I wouldn't like it because I know like where his face goes.
You know.
Exactly. So I stop. That's the thing. I stop.
I would always think it's like thing. Like I've seen him like smell like fresh dog piss.
Yeah.
And he gets in there.
She does that every day.
And that's like the go. That's what they like.
Gremlin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and that's what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Coco's
I don't know.
Coco's the master of like the secret lick. So she does two things which I find incredibly adorable. But one of them is if you're taking too long to like get all your stuff on to take her out for a walk in the mornings, you'll just feel a little lick on the back of your like ankle. She'll just come on and run off. I was like, I don't know what she's doing there.
That's
but
adorable.
also when she's wet and like you're holding her on like thing, like if I'm getting too closer, she'll just go. And she'll get like a quick little
secret
lick off.
lick.
And you're
Right.
like, that's so adorable. But
Opportunistic lick.
it's definitely minging. Because, I mean, like, the other, also...
It is minging.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And especially, but also they might also be describing those kind of people who are like
yeah.
Well, they said
like,
letting your dog do it,
yeah,
really licking it up.
almost encourage it, like licking back.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing. Is like, Coco is beautiful and, like, I love it. But, like, the other morning, she woke me up to be sick. And she like woke me up, was like, I'm gonna be sick, like said exactly like that. And then she was sick in the kitchen, and I watched it because like I got onto the floor from the bed. She was sick in the kitchen, and then while I turned around to get like a bag and some wipes, she'd eaten it. So
Oh, really?
yeah. So
Coco.
I was saying some dogs eat their own shit.
Yeah.
absolute gremlin.
Don't let that lick
That's
you.
wild to me.
Yeah.
Robin doesn't even eat food.
It's just sick.
Nice food.
Minging, absolutely minging. I was hanging out with some friends recently, and while making a carbonara together, both of my friends confessed that whenever they opened a block of Parmesan, they just take a big bite out of it before proceeding to grate it. They both then proceeded to take a bite each and then grated it for our dinner. I realize that the germs aren't a huge deal and won't kill you, but on principle, when making food for other people, this seems like a classic minging to me. They seem to think this is perfectly valid, so let me know minging. That's absolutely minging. I'd be pissed off if someone did that in front of me.
I've got also an additional point. Parmesan is not a cheese to be eaten in that manner.
No.
Yeah.
That's not a nice
It'd be
cheese.
too like much, wouldn't it?
It'd be overwhelming.
It's incredibly dry and brittle.
Yeah.
It's usually shaved for a reason. It's incredibly hard aged cheese.
Yeah.
That's not a nice. It's not like having a big bit of Edam.
No.
Baby Bell, yeah.
But also, I even
That's
think,
not a nice cheese to do that with. But then that's just one thing. Not if I'm using it
for other people. Yeah. In front of other people that I was cooking for.
That's bonkers.
That's insane.
I think that's so out of order.
Also, I just love the stand first of that, which is like, just amazing hanging out and making a carbonara.
Yeah.
Just a little carbonara.
Just having a little carbonara.
That's what we do. Little pasta buds.
Just hanging out.
I think I'd be generally annoyed if I saw
I'd be like, that's
because
minging.
this is obviously a conversation they
I
were
was just
having.
minging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's obviously a conversation that they were having, and then they were like, oh, I do it. Look.
It's literally
both
nothing
done
to do. Like, we'll do it. Here you got a little bit of cheese. Cut a bit off.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's not that hard, yeah.
That's
Cut off a
again.
bit of cheese.
But then the second one, who's taking a big old bite of Parmesan?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever been around a bit of cheese, a big block of cheese, and not had access to a knife to cut a bit off.
Yeah.
Like,
Bro, you can even
fine.
tear a bit off and eat it. Like, just taking a bite out of a block of cheese. That's unless your name is Remy the Rat.
Yeah, unless you can eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Well, even that,
I'd have a
even
big block of cheese. You can eat the whole thing. Absolutely fine. You fucking
that's
eat
my
it.
cheese.
Like yeah.
eating an entire block of cheese. That's minging for me. That's insane.
Well, like,
One
candy.
sit.
Yeah.
Well, like a choc ice.
Oh, yeah, unwrap it and just
like a
chunk it.
big dairy milk.
Just me watching the film.
That's me. That's just me. All right. That's just me.
no. That's
How
well,
much?
that's
How
me.
much of a like? So say like a 500-gram bit of cheddar that you buy in the shop.
Half a kilogram.
How much of that? Because like I'm thinking to myself like, remember like when we were kids and you'd have like pineapple and cheese on sticks and pineapple and like little pickled onions on sticks.
Yeah.
If I cut a 500-gram bit, I'm thinking, well, it would be like you cut in half this way, and you cut in half, and then
more,
you go down there. Then so like how much of that? I couldn't just slice it off and eat it. Slice it off and eat it. Slice it off. But if it was in cube form,
but also you're putting it with something that like makes it more appetizing.
Yeah.
But if it was in cube form anyway, just by itself, and I was doing like that, I wonder how much of that I could eat.
It'd probably be a surprising amount. I think you would get through it.
Eat loads.
But it's the manner in which you're eating it that makes it not gross.
I feel like
the only thing that stops me eating everything is social stigma. Because if not, I'm basically Katamari.
Go for it. Yeah, just
it's gone.
it up.
It's gone.
Well, I think like that's the thing is like there's so much like there's so many conversations that I have to have with Clara about me being an absolute pig and be like, things you're not allowed to buy because I will eat it. I will eat it all if it's anywhere near the house.
Why have you bought a yard of Jaffa cakes?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
But it's just like, but basically we have this conversation. It was like, any bread.
Bread is gone.
If it's fucking bread in the house, I haven't been eating it. And she's like, so Clara doesn't buy bread anymore. But she's like, she wasn't a big bread person anyway. But there was so many times I was like, why have you bought that bread?
I'm
like,
saying,
oh, I thought we could have it with the soup and stuff like that. I was like,
it's gone.
It needs to be a smaller amount.
You just buy an individual roll.
Yeah,
please. If you buy a tiger loaf,
freeze the other ones. Like that's
tiger. But you joking me?
Yeah. Thing is, I remember like in my most bonkers. I remember just like on a Friday getting the massive Sainsbury's Tiger loaf. That's gone by Sunday.
Yeah.
I was just fucking toasting it.
That's proper Elvis shit.
Yeah.
It's so naughty.
I love bread.
Just like that's the thing is like that can't come in the house. Like I remember it's like like any jar of spread that is like like flavored like Nutella.
Yeah.
The
Biscoff.
like
peanut butter.
We got the Biscoff spread for pancake day one day. And because Clara was like, I bought like different ones. I'm going to make loads of pancakes. We can have like different flavored ones. And I was just like, I had some of the Biscoff. I was like, that doesn't come back in the house.
That's vegan.
Ever. Is it?
That's vegan. How have they done that?
That's good for you then. Like,
I love it.
Oh, that doesn't come back in the house.
Gets to the point where Clara just buys like a tub of butter. You're like,
oh,
it's gone.
What have you done that for?
What are you thinking?
I can eat it like a yogurt.
That's gone.
Yeah.
I'm going to melt it in the microwave and drink it with a spoon.
Takes a bit bite out of it.
Yeah.
So we'll go minging on eating a bite of parmesan.
Licking a lot of cheese before you grate on someone's meat.
No, don't
meal.
So disgusting.
You sort your friends out.
This is odd. Not washing your feet in the shower. Minging or fair play.
Why are you in there?
Yeah.
Wash every part of your body
That's what it's for.
when you're doing
this is a big
wash.
internet thing. It's kind of like pineapple on pizza.
Just like standing in it, doesn't it?
People like don't wash their... People are like, y'all out here washing your legs.
We had
like,
this.
Oh,
yeah.
In person the other day.
Did we?
Yeah, in Florida. This came up, this conversation. People at dinner, like, or drinks, they were like, oh, I don't really wash I don't really like, wash. I just go stand under the shower for a bit of time.
Well, just stand there.
But
like a sim.
Yeah.
But I feel like every day is like I
like that doesn't work from like car.
Yeah.
If you just wet it, it's not clean.
But I feel like my shower, just getting up in the morning to my shower after the gym or some exercise, that's two different showers. So is she or they standing in there for the same amount of time? I don't know. They finish the gym and they jump in a shower. Like, I don't know. Are you 30 seconds done? Like, yeah.
I love that you almost gave it away there for a second. You were like, it's Claire or she or whoever the
that
is.
Yeah, like when you're washing plates, a bit under wet. More. Yeah, there's loads of food on that. I'll do.
Both done, yeah. That's crazy. Just wash yourself.
Not washing your eye. Like, the thing is, though, right?
Washing yourself is nice.
That's the thing.
It makes you smell good and feel good.
I feel like, I do anyway. I have got like, not like, I don't do the head, shoulders, knees, and toes song, but I'm just like,
you got your routine. You've been doing it for a long time. You got a routine.
Beard shampoo in, put shampoo in, and then just work my way.
Work your way down.
Yeah.
Working my way down.
It seems weird to like be washing your body and then reach your waist and be like, I'm done. Yeah. Because that's all my body that needs washing.
I guess maybe they stop after cock. Sure.
I'd like to hope so.
Do the bits.
If they're not washing...
I'll tell you what. I stop at the cock. pretty close to the feet. Might as well keep. I might as well do them too, mate. All right.
Well, I'm already past my knees, so I might as well go the whole hog. I'm gonna say minging because
Fucking
do it.
Yeah.
Dirty bastard.
Because also that means that person hasn't washed
Wash their
their feet in
feet,
years. Just wash yourself.
Just feet are pretty minging as well.
Yeah. They get put through it.
Like that's because we talked about this. We were talking about like brushing your teeth, and because this is a conversation that we just had outside of this, where it was like if you're only allowed to brush your teeth in the morning or the night, what would you do?
Yeah.
If someone was like you were only allowed to wash 3 parts of your body in the shower, I think feet would be pretty high up my list.
Yeah.
Like, that only 3 though.
They get really sweaty.
Underarms,
Yeah.
Bits.
feet.
You got to do bits.
What about hair? Face?
No, because I think sometimes you can not wash your hair for a day.
But also, we're saying in the
You
shower.
wash your hair every day. That's not good.
With shampoo, not every day.
Yeah.
But if you're in the shower, you are in the shower. So I think the hair is fine getting away with it. I think if you're in the shower, you still have to put stuff underneath your arms.
That's fair. It's the bits that smell the most.
Yeah.
Why do they smell the most? The reason they smell is because of bacteria.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally what makes it smell. So do those bits.
Feet. If you were only allowed to wash 3 bits in the shower, you're like that's it. Like you're only allowed to physically give a bit of personal attention to 3 bits of your body. Feet would be in my 3.
Yeah.
Feet, underarms,
Bits.
cock and
Bits.
balls,
And bum.
and arse.
Yeah, but that's all.
That's
Yeah,
one.
that's bits.
one.
That's part of your
If you're
bits.
only doing the front bits,
Yeah.
not the back bits.
Pantle
then-
area.
Yeah.
Well, Corey, yeah. So not washing.
Pantle area.
Not washing your. I think is how doctors refer to it.
Yeah.
Not washing your feet in the shower. Minging off fair play. That's minging.
Minging.
Mate. I love this one. Eating a Swiss Miss hot chocolate packet dry like chocolate sand.
I've never heard of Swiss Miss. Is that an American thing?
Yeah, it must be. Yeah, I feel like
yeah. What were the ones that we had?
We have. I mean, in hotels they usually have like a Cadbury's one or a Galaxy.
What was
one.
that brand when we were kids that it was really marketed at women?
Horlicks?
No, Horlicks is a malt drink.
Malt drink.
It was like not like Options. Was it Options?
It was Options. Yeah,
and it was like,
chocolate,
and it was very much aimed at like only 40 calories.
Yeah,
because
there you go.
Because you know who loves hot chocolate? Women.
Yeah,
I do remember
even
this. It was
the
very strange.
jar is framed like an hourglass, like
Figure.
a lady's bag.
That's so weird.
But I used to have. I remember like they used to do like chocolate orange one though.
Horlicks was Horlicks. Was that chocolate?
No, Horlicks is a malt drink.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
I think this is minging.
Tastes like the inside of a Malteser.
Yeah.
I think.
I think it's weird. I don't know if it's minging.
No, because that is meant to be consumed.
Yeah.
I can imagine it just being like.
I can't imagine
Because it would turn into like a
It's almost like that cinnamon challenge. Where
Yeah.
You'd like cough and powder's coming out. What the fuck? Just put it in some hot water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chocolate sand.
I'd wait.
Did you ever used to eat jelly cubes before they were jelly?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's good,
big
isn't it?
time.
Pure jelly.
Yeah.
The forbidden jelly.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
good point. I don't have a problem.
I
with
like
that.
it neat.
Yeah.
I like my jelly. I like
Rocks.
it. The stone dilute. Oh,
Oh, you like it diluted, do you?
That's fine. You're not hardcore.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just eat the Parmesan.
What are
my mouth.
you saying?
I think it's gross. I wouldn't do it.
I think it's minging.
I think okay.
Yeah,
someone
I think
doing
it's
that in
if
front
you
of
saw
me,
someone do that, you'd be like,
That's insane.
Yeah. Thing is, a lot of these as well could be like, if you would you do that in front of somebody else?
Yeah.
And if you would, but then that's the cheese one is mental because you'd be like,
two of them doing it.
I could imagine a world where I've done that, right? I can imagine a world where I'm in the house, like it's kind of like because I Clara thinks this is quite minging, but like if I'm making beans, I'll have a little spoonful of beans out of the can, like the forbidden beans.
Nah, that's fine.
And you're like,
That's fine.
I could understand if you in front of someone, you're like, oh, I wish I know I done that.
Yeah.
Whereas
Chocolate sand.
you're just like, oh, 2 seconds.
Minging.
Here we go. Telling people there is a twist in the movie without revealing what the twist
it's
is.
minging all day long.
Yeah.
My husband thinks this doesn't count as spoilers, and I argue that it does.
Does.
And it's therefore divorce him.
It does.
Yeah.
Divorce him.
There's a twist he won't see
Minging.
coming. I don't love you anymore.
Divorce
How about
him.
that?
Yeah.
You know what the real twist is? Never loved you.
Yeah.
It's
No,
gross.
it is minging.
It is absolutely minging. Shut up.
Because then you know there's a fucking
Yeah.
twist. And most films don't have them.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that means it affects how I watch it.
Yeah.
And it lessens the impact of the twist. And the point of a twist in the film is to have impact.
I think is even things
I swear I had that. Yeah, because I had that happen. I think when we were at IGN, when it was, I think it was like Dale and Cardi were chatting about some show,
Right.
and they were like really in the thick of it, and I was like, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Like, please don't say anything. And they were like,
I won't
okay,
say
yeah,
anything, but-
we don't say anything, but all I'll say is episode 9.
Oh,
and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Was like, I think he was talking about Red. Just go
Yeah,
to the
we
studio.
shout. I think I definitely shouted at one point.
Because it's
It was like,
well, now I know.
the whole time I'm like,
So
you're
whatever
gonna say-
happens in chapter 5 up to that point, well, I'll be clocking stuff now, going, well, he's gonna die,
Yeah.
or something.
Just
Yeah.
doesn't. It's not worth it. So saying there's a twist is
It's like
annoying.
some of the best film experiences are like when you don't see something coming and it genuinely gets you, and you're like,
yeah.
amazing, and you're just robbing someone of that experience.
Yeah.
which is quite a cruel and minging thing to do.
Absolutely minging. Absolutely minging. This is from Danny. Hi lads, could do with you settling an ever-raging debate between myself and my girlfriend. We're both partial to meat and potato pie. We're northern. It's in our DNA. But rather than a sauce or salt, my girlfriend chooses something a bit more outside of the box to accompany it. Chocolate. She will take a mouthful of the pie, so a savory pie, and then pop a section of the chocolate bar in alongside it, typically dairy milk. She is adamant this is fine and not a blatant act of heresy. Is this avant-garde combination a step too far, or am I too entrenched in pie traditions to see the wonders in front of me? We will accept whatever ruling is given. Thank you. P.S. I am, as you can probably unfortunately foresee, wanking whilst writing this.
That sounds like probably up near my neck of the woods.
So a bit of pie and then
meat and potato pie,
bit of dairy milk.
It's like a plate pie. I think
They don't go together.
they don't, but it sounds like for her that they do.
Yeah.
And obviously that is quite a sweet chocolate.
Yeah.
Some cultures do chocolate sauce with meat.
True. Yeah.
You would have but it would typically be like a bitter chocolate.
Yeah.
But like Mexican food, they put chocolate with. If we heard it, it's like, oh, that sounds amazing.
I mean,
how interesting. We don't have
boiling a ham.
obviously
in
dairy
Coca-Cola.
milk. Dairy milk is a very sweet, but if she likes it,
I
don't
find
have to have
find
it.
the act quite funny as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
like,
bit of segment.
like, would she eat? Well, like if she ate dairy milk without pie in her mouth, we'd be like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Would she
Gagging.
think that was weird?
I mean,
Yeah.
if you think about it, it's
Crunchy
not
sauce roll.
crazy off of like, chicken and waffles,
No.
or like bacon and maple
Well, it's sweet,
syrup.
yeah.
It's sweet and
Well, it's like,
savory.
or
it's
like
just a
putting the
strange
chips
way.
in the milkshakes, like we were saying earlier.
Exactly. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
you're just combining two foods.
It is definitely
Yeah.
unusual.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's minging. I'd just be like, hey,
It's-
I
think,
tried it.
I think it's fair play for her.
Yeah.
Also, as well, she's not making him eat it.
Exactly. If she
Yeah.
made that
Like-
as a meal,
Yeah.
it's like, well, instead of veg, I've given you
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
a Yorkie.
That's a
Yeah. Yeah. No carrots.
Actually,
or broccoli.
what pie are we having tonight? Well, dairy milk doesn't go with steak pie.
you idiot.
You idiot.
Finish your flake, and then you can have some of the pie.
yeah.
Chocolate pie.
The crunchy.
I live with a group of lads, and we always used to cook for each other and take it in turns. And there was one guy. Thing is, I don't even know if he did it on purpose. So it meant that he never, because we were just like, no, you're right. I'll take it from him, eh? But he once made us spaghetti bolognese, and he'd mixed in, so it was like a perfectly fine bolognese, and then he mixed in 2 tins of tuna into it, and what we ended up with. Like my nan used to put baked beans in the bolognese, and that's how I grew up eating bolognese.
Yeah.
So I can understand, like maybe just like putting a bit of whatever was in the cupboard, but what you end up with is like a far saltier like bolognese, but also the tuna breaks up in the sauce, so you basically just get these like little. You don't have like a big bit of tuna,
They're like
at all.
flakes.
You just get these tiny like minuscule flakes, and it was just like. That really doesn't add anything other than a general fishy demeanor to it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But he used to he'd make a big pot of it, and then be like, because that was going to be our food for 3 days.
Dinner,
My
boys.
bolognese now.
Yeah, and maybe that's what it was. And he was just like, well, I'm just eating this now. Like,
Sneaky. But she's not even doing that. It's
No,
her own.
she's
she's not
having
doing
she's
that.
having a little bite of dairy milk.
Fair play.
a little bit of dairy milk.
Fair play.
That's fine. There we go. We've come to the final one. That was fair play as well, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
And now we've come to the final question. Wanking whilst writing this, minging or fair play? Because we encourage it. We've encouraged it.
Letter, yes. Email, no.
No. Text, no.
Because if I'm getting it and I'm touching it, then that is minging.
I don't.
Good point.
I don't want to text. Like I don't want to, or I at least want to know as well. Like
what? What do you mean? What?
Like I want to know. I don't want them secretly wanking.
Right? Is it more
me.
cowardly to not acknowledge?
Oh, you'd rather if someone was genuinely wanking while writing?
I'd rather know. Yeah. I don't want them. I don't want anyone texting. I don't want anyone DMing me on Instagram because I do reply to a lot of Instagram DMs. I don't want anyone actually wanking whilst they're DMing me.
So it has to be something. It can't be like do a bit of writing, have a wank, and then come back and pick
no, they're doing it.
The right thing.
Yeah, the actual act.
Minging.
Minging
is what it is. That's why it's funny.
That's why all those like resi notes go like that at the end.
Towards the end. They're like going up and down.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, it's just...
oh Lord!
If you like any of that, we do this every week. So
we do actually.
Consider having a look at the Patreon because there's a lot of episodes of this now. Like we don't do 100 questions every week, but we do talk about a lot of different things, including movies, video games, food, wanking,
sometimes shagging aliens if it comes up.
It's all in there. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this again. If you're watching this just for Christmas, have a lovely Christmas as well.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. To the